The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we can talk about.
Yes, speaking his mind.
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
While being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Good afternoon, beautiful people. It is Tuesday, May 18th, 2021. This sports show we have for you today is a massive one. Yeah! We have I think it's second time guest ever in the history of our show. First time guest of our show, though, since we've moved to YouTube Live every day and Sirius XM. Coach JB from Last Chance U fame on Netflix, also the host of the Slapdick podcast, the owner of Slapdick Whiskey, Slapdick Cigars, and Slapdick Bullies, which are his dogs that he sells. Yep. Pit bulls, I believe. He is hysterical.
Yeah. Yep.
This is one of those guys where I assume there's a lot of people that potentially hate him, but I bet you there are more that love him. He is hysterical. He has a book, I think, Hate Me Now, Love Me Later. I mean, he has described himself as, I didn't learn a single thing in high school or college, but I'm a straight fucking hustler, man.
That's right.
He, only white dude that grew up in his block in Compton, or on his block in Compton. He is a person who loves football. I think he absolutely loves. We'll talk to him about what's going on in the football, in the NFL, in college. Every year, a college coaching job will go up because he used to be a JUCO coach. Independence,
Kansas.
Kansas.
Yeah.
Where he won a championship.
That's right. Jayhawk Conference
Because he's a motivator. He actually has told people he was motivating that he is a master motivator while motivating them. And that was something that I saw, and I was like, this guy is the greatest of all time. He's pissed he's not getting coaching jobs. He deserves a look. He has a resume. He has credibility. Would win over the locker room immediately. He's pissed about a lot of other things. His podcast is great. Can't wait to chat with him. He'll join us in about 21 minutes or so. AJ Hawk will be here. Your phone calls, 1-833-4-McAfee. There's a lot to talk about at Boston. Connor and Ty Schmidt are here, as are the boys in the back. Connor, you said big news of the day is what?
The Bruins are back, Pat.
Last night, the Boston Bruins even the series with the Washington Capitals with an incredible clap bomb from Marchand in overtime.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't have the actual stats here, but NHL playoffs, we've said this before. I don't know if you're an NHL fan or not. I would assume Coach JB, not an NHL fan.
Sure.
The NHL has done a despicable job of marketing the game to people outside of cities that have hockey in it, okay? Terrible. There's only even in the cities that have hockey in them, down in Tampa, I assume they're big fans now. They won the fucking Stanley Cup last year. But down in South Florida with the Florida Panthers, I would assume the NHL has done an okay job of marketing in those cities and in some of the other cities they have teams in. But outside of that, aside from teams' home cities, nobody knows about the NHL.
Nope.
No.
Okay? The NHL doesn't have one single promotion bone in their body. Okay? I don't even think they have strategy on how maybe we could grow the game. Social media, they actually were one of the leagues that were like, don't post any clips. Those are our clips. Why are you posting our clips? Well, I was thinking maybe, like people who didn't even know the sport existed could see some of like the coolest shit of all time. Nah, fuck you. You got to use ours. It's like, okay, well, guess what?
Not gonna.
Nobody's gonna do it. Okay, nobody's gonna do it. They finally get a deal with ESPN and Turner now, so we'll see how that grows. Hopefully that'll be able to grow things. Now, granted, ratings would say if you do a deal with ESPN and Turner, it's probably gonna go down. Okay, that happened obviously with the NBA, but for the NBA, I don't think it's ever been more prominent than it is now. Whenever you're talking about socially, digitally, they are everywhere. The players are everywhere. The highlights are everywhere on your phones, which is much more intimate than a TV. But ratings are still going down. But the NHL has done a despicable job of promoting their game. If you're in a city with a team, you love it. You know why? Because you get a chance to see what it is out there. It's an incredible sport. It's high action. They're flying. It seems impossible because they're doing everything on ice. They're able to do things that Olympians do once every 4 years at the Winter Olympics every single fucking night, while also having to score a very, very hard object that's being shot, 100 miles an hour at another human that's standing behind Pat. It's a fantastic sport. Okay, I was very lucky to grow up in Pittsburgh. Hockey, time. Okay, because we're in the dance. We play. We've won a lot of Stanley Cups. We are one of the teams that I think the NHL would hope that teams would be like, hey, watch this team if you want to get, or fans, if you want to get into hockey, watch this fucking operation here. Watch their fans, watch their team, watch everything they got going on. Now, there was a time in our history where, almost had to leave town. And Mario Lemieux came in and saved the day. Even more so, this is a team you would want to watch. I think the NHL playoffs, they should have, who's the commission? Bettman?
Yeah, Gary.
Gary Bettman should have his fucking ass on all of these shows saying, hey, the NHL playoffs are electrifying. Everybody talks about how the NBA, the people that don't like the NBA, they're like, well, they don't start playing defense until the playoffs. Like, I don't think that's true because I've been to a lot of games, but there's obviously an energy boost in the NBA whenever you get to the playoffs because it matters now. Everything's on primetime TV. Here we go. Let's go ahead and do this thing. For the hockey, I'm not saying they don't try hard every single game because that's one of the things of hockey that you watch. You're so impressed by how that has to be so tiring and they're going full. They somehow find a different speed though whenever it gets to the playoffs and it's happening on ice. Moments are made in NHL playoffs more so than any other sport, I think.
Oh yeah.
Like highlight reel shit that you would think to yourself, oh, that happens once. It feels like playoffs have those moments. I think 6 of the games have been to overtime already in the NHL playoffs. It is awesome. It is magnificent. And with that being said, tonight, 7:30, the Pittsburgh Penguins beat the fuck out of the New York Islanders.
Hell yeah. Whoa.
In the NHL playoffs that have already been electrifying, have already been awesome, officially begin tonight. Yeah, because the Pens are going to get their first win. Sidney Crosby, greatest player to ever play. He's going to play, but that's happening tonight. Congrats to your Bruins, though, getting back on the board, getting a win. People were saying, not me, but people were saying Bruins were potentially going to get swept immediately out of the playoffs.
You were saying that.
No, I was just observing and reporting what other people were saying.
Oh, okay.
Chara, though, you guys said you shouldn't even skate anymore, kicked him out of the building.
Yeah.
He came onto the ice last night. I think he hit 7 Bruins before his first shift even ended. Game's getting a little, there's a little face washing going on. Marchand's doing a little dancing. He was in the penalty box a couple times. I mean, the Bruins Capital series is far too early in the playoffs, in my eyes. I feel like this should be happening later just as a fan. But I'm happy the Bruins have won because now it'll be 4-1 Caps.
Yeah, well, if Chara wanted to do anything, he should have blocked that overtime goal that Marchand had. But, we'll be waiting for you in the second round when we do win 4-1 in the series.
This is
we're going back home to Boston.
Chara, for those that don't know, which is a lot of people, which is kind of the entire point of my conversation, and nobody knows who we're talking about. So that's why you got to do it early, though. Hopefully won't be able to just lose everybody by talking about this. Chara did so much for your fucking city.
Absolutely.
Did everything to Boston.
And you hear this guy? Well, if you really want to do something, you should have done something, last night with Marchand. Clap on
Yeah,
that.
he should have.
You're a scumbag.
He did everything for the city. Absolutely. I love Chara like an uncle. But, hey, he's gone. And he's not a Bruin anymore. So I will take a stand against him.
Which takes us to when Tom Brady goes back to New England in week 4. The ovation before the game will be very nice, I think. Very nice.
You think they'll retire his...
I think there'll be I don't think there'll be a retirement. There'll be a video tribute. That'll be before the game, though. I assume everybody, this will be just like Peyton when it goes back. As soon as that video ends, I won't be surprised if the Kraft Productions Patriot video that gets put together, by the way, he's one of the only ones that has his own production company that does the Patriot stuff. So it's like his own press conference room area.
know that.
Yeah, Kraft Productions kind of controls all that shit. That's why whenever, they're filming things.
Other teams.
And it's like, well, this is actually 2 different departments. It's actually, I'm part of the, they do that whole thing. But I hope at the end of that video, they actually put, okay, now we hate him. Like they might as well just say that. It's going to be insane. Ty Schmidt, the NBA. Play-in games start tonight. Okay, this is a big deal for the NBA. We are in a very cool time of sports right now. I thought we were potentially dead, and that's because I live in the moment. I go ahead and react to things. There was nothing for the NFL for some time, especially when they were talking about not even fucking doing OTAs. Guys were saying, that has changed.
A lot of people
We
back
will
in
talk
buildings.
about that. That has changed completely. Our sources told us that last week. That was our. Now it's kind of becoming the story. Teams were negotiating with their players directly. Coaches were reaching out to players. How can we make this work? We don't think the NFL and the NFLPA are going to be able to figure this out, but we need at least a couple weeks in the building. Like, don't you agree? What can we do that maybe the Cincinnati Bengals, who won't even build an indoor facility, what is something we can add to our building so you will come in for 2-3 weeks so we can get this thing done? The players and coaches and front office, I'd assume they also got involved. Now, probably not front office. Probably coaches and players had those conversations. Coaches probably ran it up, said, hey, this is what we need. Colts are all the way back. 70 players are in Miami, I think. Yep. 80 are at the Jets. The entire Colts team is here. That's going to start happening around places, and then you're still going to see some places that are like, no, we're not doing it, because they were a part of a larger statement that they were trying to make, which was we need to change these OTAs going forward. I think that was kind of something that, was a good idea, good premise, good thought, but ultimately was never going to pan out, especially with rookies getting drafted to teams having no idea what is what in the NFL. Doesn't matter if you're a first-round pick or an undrafted free agent. You walk in that building, your head is spinning, you have no idea. They were supposed to, immediately after the tour that you have to go on basically after you get drafted, supposed to tell their coaches, hey, I'm never going to see you again. And the coach is like, motherfucker, I got a guy who's got 6 years in the NFL. Okay, he's got 2 kids, got a house. He and I have done great things together. You have no chance of taking his spot if we can't even do anything. Rookies are supposed to be like, nah, we ain't doing it.
Can't do it.
Patrick Surtain, the second, came out. He's obviously generational now, his dad. He said, I have not earned the right to miss mini camp or any OTAs or anything like that. So we kind of thought that there was a chance that this house of revolution on how the OTAs should be handled was potentially built on a foundation of stone. Or of sand.
Right.
We thought there was going to be some cracks. We thought this thing was going to potentially fall through. It did. It has. Hopefully a conversation will happen. It cost Jawan James $10 million because he got hurt away from the field, which does happen. Now, there is a clause in every contract that says we don't have to pay it if you get cut out or if you get hurt out there. But after sitting out a year like he did, and with the current war happening between the NFL and the NFLPA, which the NFL probably saw the people sitting out as also another shot at them, even though they said there'll be no repercussions if you choose to sit out. Now, we're going to have an entire season. It's going to go off basically without a hitch. We're going to have all our big-time players play. Ratings are going to be just as high as they've always been. We're going to be able to get the Super Bowl in time. But if you want to sit out because you don't feel safe, there will be no repercussions. As soon as that was said, we knew that was bullshit. We knew that was complete bullshit. But we also knew there was no way the NFLPA was going to be able to get all the players to hold out of these OTAs. They did. The rookies show up. Everybody's like, wait a minute, just because I'm in my third year, I was in practice squad for 2 years, doesn't mean I shouldn't be trying to get a job here. Now the coaches, players are handling things themselves. Some teams are going back. I assume some teams will hold out, but it's all a bunch of bullshit drama that means absolutely nothing once the season starts.
Well, especially like with a team like the Jets, where it's a first-year head coach. It's like, hey, everybody has to get in the building because, he'll cut a guy who has 6 years because he has no relationship to him, right?
I've heard his team meetings are really good.
Electric.
I've heard he commands a room. Like when he walks in, it's like, here you go. Because that's something you have to have, by the way.
Yeah.
Whenever you're a head coach, you have to speak to the entire team. When you're a special teams coordinator, you have to speak to the entire team. Everybody else can get away with just kind of talking to little groups. Offense coordinators obviously have to talk to their entire offense, which is just half the team. Defense coordinators have to talk to the defense, but you can have a pretty good relationship with everybody. When you have to talk to the entire team, you have to be able to, do well and command respect immediately. I guess he has been very impressive over there from people I've heard from. It's like, hey, Bob, this is a guy.
Is he running stairs in there?
There is a guy in there. I don't know. He's probably going to be yoked up if I had to guess.
Infectious energy, I would guess.
But we thought the OTAs were dead, Ty, okay, because we thought this whole thing was happening. Then our source last week said, they're going to do it, but still, what can you talk really with OTAs? Okay, Justin Fields looks good. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Andy Dalton's still a starter.
Okay.
Yes, he is.
Okay. Justin Herbert Trevor Lawrence, I saw him in the air throwing a ball.
Oh, really?
Still photo.
Looked good.
Hey, he looked good.
Okay.
Yeah, was it completed?
Who knows?
There was no defense. So
it was a spiral, though.
But it looked good. Aside from just optic bullshit right now, we thought there was a chance we'd have nothing to talk about. Here I am waking up on the day of a playing game and the Penguins playoff game tonight. It's the first time I slept in 38, 40 hours. Got 9 hours, by the way.
Wow.
I'm about ready to
Good
go.
night's rest.
Powered through after the show all the way to 8:23, I believe, is when I passed out. My wife told me she was taking a picture of me immediately upon me falling asleep and posting it to let people know that you're not dead, like my mom and family. And there's people that actually do worry about this stuff. So instead of texting everybody, she posted it. So I learned 8:23. Woke up this morning, 5:23. I was like 5:30ish, I guess, and I was like, man, I should go to bed at 8:23 every day. I felt great. Thought about these games. We got a lot to talk about.
We have a lot to talk about.
The Pacers.
Tonight.
are in a play-in game tonight.
And you have a juicy boost for it as well.
FanDuel has a juicy boost for Indiana only. You went from minus 142 to plus 150. And I had no idea that the Pacers were favored tonight against Charlotte, but let's go.
Yeah.
Plus 150. I love that. Let's bet on the Pacers. It's the month of May in Indiana. That means Indiana is going to win. Ipso facto, Pacers beating the dog shit out of Charlotte tonight. Get that at plus 150 at FanDuel Sportsbook, only for Indiana, folks. Minus 142 to plus 150. Is Ball playing?
Yeah, he is back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I know more players on their team than ours. TJ McConnell, though, fellow Yinzer, leading this Pacers squad, minus 142. I heard around town the last 3 weeks, this coach was supposed to be fired.
Yeah.
Now we're pretty decent favorite going into this game against Ball and the boys down there, Jordan's squad. It's kind of scary to me. I don't know anything about this team, but I'm betting on them heavily tonight because that boost, baby.
You have to. Sabonis, I mean, TJ McConnell is tougher than a $2 steak. You know, you just
Pittsburgh guy.
Yeah, exactly. That's really all that needs to be said. I agree. I don't know very many guys on their team, and I'll be honest. You know, you hear playing, and I'm just one of the Lakers and the Warriors playing. I mean, tonight's it's nice. You know,
no, the Pacers are playing tonight.
I'm saying
the Pacers are playing.
If I can go minus 142 to plus 150, like you
too.
bet. But I mean,
by the way, FanDuel told me about the bet or whatever, and I was like, we were favored. That's what I asked.
Pretty good favorites.
And they were like, yeah. I was like, all right.
Wow. We got a team.
And I'm going to play. Okay, we got a
squad.
team. Literally, I thought this coach was fired. I thought this coach.
Me too.
I thought Pacers were completely out of. I thought they were terrible this year. That's just because I didn't follow them. I'm just talking about what I had read and heard, and just from local Indiana people. I follow a lot of local Indiana people. Still very lucky to be in this, state and city. Take a lot of pride in being here. But I don't follow the Pacers much because I'm a Zion guy.
Right.
Okay, the Pacers threatened to sue me one time.
That is true.
Like the whole thing is just like, all right, okay, I'm about done with it. And I am a little petty when it comes to that type of stuff. I will remember that probably forever. And I've also bought 5,000 tickets for people for the Pacers back when they went to the playoffs at the beginning of the little heat run, and maybe couldn't fill the whole place up as much as they thought. So I bought like 5,000 tickets, gave them away. I was, I had a 6-rebound night whenever Jason Kidd and the boys came into town sitting on the side. Yeah, I was big. Friends with obviously George and Paul and Roy and all them. Hey, I enjoyed my run. Then the whole "we're going to sue you" thing happened for a Wrangler video we made in their building, which they were very nice to let us in the building.
They were.
Very nice to let us in the building. We shoot it, all of a sudden, the video goes up, well, we're going to sue you if you don't take that down.
Excuse me?
You were fucking standing there
what are you
while
talking about?
Yeah, you said.
Let us in the building.
You were literally, while we did the whole thing, told you exactly what we were doing. I'm going to say, oh, okay, fuck you. Fired the coach, got rid of everybody I knew. I was like, I'm done with this team. But let me tell you, tonight, I'm back.
We are back, baby.
Back.
Come on.
I did bet on them. This is my first large bet in some time, is the Pacers tonight. Now, there is a max at the plus 150 boost, but at minus 142, I just learned this morning we were favored. Let's go for it.
Pretty good.
Why not?
I got faith in the Pacers. Let's go ahead and make that magic. Also, Celtics and Wizards. Russell Westbrook in a play-in game. I'm assuming he might have 50, 25, and 30.
Yeah.
I don't know about 50.
Yeah, I think he's going to have 50, 20-something, and at least another double-digit operation. This is a play-in game.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of these in basketball anymore. AAU tournaments back in the day, I guess you played one, like semi, you could potentially do that. And everything's series. Anything that matters is series. A one night, like spectacle almost. I think that bodes well for the type of human that Russell Westbrook is, just personally.
Yeah.
I don't know. By the way, once again, I know Taco's potentially on the Celtics.
He is.
Brad Stevens, Indiana guy. By the way, whenever Brad Stevens was still in Indiana at Butler, that was whenever we were doing big basketball stuff here in town. I mean, it was glory days. That was when Frank was here.
Yeah.
It was good basketball times here in town. Not that it isn't now because the Pacers are about to win a playing game. But the Celtics, good squad, no.
Jaylen Brown got hurt. I mean, our second best player. We're not a great squad. We were not supposed to be this low on the totem pole.
Jaylen Brown got hurt. That's baby.
Yeah,
That guy.
You're thinking of Tatum.
Oh yeah.
I must have missed the bebe.
Yeah, the baby. He was doing the Drake song to an opponent, and he was mic'd up, and he walked right up to him and goes, "Baby."
Okay.
And I was like, this guy is not scared of a goddamn thing.
No, he's not.
He's not scared of it. He lights it up, right?
Oh yeah, he's very good, but I don't think we stand a chance against the Wizards tonight. But that's great because then we can beat the absolute dog shit out of the Pacers on Thursday night.
That ain't going to happen.
Yeah, that is what's going to happen.
Oh, yeah, because the losers of tonight play.
The winner of the Pacers-Charlotte game.
No. The loser of the Pacers-Charlotte game plays the winner of that game.
No, they're out. Whoever's the loser of Pacers-Charlotte, they're done.
Oh, yeah, because Celtics-Wizards 7-8.
Yeah.
Later game, though. So that's why I'm fucked up. Pacers are 9, by the way. Congrats to the Pacers, dude.
Good year.
Hey,
So
we
if they
played.
lose, they're done.
Yeah, if the Pacers lose, they're out.
And if we know anything about the NBA, they are going to push LaMelo Ball because they won't have any clips to post on social media if he's out.
Hey, if Omar has anything to say in the Sports Center, if Omar is in the ref's ear, which
He might be.
he might be,
Yeah.
because he's kind of playing chess out there with everything. There's no way LaMelo Ball is not winning this game.
Nuh-uh.
But tonight in Indiana in May, actually, it's it's here, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's in Indiana. Yeah, yeah. They got. We should go there. Are we going to the game?
We going to the game? What time's it at?
I mean, the Penguins, that's the only problem.
No, I'm not going. When I said we, I meant like is.
somebody
is
go.
anybody
Somebody
in
is
here?
going.
I think Mitt told me he was going to the game.
Hey,
Yeah.
Nick, you're going? No, Nick's can't go.
No, Mitt.
Oh, Mitt's
Mitt
going?
Bags, yeah.
No, Mitt sent me a tweet about Ball this morning. He said he sent me a Ball tweet this morning. Basically, it was like, Mitt went to high school here in Indiana. This guy is he's a Charlotte Hornets fan all of a sudden.
Oh, of
what's your
course he
deal,
is.
Mitt? What's your deal,
Well,
Mitt?
he did turn on the Pacers when Miles Turner was watching The Bachelorette earlier in the year, and that's not what he wants in his
Is that what
center.
happened?
The Pacers also just don't want to win as an organization. I can't watch the team anymore, Pat.
Paul
I grew
George
up
did
here.
come out and say that, by the way, basically. Paul said that we don't know what's true and what's not true, but Paul George, who, by the way, back whenever Paul, George Hill, Roy Hibbert, Lance Stevenson. I mean, that team.
Louis Scola.
It was awesome. Yeah. Cool to watch too. They had a lot of fun. Who did you see?
Yeah, who did you
Luis Scola. He was the Spanish guy with the really skinny headband. He was wet. He's a bench player, but he was here.
I don't
He was
know.
here.
I don't know if I know.
He
who
was
that
here.
guy
He
is.
might have been towards the end of that run, but he was here.
I feel like I was at some games. I do not. Maybe
was here.
I might be wrong. I'm probably wrong.
Maybe not.
But after Paul left, it was because Roy leaves. So there was allegedly something that popped off with that team, and I was plugged in enough to hear the rumors, but not dialed in enough to hear what had happened. But that whole team imploded during an All-Star break, basically. They came back from an All-Star break and all hell had broken loose. There was a lot of stories. I don't know what's real, what isn't real, but they started sending everybody out of town. It became Paul's team. And then Paul then got sent out of town. He went to Oklahoma City or something like that. I don't know if he was traded or something. It was like out of nowhere. He's gone. Or maybe he didn't sign. I forget exactly how it was. He went to Oklahoma City, though. And the rumors started flying that, like, the Pacers, aren't ready for or don't want to do this next generation of basketball of like, hey, you're going to have to surround your people with people or whatever. I don't know. That's all rumors. I don't know what's true, what isn't true. All I know is tonight, Pacers win by fucking 10.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right, let's get to a break. It was muted for some reason. Let's get to a break. And Coach JB will be on the other side of that.
Yes!
It's a big night in the sports world. Big night.
Yeah.
Who's going to the game?
Mitt.
Mitt's not happy about it. He doesn't want to give money to that place.
Well, his favorite player, LaMelo's here. So
I wonder, what capacity are they at, I wonder? I saw some place was packed completely.
Carolina.
Carolina was packed completely for that Hurricanes game.
oh yeah,
That was by the way, it looked like we took a trip back.
Place is pumping.
Yeah, place was loud.
Does that mean the Ball family's in town?
I would assume A Ball is here, right?
Yeah. Lonzo probably is because Pelicans are done.
That's awesome. Every street court out here needs to fucking watch it. LaMelo will walk in there and break you in half.
LeVar might too.
Dude,
forget about Jello.
Hey, he was a wrestler there for a while.
Yeah, that's right.
He was a wrestler there for a while. He go on to a lot of shows and just cut promos, say wild things to people.
Whatever he wants.
Now his kids are dominating in the NBA. He had to feel pretty good. He called a shot, basically.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, tonight they lose. Let's get to a break. We're back in 4 minutes. Coach JB, this is the Pat McAfee Show.
What's this for? You do look comfortable, lefty. You really do. Swing. I want to see it. Oh, jeez. Did you hit the table?
What did that hit?
Look at the table. It's got marks on it. Is that from the bat?
No, it was a TV. We're about 2 inches away from a cracked screen.
That's a home run! That's illustrator's cheap.
Boys, we're all good, boys.
Good hit.
That was a fucking hack.
Good hit.
What did you hit?
Did you hear everything that was being said whenever you were potentially?
Just from you.
Oh, so you did hear it.
Yeah. Okay, so
Wait.
let's address it.
Hold on.
All right.
You can be a hater.
No,
And you
Carson.
can change.
Carson.
You can change. We can change
No,
your opinion.
at the moment I was at, okay, Carson. You know, with the Daily Show, the live Daily Show, you know, we can potentially get referred to as prisoners of the moment. You probably did hear me say some things. That was at a much different time.
Backtrack a little.
No, I'm
It's
just telling-
cool. We're here face to face. You can change. People change, all right?
You, by the way, you are much bigger than I thought you were. Oh, yeah. When Jalen gets drafted there, was that the beginning of it all? Was there a miscommunication? What happened between you and Doug? Because they were saying it was fractured beyond repair.
Yeah.
What happened there? Is all of that accurate? Is that all kind of getting blown out of proportion?
Yeah.
And where did it start?
For one, I don't like to ever come out and say reporters aren't telling the truth because I don't. But
Orlovsky does it.
I'm not. I'm not going to dispute every report that's out there. You know, the way the season went obviously wasn't ideal. When Jalen was drafted, that had no bearing on me. I trusted the organization. I signed that contract. You know, I was devoted to them, and I felt like they were devoted to me. So I trusted the pick. You know, that had no bearing on my confidence or my abilities. You know, the season unfolded not how I would have liked it. Personally, I could have played better. We lost a lot of games at the end and just didn't fall into place the way we wanted. But there's a lot to learn from it, you know, as a man, as a player, and all those things. And, you know, I have still a lot of respect for Coach Peterson, and I think without a doubt those reports are very exaggerated. Like I said, I don't hear a lot of them. They come to my attention from my agents or different things.
Yeah.
But I have a lot of respect for him, and it was unfortunate for everybody and how the whole thing kind of just went down.
There was a couple still shots that made its way around where you and Doug Peterson appeared to be giving each other a nasty look.
I saw those.
It's not true.
Not true at all.
Oh, you were not saying, I wish you died. With your eyes?
I don't even think I was looking at him in those shots. Yeah. So I did see that. I'm like, of course they're gonna play this one up. They're gonna make a story out of anything. That's how it is. So, but yeah, that's not true at all.
Okay, so I'm happy to hear you weren't giving Doug Peterson death looks. Like you never thought like, oh, football isn't for me. Like there was never a thought where I don't like football anymore. Or I don't want to be in this bullshit league anymore with this business. There was never a thought like that.
No, I mean, don't get me wrong. The way the season went, I mean, it was frustrating. And
People
so
have those moments.
that's why I stepped away, and it almost rejuvenated me. You know, it's almost like last year pissed me off so much. I want to come back in a different way and do everything I can. I am thrilled to be here and to have this new start, new opportunity. And community seems amazing. Fan base seems amazing. Like we said, it seems like the perfect fit.
This is the Pat McAfee Show on Sirius XM Mad Dog Sports Radio. We thank you for taking the time to seek out this small regional show that streams internationally. Here's Pat and the boys.
Welcome back to that show here. Tuesday, May 18th, 2021, years after zero. We have a guest joining us now that is an electric factory. He has the Slap Dick podcast. You probably saw him on Last Chance U, seasons 3 and 4, I believe, on Netflix, where he led Independence to a championship.
Yeah! Hell yeah!
Just an old ball coach from Compton. Ladies and gentlemen, Jason Brown.
What up? What up, man? Can you hear me?
Yeah, you sound amazing. How are you?
I'm good, man. Hey, I got a quote of the day for you, man. Can I fuck your show up?
Yes. Yes. Hold on. Yes. Absolutely. Please.
Hey, don't be a fucking side chick catching main chick feelings.
Hell yeah. Wow. Hey, that was, hey. Wow. Hey, listen. That's worthy of stopping and getting out there, don't you think? I mean, that is a life perspective mindset that people need to hear out here, Coach.
You know what it is, man? Cats can't stay in their lane.
Yeah.
I just don't understand how you can judge a grown person, another grown person judging a grown person they've never met. blows my fucking mind.
Hold on. So I assume that happened to you after Netflix pretty heavily. Yeah, I assume you.
Yeah, just a tad.
So for people who maybe don't know you or didn't see you on Last Chance U, JB, if I have a story right, only white dude on the block in Compton where you come from. I self-described social chameleon, can make things happen wherever. Just because you were the only white dude doesn't mean you're not scared of a good, super white conversation if you have to be a part of it. Then your coaching style is one where, it's like you're boys with the team, but you're the guy who has to make the decisions, right? That's like your coaching style?
No doubt. You know what it is? You know what it is? Bill Parcells said it best. If you can't get through the best player on your team, you're never going to be shit. And usually your best player is a shitbird. But my style, to be honest, it's kind of, like you said, man, it's like trying to get, it's getting you where you could not get yourself. And whatever that takes is kind of, you got to do what you got to do, man. And so, people can't stay in their lane and they judge you for shit they've never even understand what you really do. That's like me judging like you and your FanDuel picks. Like, I don't know shit about FanDuel. I don't know shit about picks. Why would I go out and say, oh, Pat McAfee's fucked up, he's the stupidest motherfucker? I get that every day though. So hey, right, it Coach, is what it is. I mean,
you had to know that, right? As soon as Netflix approaches you for that opportunity, and do they come to you? Do they go to the school? How's that whole thing start? And do you know immediately upon you being mic'd up, being with yourself for your entire life, knowing that you're going to be mic'd up, having to coach this group, and they're just going to get all access to everything? At that point, did you know, like, okay, I mean, I don't know if you guys are ready for it, but it's about to be a fucking home run. Did you know immediately there?
Listen, they called and I'm in a staff meeting. This is a true story. I'm in a staff meeting with a bunch of young coaches, and I get a call from them producing lady and Chelsea, great lady. And I'm like, she's like, hey, and I didn't watch the first 2 Mississippi shows. I didn't know shit about it. All my assistants, of course, knew. And I didn't watch Netflix, man. When you work, you don't have fucking time to watch TV. I have to try to tell my coaches that shit. I'm like, I don't get to watch fucking TV. I have 25 plus players in the NFL. I didn't watch NFL games on Sunday. Who's your team, coach? I don't have a fucking team. I got 25 kids playing. So I don't watch any team. I grew up a Rams fan, etc. But when she called me, I said, hell no, I don't want shit to do with it. I heard about the show and all that. And I went home and talked to some mentors of mine and and other coaches, big name coaches, and I'm like, they're like, coach, they're like, JB, let me ask you something. The platform you will have, I know you better than you know yourself. You're not gonna, you'd want the platform to help these kids and those young coaches. So
Hero.
I came back the next day and called her and said, I'll do it.
Okay, and it did. By the way, a lot of players got put over in that thing. As soon as they play in any collegiate game or wherever they go, as right. Seen on Last Chance U. So I think what they told you was accurate, but I don't think they told you the whole story. You were the star of that thing.
Yeah, without question.
Netflix was thanking the Lord that Coach JB was on there. I did not watch the first 2 seasons either. As soon as we got to season 3 and season 4 or whatever, the guys were like, hey, need you to watch this fucking guy.
I haven't watched the fucking 3 and 4 either. I haven't watched my own.
Why not? Why not?
I don't know. I can't watch myself. I think I'll cringe or something. The cameras don't bother me. It was the microphones that I knew would fuck me. You know what I mean? I knew the microphones were gonna fuck me, and I didn't care because once I'm a 2 foot in guy, Pat. If I'm in, I'm in. I'm not 1 foot in, 1 foot out like a lot of these fucking soft enabled fucks. So I'm all in or I'm all out, and that's why I calculate. I told a guy on Twitter the other day, not every head coaching job is a fucking good one. So don't just jump in and take it, just whatever comes your way, you slapdick. You know what I mean? Don't just come to take everything. Not all jobs are good ones, just so you're clear, all you young coaches out there. Because I'm just telling you, man, it's people just jump into the first thing. It's like, like they say, man, there's 2 things undefeated, pussy and new pussy.
Hey, man, I mean, tied that whole thing and really put a bow on that there, Coach. I appreciate that. No, you did unbelievable. Actually, one of my favorite motivational clips from you is you are standing in front of the entire team ready for a game, and you go, it smells like straight pussy out there. And then everybody turned and Yeah, oh yeah, you did. Yeah, you delivered it great. And by the way, when you do your motivational speeches in there, it does seem as if whatever you were saying is relating very well with the boys. You got the best out of that team in season 3. Now,
not to cut you off, but all these judgmental fucks out here that are super, Twitter fingers and cowards and all this. It's funny. It's Pat McAfee, and he puts his city. He's from Phoenix, Arizona. Motherfucker, no, you're not Pat McAfee, and you're not from Phoenix.
Oh, okay.
Stop taking your name. So, like, everybody puts these fake ass names, these pseudo names, and they want to talk shit. But in reality, they're fucking buying my book, watching the show, and they're jacking off with their girlfriend. And it's like, that's the people we deal with. You get the same hate, I'm sure. I get it for whatever you do. I'm sure you're much less hated than me.
No. There's people that hate
that's the reality we live in, man. It's crazy.
Well, JB, I think the issue with that is, and people, I mean, probably not to your extent, right? Because you are, in I assume a lot of people's mind. In the football world, by the way, I've seen, I don't want to say you before, but there is a lot of JBs in the football world, okay? There's a lot of coaches in position groups and things like that how JB operates is how they operate. I actually sent a JB highlight reel that we found on YouTube the other day to a couple guys that are currently in the league, and they're like, that's motherfucker, and then they say the coach's name, and then that got spread, by the way, through that building, through another building. It's like, but you were the introduction to that from to a lot of people that didn't know that existed. So I assume a lot of people hated the sacredness of this is coaching and football without knowing what it is really like, for some people.
And Pat, to be honest, if they filmed fucking Nick Saban every day and Dabo Sweeney every day and all these other big name coaches, you would see the same shit. But,
JB,
obviously they don't.
Coach.
Yo.
Let's say you get one of them big times. Hey, let's say you get one.
Pat, not to cut you off. I had a fucking dream. It's gonna sound weird as fuck. I had a dream about you.
Okay.
No shit. All right, you want to hear this one, America?
Yeah.
I had a dream. Now, I became good friends with Danny Green and Lakers, and when they won it all, they smoked my slapdick cigars and had my whiskey in the bubble.
Let's go.
And so, this is true story. So me and Danny would talk often, and I said, Danny, you know what you should do? Talk to LeBron and get me the fucking Akron job. Akron is shitty. They haven't won in 2 years. They used to turn down players of mine. I'm like, dude, you guys are 0-20. You should take my fucking water boy. I said, you guys are horrible, and none of my players would even play there. They're too good at it. But anyway, I said, give me the Akron job. So Danny talked to LeBron, and I don't know how far the story went. Danny got traded to the Sixers, obviously, and maybe win another one. But talking about a winner there. But anyway, I had a dream. I became the head coach at Akron, and you were doing field play-by-play for some reason, kind of like the XFL. And we beat Alabama for the Natty at fucking Akron.
Let's go!
And you come down and you whisper something in my ear like, "Man, I knew you could do some shit like this." And I'm like, "Hey, man, I'll only talk to you. I'm not gonna talk to fucking Herb Street and none of the other stuff." So,
hey, in the dream, you had that
In the dream, all this shit happened. You know what I mean? It's crazy because I don't know. We're not going to get into all that.
Keep Fowler the fuck away from me. All right. In your dream, that's hysterical. Okay, so let's talk about that. If you were to get one of those jobs, right? Because now JUCO is where you've really made your name in this entire thing. And by the way, JUCO, pretty big part of the entire collegiate football system. Now, all of us believe it should be changed with the way it's handled and all that shit. But the JUCO is a big deal for guys that can't pass a test, maybe because they had never had to sit through something like that in their entire life, but they have the ability. You go to JUCO, hopefully go to classes, get scores up, then you go to a D1. A lot. He has 25 guys in the NFL that have done that. There are hundreds more that have done the same thing that have had to go to.
21% of the NFL is JUCO.
21%? 1 in every 5.
I believe something like that is in the NFL. 21% of the NFL is former JUCO kids.
Yeah, so it's a very vital part of the entire thing. A lot of people know you.
Aaron Rodgers, your guy.
Yeah, Butte, up there, Butte.
Yeah.
This guy.
Cam Newton
as well.
Cam Newton.
And
Chad Johnson, Steve Smith. I can go on and on and on.
Hey,
Jason Pierre-Paul.
Hey, Cam Newton at that JUCO where he's rapping. Yeah. And that is. Go ahead.
Blinn College, yeah.
Yeah. You beat their ass or no?
We didn't play him, but who they beat? They beat Sims the coach I went against at Garden City. They beat him when he was at Fort Scott. So he had Jason Pierre-Paul and Levante David, both Super Bowl winners for the Tampa Bay Bucks. They were on that Fort Scott team and could never tackle Cam in that game.
Okay, so let's say you get one of these jobs. All right, let's say you get one of these head coaches at one of the big schools. They have to know about you because your players have gone there. Are you getting on TikTok immediately like Dabo Swinney and hitting the drip? Dabo Swinney's got the drip.
No,
He's
man,
got the...
Growing up where I grew up, man, gangsters didn't dance. We boogie. I can't dance. I would never try. And TikTok is not my shit. I started TikTok for my daughter. Just to do that deal, and fuck, man, I don't know. I got like 30,000 followers, and like, I was like, what the fuck is this TikTok shit? So I haven't been on TikTok basically since. I had a publicist who I fired. He was just one of these enabled fucking soft fucks, man. It's just like coaching, man. Just like making my whiskey, Pat. You know, we blended it 10 times, and the distiller's like, fuck, man, this guy is an asshole. I'm like, you know what? I'm not putting my fucking name on something unless it's better, and I wanted it better than Maker's Mark. I was a Maker's Mark guy, so I said, if it ain't better than Maker's Mark, I don't want to put it out there.
Yeah, out of nowhere, too. Out of nowhere. Hey, just make Maker's Mark's been around 100 years. Yeah. Make this shit better now.
Yeah. Fuck it, man. Why not? Hey, shoot for the stars, land on the moon.
Hey, that's what they say. Miss every shot you don't take. Now, the thought, though, of you getting one of those big gigs, ever going to happen, or you think you think at this point it's impossible?
Never happened unless Pat McAfee endorses me. You know, this is the thing.
No. They don't want my words.
This is the real story. It's a recyclable business, and it's the same slapdicks getting recycled. And be honest, I'm breaking it down real quick. If you got 2 minutes, I'll show you why.
Nothing but time.
All right. There's how many head coaches deserve $9 million a year? Nick Saban and Dabo Swinney. There's no other coach. Don't even put them close. And we can argue that's too much to me making coaching college kids, even though we know the profession is professional. It's a professional business as the head coach in college. But at the same time, people can argue that's too much, even though they basically build the university's math labs, computer labs, everything else, right? And everyone wants to bitch about athletics. But anyway, the bottom line is, who the fuck else wins? Nobody. Saban and Dabo. That's fucking it. And Ogeron and I good friends with Ed, and no shot at him. He had the 1 year. You know what I mean? And he had the best quarterback, the best OC, the best talent that year. And I believe that caught up to him, and they're back to being LSU. So what I'm saying is, Saban wins and Dabo wins. And they play each other every fucking year. And Ohio State will sneak in there. And if Urban was still coaching college, I would throw them in there. But there's no other coaches winning. But guess what? They fired Willie Taggart and paid him $18 million to fucking leave. So they paid your boy Malzahn $22 million to leave. Like, these guys, Pat, have PhDs. These are presidents of universities. They have fucking PhDs. I got 3 master's degrees, all right? And I didn't learn one fucking thing in those classes. So it's the biggest waste of ink in the world. And I believe the student loan drama, all that shit is all this. Anyway, that's a whole nother ballgame. So, you can get as many degrees as you want and still prove that you are ignorant. And ignorance is life-threatening. We have PhD people making decisions to pay people $18 million to leave, have to reach out to boosters to fundraise to pay the new fucking coach, who is also a recycled guy from another university he just got fucking fired from for not winning. And now you're going to rehire another guy. It's like, hold on. Let's hire Pat McAfee as the president.
There we go.
Here we go. Pat McAfee is the president of a university. He's going to think outside the box. He's going to go hire a guy, and let's say the head coach. You know what, JB? We'll pay you $500,000 just to make it legit. So I would say $200,000 to be honest.
Oh, so don't do that, JB. Don't do that. There's some PhD listening right now. It's like, you know what? You're right. He'll take $1 million.
But pay me $500,000 and give me the staff pool allowance of another Power 5. So give me the staff pool money though. That's equal to all the rest. Let me go hire some staff, and then people I know that are worth it, I'll go hire those guys, and then let me prove my worth. Don't put me on no 3-year deal. Don't pay me out. Put me on a 1-year deal.
Let's see.
Let me show you improvement of culture. Let me show you improvement of academics and character. And then we'll go from there. And I'm not going to say we're going to win it all year one, but what I'm going to say is these are the things that I'm telling you. This is a 3-year plan for success. Year 1 is this. Year 2 is this. Year 3 is this. Now, if I don't succeed and meet those goals, fire my ass. But you haven't paid and busted the bank. And how PhD people not only hire these same people, but also you reach out and hire firms to hire for you. Like, that is the biggest waste of your PhD. Why do you have a I don't get it. And then you hire these ADs who are scared as a hoe in church to hire a guy outside the box. And we all know it's who you know and who knows you. And it's not what you know.
Hey, that's legitimately the world, JB. And I think with what you just said, there's a lot of people who immediately upon you saying it go, yeah, well, that is 100% right. I assume that happens to you a lot, JB. A guy who's a big fan of yours, who doesn't tweet you enough positive things, because all you're hearing on Twitter is an echo chamber of the negativity, because they're the ones that are most active. You got to remember, you got a lot of people that love you out there. Here's one of them. Ty Schmidt, big fan.
Yeah, huge fan, Coach JB. I've watched seasons 3 and 4, hundreds of times. Listened to the podcast as much as I can. Haven't listened in a couple days. Is there anything you're kind of going in on right now? I mean, I love it because I just sit there and laugh because you just tell it how it is. Is there anything that you've kind of been zeroing in on? Like, all right, this guy needs some comeuppance.
Yeah, I don't know if you've had the guy on your show, but Deshaun Watson's fucking quarterback guru, supposedly Quincy Avery, who's this guy, was on my podcast. By the way, it was the lowest rated fucking podcast I had because it was so fucking bland. It was fake. But anyway, I had this guy on my podcast, and he was only put on my podcast because it was a favor to Jordan Palmer, Carson's younger brother, who runs a legitimate quarterback training camp out here. Yeah.
Guru.
And so anyway, Marcellus Wiley, good friend of mine, obviously, growing up, he had it out with this guy, Quincy Avery, also. And I stayed out of it because I had Quincy on my show, so I was respecting his that he was on my show, and I was like,
professional.
Professional. But anyway,
you're being professional.
Yeah, I was being professional, man. People don't know I can stay in my lane.
Social chameleon.
Yeah, I'm a chameleon, and I understand protocols, and I follow the lead. And just so you guys know, Ty and all you guys over there, just so you're clear, you are great fucking subordinates, and just understand the head coach is only fucking as good as his assistants.
Bingo.
So you guys are had a great show.
Appreciate that.
100%.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, Coach.
No doubt. But the thing is, I tell this guy, Luke Skywalker, everybody knows who Luke is. All right. 2 Live Crew Luke.
Oh, okay.
And
okay.
he's coaching out, and he's been coaching youth kind of like Snoop Dogg did. And he tweeted out a tweet, and it said, any coaches at the 4-year level that offer your kids without you knowing, meaning the head coach of the current kid, is unethical. And Quincy Avery responded by saying something like, you sound silly. That's what he told me too, because I responded saying you're 1,000% correct. And so I went in on my show talking about it, and I wouldn't let you in my office if a kid of mine was offered by an assistant without me knowing prior to. And I actually have kicked out head coaches at the Power 5 level out of my office. I had a guy, Luke Meadow, was the head coach at Ole Miss at the time, sitting in my office. He comes in my office, sits down in my chair across from my desk, puts his feet up, and luckily this was the professional Jay, because I would have slapped his fucking foot off the desk. I would have slapped it. But I said, you know what? He was with a buddy of mine who was his OC. I go, what's up? What do you need? Oh, Coach, I just wanted to come in and talk to you about Malik Henry. I said, really? I said, he robbed fucking McDonald's last night. You didn't know? He's like, jaw dropping. And I go, but you already offered him, right? Oh, yeah, we had him on a visit. Really? He robbed McDonald's last night. Good luck. And I walked out my office. And them motherfuckers just sit there and look at you. And so I'm like, and so I came back and about a week later, I wrote him a letter. And I said, at what point did we become so, unprofessional and inconsiderate because of the social media world? At what point did we stop, using professionalism and common courtesy to let coaches know that they're interested in their kid? Because I might have a deeper story to tell you about this motherfucker you're going to give $100,000 scholarship to. So I don't know. If that's not unethical, then I don't know what the fuck is. But I'm just a slap.
Oh,
he robbed the McDonald's last. And then you walking out, by the way, you had to feel, oh my God. Hey, walking out of that
I
room.
told a lot of people that. A lot of coaches did that shit. I used to tell, all kind of big-time coaches that shit. I'm like, don't come in my fucking office again and recruit a kid if you can't have the common courtesy to let me know you're recruiting him, because I might text you back and say, this motherfucker has 4 Fs, motherfucker. like, wouldn't you want to know that shit?
Hey, hold on, JB.
Yep.
To your point there, though, Urban Meyer said whenever free agency happened here for the NFL, he was like, I don't get a chance to meet these guys. I'm signing. Like, Urban Meyer was like, I want to meet everybody that I'm signing. He said, it's much different than how I do business. The NFL is doing things a lot different. And we kind of shit on him almost. We were like, hey, Urban, we get it. Okay, that's fantasy land. But, like, this is not how the NFL operates, you know? And to your point, it feels like that's like a big code almost amongst coaches. Is that what you're saying there?
Well, it used to be, but apparently now it's not. And so now it's, you know what I found out talking to like Sark and good friends of mine, Lane Kiffin, Ole Miss, and different guy. You know what it is? It's Twitter. It's the fastest one to Twitter. It's the kid. And that's the Power Five's coach's answer to me. Coach, we got to offer this motherfucker, man, because he's being offered on Twitter. And so we got to catch up. And I'm just like, but dude, I would never do it. If I was the head coach at wherever, Power Five, give me a school, and I'm the head coach, I'm going to still get you. I don't got to fucking you're at LSU, bro. Why the fuck do you need to tweet this kid with Akron? Who gives a fuck? If you can't beat Akron out on this kid because he tweeted him first, you're fucked.
Diggs, what do you have?
Coach, I have your book here, and I have a quote highlighted. I just want to read it to you and ask a question. As a coach, you want to save the slapdicks and even a few fucksticks, but I've learned over time that shitbirds can't be saved. So it goes slapdicks and then fucksticks and then shitbirds can't be saved.
Far down there, though, right? Shitbird's far down there, right? It's like slapdick, fuckstick, and then there is a
Yep. There's a chapter in there titled "Fuckstick, Shitbird, and Slapdick." So, you know, hey, I just so you know, I got Slapdick trademarked and registered.
Let's go. We saw that. We saw that on Instagram. We're proud of you.
So, so I just sued your whole crew there. So, you know, So look, slapdicks. You know, slapdick is a kid. We all slapdicks. We all are fuck ups, and we do slapdickish shit. And you know, but we got good natured, good heart. We mean well at the end of the day. We're just, you know, we just do fucking slapdick things. Fuckstick is when you transferring from slapdick, and just before you create an equal a shitbird, you're in this gray area where we can reel you back in and become a slapdick again. But once you turn that and go over that hill and you're a shitbird, there's no coming back. 'Cause, I mean, at that point, you're basically, you know, you've told everybody to fuck you. It's my way or the highway, and I'm going to do my way. And you see how many shitbirds really last out there. And too bad, a lot of the best players I've ever coached that you never hear of were shitbirds. And I tried, but, you know, you learn real quick. You can't save them all. Try to save one. Can't save them all. You'll spread yourself too thin. I try to tell you, don't coach that quick.
Hey, JB, you're fucking electric, dude. We got to get out of here. We got a break coming up. I need to do this again. Keep in touch. You're the best, dude.
Anytime, brother. I appreciate you guys.
Ladies and hey, what's your socials?
The Real Coach _JB on Twitter and Instagram. And then my YouTube is, I believe, just Coach Jason Brown or something. Shit, I don't even fucking know.
Hey, what's your TikTok?
I think it's The Real Coach JB or The Real Coach _JB. Fuck, I don't.
All right, we appreciate you, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, slapdickbullies.com.
Oh, there you go, slapdickbullies.com.
I got one left. The motherfucker's a stud, man.
Jason Brown.
I want to congratulate you for getting married, man. I texted you. You didn't fucking text me back, but it's all good. Hey, congratulations, man. And also, I saw your dog being sick, so I was going to shoot you a bully, man, because I was like, you know, if something happens,
We'll be back hour 2 on the other side. Okay, we hit it. All right, hey, listen, we're still live on YouTube right now. We're not live on Sirius. Let's talk about those dogs. We got 6 minutes here before we get back on Sirius. We're still live on YouTube, though. Okay, we're still very live on YouTube. We've had to tell people that. We told people that in the past, and they have immediately exposed themselves. It's like, whoa. They'll be like, oh, I heard that from fucking Nacers. Anyways, the bullies. You got some good-looking dogs over there. I got a whole zoo, so I don't need one right now. But you got good look. How'd you get into that?
Man, you know, I've raised dogs bullies for my whole life, man. I've had them growing up, and shit, man. Growing up in Compton, that's what you had. This is how you know. They weren't fucking bullies back then. They were called pit bulls.
Yep.
And what happened was we became so fucking soft as society, we added a fucking name to the fucking dog breed called American Bully. Like, get the fuck out of here. It's a pit bull. So anyway, it's American Bully now, so you can have them in certain places like fucking Odessa, Texas, and fucking, Kansas somewhere.
Apartments, too. Apartments. Some apartment buildings.
Yeah. So they're American bullies. But just so you know, if you train them wrong, they'll rip your fucking face off just like a pit bull. Like they are pit bulls. Fucking dumbasses. But anyway, yeah, so Stogie, just so you know, who's world famous now, by the way, this motherfucker, I don't know if anyone knows this, but I'm letting the world know because, Pat, I love you to death for this.
I appreciate that.
This motherfucker I had to put as my fucking service dog. So Stogie was my service dog because that's the only way he was legal in Kansas.
Really?
Allowed to be in my office. And then when Netflix came and he tried to rip the face off the filmer, I had to leave him at the house. So basically, he's my service dog. So imagine me walking this crazy fuck through the airport. And
well, that's the thing. I think immediately upon seeing Stogie, I think anybody who is potentially a judge on it, if it's a service dog or not, would be like, oh yeah, that dog.
Come on up, pet him.
And he punks you out too. He punks your ass out.
Oh fuck, dude. He one of my good friends, man. This is a true story. He fucks him every time he walks in my house. And so my friend just says, you know what? Fuck it. Go ahead and finish now. Just finish. Can't get him off me.
Coach, you talked about how you have 25 players in the league. Rakeem Boyd was just drafted to the Lions. Do you have any thoughts on head coach Dan Campbell, Motor City Dan Campbell, and the Lions?
Man, I saw his show with Pat. I like what he does. I just think that him and the Urban Meyers and these other guys, I think the NFL has become so dependent on social media, instant gratification, these players making more money than the coach. That shit ain't going to work no more, in my opinion. I just don't think that motivational tactic is going to work. The kids and the players to see through bullshit. And, we call them dumb and all this shit, but you know what they're not? They're not stupid. And they'll see right through you in a heartbeat. And if they don't see you, if they want to, real recognizes real, man. They want to see genuine shit. And, when you can relate, cry with the kid or the player or the man, whatever, and hug on them and love on them at the same time. And, like Bruce Arians says, coach them hard, love them harder. I've been doing that my whole life, man. That's why you've never seen a fucking kid bash me on social media, even though you've seen the 96-year-old fucking blue hair in Kansas talk shit. You ain't gonna see fucking my players talk shit, right? There's a reason. Like, fuck, but judge me because you saw me on 8 hours of fucking show. Just so you know, they filmed me for 3,500 hours. 3,500 hours, and they showed 16 hours of me. Like,
hey, think about the editor, though.
Oh, man.
Oh, my God, that editor.
The gold.
Oh, what got left on the editor's room floor.
Yes.
Oh, man, unless Netflix better start fucking breaking some bread because they didn't pay me a dime. and I think they fucking tarnished my name, obviously. I'm going to send out a fucking I'm going to send out a thing from my lawyer saying, I want the unedited fucking cuts of all this shit.
That hasn't aired. That hasn't aired because they don't own it yet because they haven't they own it technically, but they haven't profited off of it yet.
Yeah.
So there has to be some sort of negotiation.
Yeah.
I assume you're going to have to pay them.
Me, I was just a coach. I didn't know the business, but they should have put my ass as an executive producer on the fucking credits, and I'd be getting paid from the most watched show in their fucking history of besides fucking Tiger King or fucking Jordan show. I think we were at one point the highest watched show, and motherfucker, I'm struggling to pay rent.
No. Hey, well, we're going to change that.
Mortgage. It's a big difference. Mortgage and rent's a big fucking difference.
Yeah, hey, don't be somebody that leases something. Be something that owns something, JB. All right, I'll talk to you here in I got to go live. I'm live in 1 minute.
All right, go.
Ladies and gentlemen, Coach Jason Brown. What a legend, dude. Oh, we don't have time to piss. We got to have him on the show more.
Yeah.
Bro, he's ready.
He is electric.
Man, I love that guy. So I don't watch people, just like he said, by the way, and it's not because I'm working, it's just because I start to watch, I might get bored, I'm out. All right, so I don't really watch much. Whenever I was told, hey, gotta watch this guy,
as soon as I watched it. I was like, man, I've had 4 or 5 coaches exactly like this. Maybe not dialed up all the way to this level. It is hysterical to listen to him speak.
It really, I mean, we watched that entire 10-minute highlight video on Saturday.
On a phone.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen at all. 30 seconds, loses interest. Go check him out, obviously. And Slapdick Podcast. Hour 2 is on immediately other side of... In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we could talk about.
Speaking his mind
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
while being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to that show. Hour 2 here on this beautiful Tuesday, May 18th, 2021, years after zero, with AJ Hawk. We'll begin immediately following the speed drop. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, AJ Hawk.
Hey,
What's up, dude? You see Coach JB there? We got to get you on at the same time with him one time, I think.
Yeah, I was lucky enough to watch the whole thing. Yeah, that dude has some gems the whole time. A lot of like really, really good, I guess, insightful knowledge that's mixed in with his delivery. I think sometimes it goes like overlooked, like the smart things that dude says.
So that's the interesting thing. I have an entire theory on it because I'm not going to say that JB and I are similar people. We're not, but we do potentially get judged for being a little bit different than the status quo of who is in said position normally. You know, there's 2 types of people, I think, and I might be wrong, but during my research, there's 2 types of people that listen to music. They either listen to the sound. Okay, so the singer's voice or the rapper's voice is just an instrument added into it. So the sound of the voice is just added into the background music and they like the sound of it, okay? There's other people that listen for the lyrics, right? They listen for the lyrics. And then I assume there's people that just kind of to blend that whole thing though. I'm a big lyrics guy. Like I want to hear the words, I want to know what we're talking about, and then I'll kind of get into it. But if the lyrics are absolute shit, it's like I can't get behind this really unless it's my home told me one day I love that you would only. So that song is just, those words are just sounds to me.
Yeah.
They're just sounds, so it's just in that entire thing. But I'm a lyrics guy. Diggs is just a big, just sound guy, okay? Because Diggs will be like, oh, I love this song. I'll listen to the song. I'm like, Diggs, you love this song? And I'm like listening to the story that's in there. And Diggs like, I didn't hear any of those
I
words.
didn't hear one of the lyrics.
I didn't hear one of them. I just want to let you know I understand. I think there are people, whenever they listen to people speak, they hear the sound in the delivery, but they don't listen to the words, right? So through the sound and the delivery, you can probably get the message, but you're not hearing the words verbatim. I think for me, for instance, there's a lot of people that only hear the sound and potentially the loud, and I think I say some smart things every once in a while, but those people will never hear it because they're not even listening for that. They're just seeing everything else. JB's very similar. And by the way, so are you. I would assume that whenever you were trying your best to do color commentating, and whenever you were trying your best to do a TV guy and everything like that, like your personality is not set up to be on one of these shows where you're supposed to bicker all the time. I mean, that's just not the way it is. So it's just a little bit different. But JB, hey, you watch Last Chance U. There are some moments in there where you're like, okay, it's good coaching. Like, got his guy out. And then there's some things he does that are like, all right, JB.
Can't be doing that.
Can't be doing that, JB. Can't be doing that. You know, it's that whole thing.
He had an interesting thing I saw when he said ignorance is life-threatening. Like, I would like to hear him explain that more, but it makes so much sense to me.
Well, and the enabled fucks. He used that one a few times. It's like...
Well, what's really interesting and very true was when he was describing the coaching, hiring, and firing process in college, like how they, all these PhDs and all this stuff, and then they pay dude to fire them. But then when they hire outside companies like a search committee, they probably pay those people $500K, $1 million, I don't know what to do. What look at LinkedIn and find good resumes.
We talked about that whenever the NFL does that. The NFL hires teams hire consultants to hire their next head coach or GM. It's like
we should do that. Hey, can we start a consulting company to hire college and NFL coaches?
There's two groups of people that do this. There's like we learned about this during the entire process when the Houston Texans were hiring their coach. We had to dive in. How are they hiring? Who's going on? How's this whole thing going? And they're like, oh, they hired a consulting firm or whatever. It's like,
Corn Ferry.
Yeah.
Corn Ferry. You shouldn't own a team then. Like, why are you on it? Why are you on it? Why do you have a GM? Why do you even have the business if you don't even know who you should hire to guide the business in the world that it's in? And we came to the conclusion that a lot of people are just stooges. They have no idea. They happen to fall into a position, or that gives them an out for themselves. Well, I didn't hire. This guy stinks. I didn't hire. It was these people stink. Corn Ferry stinks. Like it almost gives them one of those. But the PhD people he's talking about having other people, he's like, well, what do you have the PhD for? What did you even get the PhD for if you're not going to do it? I thought it was very valid, very, very valid. A couple people took, some ricochet shots in that whole thing, but very valid what he was saying in there.
Yeah, and I guess what people could try to say if they hired the outside committee and pay all this money, like, hey, this is a huge investment we're making, and we need to delegate this part of it because this is not our specialty.
No stone unturned, this whole thing.
We have to pay $1 million to try to make sure we don't make a $30 million mistake, I guess is what they're trying. But there's no guarantee either way.
That's how Corn Ferry pitches it, I bet. That's their entire deck.
Yeah.
I bet you that's their entire PowerPoint presentation. This is the average cost of an NFL coach. Okay?
I didn't know that's what Corn Ferry did. I know the Corn Ferry tour, but I had no idea.
Yeah, the Corn Ferry tour is what I'm going to skip.
Oh, yeah. Of course, you're way too good for that.
No, I'm not. I'm not worried about it, though. I'm not.
No,
that ain't.
not thinking about it.
I ain't even thinking about it. That ain't what I'm doing. Hey, listen, when I'm good enough to
So how do you get in, though? If you're going to skip the Corn Ferry, how do you suggest you get into the professional ranks?
What, to the Champions Tour? I feel you just show up at a driving range, right? Hit the ball pretty far, you're good. You're
Watch
in.
me hit this drive.
Oh man, now I'm shaking in my boots. I feel like my $20 million is at risk. If that's how you think you're going to get in.
Speaking of $20 million, he's talking about people paying $22 million for people to leave.
Yeah.
And he said, your guy, Malzahn, I thought he was actually talking to me. He was talking to the PhD people. He was talking to the PhD. Your guy, Gus Malzahn, got paid $22 million to leave or whatever. It's insane how, and he'll get a job again, by the way. Somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
And then if he wins, guess what? He's going back into a big one. And then if he doesn't again or whatever, he's going right back into the cycle. Now it's a lot of time, obviously a lot of effort. I don't think anybody's doubting that, but it does feel like it's the same people. I don't know if JB's ever going to get hired. Okay, I don't know. I don't know if he's ever going to get hired.
Should be.
But man, I would love a day where we could maybe make a game day like atmosphere at one of his games. He would come out to that crowd before the game.
Standing ovation.
Oh my! In Kansas, dog.
He got one. KU.
What's that?
Hey, did he get fired?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I think he. Well,
Yeah.
Did he end up getting fired, or was he forced to resign?
Well, there was.
Thought he got
Something
fired.
happened.
Who's
Did something
this?
happen?
Coach JB.
Coach AB.
He said some.
Yeah, something happened.
Oh yeah, once again, he said the cameras weren't the issue; it was the microphones. That's what he said, and I do believe the microphones were a part of the entire.
By the way, Malzahn already does have.
Yeah,
another
UCF.
job. Yeah.
Yeah, see, and that was UCF had. No, it was USF had a Texas guy who just got fired.
Charlie Strong.
Charlie Strong, he was still getting paid by Texas.
He's
I
with
think.
Urban. He's Urban's linebacker coach, I think.
Yeah, and then he got run. They didn't, for whatever reason. He's gone. He resigned, I guess, is what Zito just said. But that whole thing, fascinating, the whole coaching gig, the whole coaching. Speaking of coaching, let's go to Chris in Montana. Chris, what's going on? Jesus.
Chris.
I turned
Turn
off
the
the
saw.
Viper.
Yeah, that's he could have never guessed
Pat.
we were going to come at this time, by the way. What do you want to talk about, Chris? Yeah, what's going on?
Hey, dude, JB is a fucking legend, for one.
Yeah, he is. I agreed.
God, he's fucking awesome. But I want to talk about another slapdick.
Okay.
Do you hate AQ Shipley?
Why?
You haven't had him on. You've had all these other people on down in Tampa, but you haven't
He's
had
grinding.
Coach.
Chris, just why I led to Chris, by the way, because I did see, does Pat hate AQ as the question? AQ is currently all the way in on film and rookie minicamp. He stopped by the house the other day, right out of their practice or whatever. He got like a couple hours open at night. He just showed up. It seemed like he hadn't talked to a human maybe in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, it was boom. That's the coaching life, though. AQ's all the way in there. And if he was to come on the show, we would do exactly what we do to AJ. But AJ can't get fired from anything. AQ could get fired from things. So it's a very. So let's go ahead and talk about something that he could potentially get fired for. I'm going to ask. I would ask him immediately about how the coaches feel about this NFLPA and NFL situation. And I don't know what his answer would be. I have no idea what he would say, but that would definitely put him in a position to fuck himself over. So that would be something I would have to ask. This is getting interesting now, AJ, because there are teams that have come out through the NFLPA and said, we are not. And there are some teams that said, some of us will not. And then there's other things. Now we're getting to the point where there's 70 in Miami, 80 in New York.
Yeah, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 80 in New York, 70 in Miami. I didn't if it was 80 and 70. Yeah, those are very close. Those two are very similar. That is tough to do. But 70 in Miami, 80 in New York with the new head coach, B-Flow with a whole new crew after getting rid of some of his vets, maybe a turnover in there. They got a lot of players down there. Adam Thielen, whenever he talked to us, he said, we're back in the building next week because at that point, he said, if other teams are in the building, we lose all of our leverage. And 50 people were at the Patriots or something like that. So it has been like now the NFLPA stance of we're not doing it, we're going to do Zooms because this is what the future should look like because the ramp-up period, the timing, everything is better in our eyes after getting to experience it. And we immediately thought, cool, okay, good idea, hope that happens, but this ain't going to work. Now another day passes, it's not going to work. More teams are going back. There's more people, coaches that are talking to their players, asking how we can fix this and how can we move on without the NFLPA and NFL. And it feels like this is just going to become a side point. I wonder your thoughts on that whole thing. This is kind of what we thought was going to happen. And also J.C. Treader, how do you think he feels about this entire thing?
I mean, Treader can't feel great about hearing 80, 70 players showing up for the offseason program now. Do we know if there's any teams that have had 0 people show up, like no attendance?
And even I don't think so because the rookies, we've seen rookie stuff everywhere.
Yeah.
You know,
I guess other than rookies, is there a team where no vets have come back in?
I think we'll find that out here like this week as we go into this week because I think the OTAs in a lot of places are supposed to happen maybe because rookie camp was last week or whatever. So after rookie, normally the vets come in and start doing shit. I think we'll continue to learn here, but it sounds like everybody is doing. Well, they fucked us. Yeah, we got to go in. Yeah. Like guys that wanted to go in probably. Like, hey, this is good for us to potentially go in there. There's some things that I could benefit from. They're probably in the group text going loud like, hey, there's 70 and 80 in Miami and New York. We got to get back in there. I need a job too. And then there's going to be the guys who were very outspoken about this that are like, no, this is the first time we've ever had the opportunity to really raise some shit. We all think it's better to change it. We all want it changed. We've all wanted change. Let's do it. I don't know if that's going to happen for them though. I'm not 100% sure.
What do you guys think teams can say to the players to like get them off the fence and get them in the building?
Well, what the players
scare them that they're not going to be on the team or that they're going to be replaced. They're not going to be a starter anymore. But the coaches, though, Pat, think about it. The coaches are stuck in the middle. They're not with the owners. They're not with the players. They're kind of on their own. There's not a coaches union, so they're just trying to get players back into the facility however they can. That's why they're negotiating with their players directly to say, hey, it's going to be like a walkthrough pace here at OTAs.
They are twirling their whistles in their office in front of mirrors, I'd assume. This is what it's going to look like when the boys get back. They're probably drawing up new plays. Okay, they got a new visor potentially, new sunglass game. That first drill, they've already designed it. They already know who's going first, what the coaching points are potentially. If guys were to accidentally do something that might happen, these coaches have been locked in their little cubicles all by themselves, just can't wait to get out there and coach. And they're the ones that have been calling players allegedly. I don't know if they're scaring the shit out of them, telling them, it's going to be impossible for you to make this team. I'm just letting you know, I have a couple of drills in my head you're going to fail at. Okay, you're going to look bad. I don't want that to happen. You don't want that to happen. You want to make money. These guys do too. There's coaches obviously potentially having that convo, but I think a lot of coaches are, what do we need to do? What do we need to do? Do we need hand sanitizer for everybody? Do we need, the CDC just came out and said, hey, you're fucking good. What do you need? What do you need me to do? That's what the coaches are doing, and they are going, just like you said, they have no side in this. They're going straight from the players like, we can get that, going right up to the owner. Hey, this is what we fucking need, all right? And the owner's like for instance, for the Colts, they're all back. And I don't know if it was the coaches and players that talked or whatever. I have no idea who it was. But I like to think of Frank Reich or some of the position coach going into Irsay being like, hey, can you get everybody 2 new pairs of Jordans because COVID potentially, travels from outside inside. They want to have inside shoes and outside shoes. Also, they want some misters or whatever and some other things and masks that are a little bit bigger. And there's, brother, tomorrow, brother, whatever we need. And then some teams probably, we can't do that. And a lot of these teams are like, we can't get handicapped this season because of what other people are going to do or what the NFLPA and the NFL want to do. And we kind of, we did break the news that was happening, and now it is happening full force. Have to kind of expect that to only grow more.
Is there any chance this changes things in the future because players are just going around the NFLPA like, yeah, we don't need you right now. We could just go to the team to get what we want.
Jawan James losing $10 million because of does Denver, he sat out last year So I don't know how Denver is feeling towards that. Now, there's not supposed to be any repercussions personally, physically, business-wise, or anything like that. I understand that, but humans are involved here. And not just humans, football guys are involved in this. Yeah. And ladies, okay? So those are, like super football. That's the whole mindset. If he gets hurt regular year, where the NFLPA hasn't come out and said, hey, we're changing this, we're boycotting this, I think I don't know the situation well enough, especially after a holdout, but there's a chance they pay that $10 million because it's in the contract. They don't want to set the precedent. But I think legitimately, because this has become such a public spat, this is them flexing their muscle. And it's not just, I don't think it's just the Broncos. I think that decision was made, by the way. I think a lot of people potentially talked to them and were like, hey, can't do it. We can't do it because literally what's going on right now, And that
don't set the precedent. Yeah, hey, you're going to screw us all. So they're talking to their other buddies that are on different teams, the GMs, owners, whoever, saying, hey, we need to stand strong too.
Yeah, and listen, whenever a player loses out on $10 million because of something allegedly publicly that the union did, it's immediately going to cause some of those potential feelings that are negative towards the NFLPA to come to light. There's people tweeting the NFLPA, fuck you, basically, from players.
Yeah.
And I want to let you know that's not a new thing. Okay, that the NFLPA has been hated by players for a very, very, very long time. Retired players, veterans that are in the league who have seen some things that have happened, and that's just the way it is. And by the way, you have to remember, an NFL locker room, a football locker room in general, is a melting pot of people from all different backgrounds, all different stories, all different everything. So they're going to view things business-wise differently. And the NFLPA has a tough job trying to bring, what is great about football together to make decisions about things that aren't necessarily easy to decide upon, okay? With that being said, I fucking hate the NFLPA. They asked me if I actually didn't sign. I didn't want to do it. They made bad business moves for me, I thought. I did not appreciate them. They didn't look out for me whenever I looked out when I asked for them. Now, there's a lot of people they have to look out for, but I wasn't the only one. There was other people that were like, yeah, or whatever. And I think it wasn't until I realized, I don't like this group of people at all. I don't think they're looking out for the best interest of me at all. Other people were like, yeah, I feel that's going to happen now. Yeah. But you don't want to really, I don't want to divide them when you're in there, though, because it's all kind of good. It's an interesting situation, AJ.
Well, it is. And think about the UFC and MMA. They talk about them trying to start a union all the time. It's going to be so tough. First off, there's guys and gals from every parts of the world. So bringing them all together to band together to try to start a union when it's something Dana White and them probably would rather not have. It doesn't help Dana and the UFC if a union starts.
Yeah, and by the way, at this point,
but they need represented. That's the thing. The NFL they represent the players, but fighters need represented.
You and I know. When you go into that Madden check meeting, okay, that's how it's described. Hey, get your checks. We got your checks. Ooh. Okay, it's at the end of the longest day of the week, normally Wednesday or Thursday, when guys have been in there literally since 7 a.m., special teams meeting, team meeting, all their things. This is install day, too, so there's a lot of stuff. At the very end of that day, though, 5 o'clock, 5:30, guess what? Madden check meeting. Okay, getting your checks. Okay, so that meeting is always strategically planned, it feels like, and it is they show the video of how the NFLPA started and everything like that. The NFLPA, and they're going back, they were showing literal steel mills that my grandparents worked in and other things, and they're like, there was rats in the locker room, and there was 2 jobs, 3 jobs, and these people, there was all these infections, and this was going around, and business was happening, and all this. And they tell the story of why the NFLPA is the NFLPA. And I'm going to be honest, when you watch it, it's okay, I understand that, 60 years ago, there was a chance that you could lose a leg and they're just not even going to do surgery. You're going to get infected, die, and they're just going to kick you out to the curb and everything's going to happen. I understand that happened. I'm very appreciative of that happened. I understand why the NFLPA exists, because there's probably a lot of fuckery, just like there is now whenever you got billionaires dealing with anybody. I mean, that's coming out now through a divorce. Oh, yeah. But I'm just saying there is a big time divorce.
Big time.
Hey, that's going to get explosive.
Get ugly.
Yeah. But I understand why it exists, and I understand why unions exist. Okay, I come from Pittsburgh. I very much understand why unions exist. But at this point, if there's money to be made by somebody, and if they decide to do, I don't know how many people you're getting to start a union right now in the world. I don't know how many people you're going to be able to get, especially if it's like a UFC type thing or something like that. I don't know how easy that's going to be because the money is going to divide. And once you divide a union, you've conquered the union. And that's kind of the purpose of a union. It's in the goddamn word. And then whenever you do that, it's kind of a, I think we just talked about American labor, basically.
Yep.
Yeah. And some people say this show doesn't have range. Everybody can eat shit.
How about that?
Can't they, AJ? Can't they?
Broke down the
so
onion.
much range.
Thanks.
Andrew Carnegie would be proud.
Shout out. I think Pittsburgh would be proud too. Because that's a union city there. That is a very union city, and it's like I understand why. And I understand, that there is a purpose for it. Now, sometimes I think it gets in the way. I think it fucks some things up. I think it screws some people in some situations. But I understand why unions exist. And I appreciate what they've done for my family in Pittsburgh and everything and people like my neighbors and friends and everything like that. I understand why it exists. But whenever I had my dealing with the union I was in, it ended with me saying, I fucking hate these people. I don't want to do business with you. I didn't even sign up for it. I was like one of the only people in the NFL that refused to sign just one piece of paper that they put in your lockers. I'm like, you're not doing my business for me anymore. Now, did that ruin the rest of my life, because they made deals for me? No, I don't even I know nothing about it. I'm not saying everybody should feel the same way I do. That's just my personal experience. And it sounds like in situations like these, a lot more of those experiences get heard because it's like, this is a bad decision. Strategically, this was a bad decision, but your message was cool. So it's kind of got to balance that whole thing. What do you got?
And it seems like everyone's coming at the PA and not the Broncos, because I can see the Broncos. So he played 3 games in 2019, sits out 2020, and then another Achilles injury in 2021. And then they're saying, I could see where people are like, oh, that's business for the Broncos. This is the PA's job to protect this player. Is that correct?
Yeah, so the PA is when it started the war that probably led to him being sniped by this $10 million, is what I assume a lot of players are thinking, because that's an easy thing to think that the NFL would have paid that if it wasn't for this very public dispute, right, AJ?
You think the public nature is what caused them to turn him down? I feel like the team might have felt pressure to pay him because of that.
No,
we know it's in the deal. The deal going in the CBA. Hey, if you get hurt outside the facility, they don't have to pay you.
Saying on you. That's why I went skydiving during the lockout. Try to hop into a cage with sharks and stuff because Cobra was charging me a lot, and they would have paid for it. Yeah, which is very, very nice of them. The NFL would not have paid for it, so that is something that we've all known going in. But if this was a quiet thing happening, where the players in the NFL behind closed doors were like, hey, we're not coming. All right, this is how. But since it got so public and then the injury happened publicly and then everything started getting exposed, I think the NFL was like, we have to. This is clear. This is what they're fighting about, basically. You're probably right, but I think there are probably some people that in the NFL felt the same exact way as me. It's like, have to do it. This is what they want. They're asking for this, basically.
Well, and the Broncos kind of have to be the team to, take that first step. But do you think that kind of screws them in the long run? Will players mentally think hey, don't forget if you go to Denver, you have to work out the facility because if you don't, they won't fucking pay you if you get hurt.
You can't get better in the offseason, which is what everybody's saying. It's so I'm not allowed to work out to get better in the offseason. I'm just supposed to show up as a slob.
But players don't. Players don't trust the other 31 teams to pay you if you get hurt away from the facility either.
It's in the contract. It's one of those things that just hey, here's how it works. Yeah. And it's not necessarily cool. I'm not saying this is something you enjoy and say okay, but it's when you're signing that contract, you've agreed to terms. Okay. So now we got to go through the lawyer shit. So that last page that you're looking to sign, you see, that's where all the money is. That's where okay, my future is. Okay, I have a job. All right, here we go. But in those other pages, you see, I think it's 16, they said. Clause 16, I think, is what it was. I did not remember that from my contract. I just remembered it as a hand going over a section saying, so right here is where you're going to get fucked, basically. Okay, this is how, and I go, okay, and I read through them. I'm like, so I'm not allowed to work outside the facility? You are allowed, but if you get hurt, you're going to have to make your way back into the facility and act like you were doing something in the facility. It's okay, got it. Okay, that's the game. All right. So don't get hurt outside the facility. And if I do, drag my ass in there. Got it. So it's always been talked about it. This has just become, because they want to change OTAs. And obviously, you can't just do a handshake. Sound good. We all liked it. Can't have it. No way. Now, whenever you got that many lawyers and billions of dollars involved, that's just not how it's going to go.
I mean, this is just like their worst possible scenario.
The NFLPA?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, it couldn't have gotten any worse.
Hey, I wonder if, Pat, do you think is this an issue that the PA is going to actually fight for when they do renegotiate? Do you think there could ever be enough players that get screwed by this that they actually really do care?
You know what'll happen is that'll be a part of the mission statement going in.
Yeah.
And then once they get in there, they'll be like, so we're going to have to table that one because 18 games is now being talked about.
Yeah.
Another, it always happens, you know? It always is like, we had to table that one because of all this other stuff.
And it is, compared to the league, though, compared to everybody in the league, there's a small amount of people that get hurt outside the facility and don't get paid.
We don't hear about it. You very rarely hear about it. Like right now with the spotlight on everything, I think maybe is why we're hearing about it, but you very rarely hear about it. You hear about the opposite. Like you hear like, oh, they will continue to, honor the contract or whatever. You hear that a lot. And maybe it's just been covered up for a long time, but I think this is one of the first times I've heard it where they're like, nah, fuck them, let them die.
Well, especially after an opt-out and like $10 million contract. Like I feel like there's so many things that go into it with Juwan James specifically.
Humans.
Yeah.
You got to remember humans.
COVID, the Broncos are saying like, hey, we didn't have fans in the stands most of the games. Like we need, this is a down year for us. That's probably what they're saying too.
Oh, you're saying let's get that 10 mil back?
Oh.
Yeah, they're probably saying, look, compared to any other year, this was a very unique year for us.
Imagine them in the meeting. He sat out, had a whole fucking season, you remember? We had a wide receiver play fucking quarterback for us. He didn't sit out that day. He wanted to play. The NFLPA wants us to fucking go to war about this. And let's go circle this one here. $10 million comes right back into we're kick rocks.
Get him out of town.
See ya.
Yeah, see ya. Sorry, we're a hero amongst the other owners too. Get the fuck out of here. That stinks for Juwan, dude. Legitimate.
Yeah.
Like I feel terrible for him. He's going to sue, file a grievance, and maybe this whole situation between the NFLPA and NFL will get handled, which I don't think so. It's going to be a long one because it's an entire NFL schedule change. Okay, because the way the NFL yearly calendar is booked, there's something always coming, and then there's a break and then there's something coming. With the OTAs where it is, there's a break and then there's a season. If they were to move OTAs to season, that would get blended together. And this time here, the NFL would not be able to dominate it. Is how they're probably, this is year-long relevancy and blah, blah, blah. This is why we like it. It's also good. It's always worked. It's worked for 100 years. I don't know why we would want to change now. You had one Zoom. Like that, they'll make a much bigger deal out of it than it actually is probably to them. And they'll have people that were a part of debate teams, master debaters, build up a bunch of reasons why not to change it. And they will act as if they were to change it. It must cost 2 more games from the players in the season. You're going to have to give up this, and this. I mean, that is how every single decision is made in the NFL. It is, there's no like smart, cool, let's do it. It's always like, if we do that, you're going to have to give us at least probably 4 or 5 more games. And it's like, we can't give you 4 or 5. You got to give me at least one. Then it's like everything in the NFL is like that.
Well, and they can add other stipulations. Like I think Gerald McCoy last year, people were upset because he tore his quad on like the first day of practice for the Cowboys, and then they didn't pay him. It's like $3 million or something.
Well, there's probably
is it because he didn't make the opening day roster?
Yeah, probably that was his bonus at some point. But by the way, it's bullshit. But that's how these bazillionaires operate.
Yeah, it's business.
I think that's kind of how we are. Really, can you become a bazillionaire without being just an absolute fucking asshole?
No.
Don't think
Taysom
so.
Hill's contract. I mean, that just proves everything.
4-year, $160 million, all
means
voidable.
nothing.
All voidable.
Means nothing.
While you're training out there, not as hard as Jameis. Okay? But while you're training out there, go ahead and let that elbow get tight, pal. All right?
Yeah.
All 4 years avoidable, pal. All 4 years. By the way, Taysom and Sean Payton have to have the most respect for each other and trust in each other in the history of the world. He signed an entire contract that was fully voidable.
Horseshit.
How'd the NFLPA feel about that one, I wonder?
Yeah, and how did when Taysom's agent called it, like, okay, so here we go. Here's the deal. But before you get too excited, let me just know it's all garbage. It means nothing, but it looks good.
This isn't
how
real.
did that go?
This is not real. Okay, what you're seeing here is just a piece of loose leaf. That's it. The words on it are all voidable. What's that mean? Bullshit. $160 million though. Oh, okay. Where are we signing?
Sure.
Where are we signing? That's the old contracts too. ESPN used to do that. I remember thinking how much money guys were making, and it was like, okay, so if he cures cancer before his third year, he'll get a $5 million bonus.
Wow.
Like, what is that even? How is that even? Did you have some hilarious bonuses in there, or was Andrew Brandt pretty fair?
No, with my agent too. Like, we didn't anything that was in the contract. We didn't want to put any extra garbage that you're not going to get. Like, they used to have stuff back in the day. Like, a starting quarterback, if he leads the league in punting, he gets a $10 million bonus. Things like that they legit had in contract.
But in the end, it's a $60 million contract. And it's like, well
it was just to make the agents wanted it because they wanted to make it look like they were signing these bigger deals, and the teams were probably fine with it too. Luckily, most of that stuff is not in there anymore.
Well, that's because transparency is a real thing. But I think the teams wanted those deals to be out there too. So I think teams and agents were on the side of that. Teams look like they're like, oh, this is how much we're paying. We're doing this big thing. Agents like it because, oh, look what I negotiated. I got your best for you. And the person that signs that's probably pumped. And then by the end of it, they're like, I thought there was headlines and shit about my contract.
Yeah.
What happened?
Million. I made $7 million.
Where is? I made $400,000.
Yeah, wasn't your bonus one of your bonuses like it said a certain amount of money, but then after taxes and everything, it was half of it?
I got a $1 million signing bonus going into after I was franchise tagged for a year. Funny interaction before that one, and then after the franchise tag, I signed a deal, and it was guaranteed. I forget what the guarantees were, but as a punter, it's basically all guarantee if you make the team or whatever. I forget the exact wordage, but I was just starting to get good though. So I was cool with whatever. Have a bonus in there for the Pro Bowl, like $250,000, even though I can't control that at all. I thought that was a nice little gift to me. I would want to go get each year or whatever, And I got screwed out of it a couple times, but I got it a couple times too. Mm-hmm. One time Jim paid me without playing in it when I guess he didn't have to. They all told me because I had a dislocated kneecap, so I did not want to train through that to go play in the Pro Bowl, and I was retiring at the point. They're like, well, Jim, it does say in the contract that you have to play in the Pro Bowl. I was voted the Pro Bowl. You have to play in Pro Bowl. Jim doesn't have to pay you. And then next week I got a $250,000 check. I was like, Jim, my guy, thank you, Jim. He paid me before the Pro Bowl. It was it was like a retirement. Like, here, have a good time out there. If you go broke, we'd still like for you to kick. But I wanted a $1 million signing bonus just because I wanted the check for $1 million. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, can we make a signing bonus for $1 million? That's all I really asked for. And they're like, yeah. And I fucking signed it. I was so excited, and I got the check. And that was really where, it opened my eyes on the taxes.
You didn't know about taxes?
No, I did because earlier, like my rookie contract, much smaller than yours. Okay, yeah. 5 overall pick, 222, much different. So I see the taxes. I saw like the taxes, like okay, state we played in, state we work in, county we played in, county we work in. Also dues for the union, 401k stock, which is good. But you see all that and you're like, damn, this is huge. But whenever it's like an even number, like $1 million, when you start seeing like these motherfuckers got how much from me, and you go through it. And I remember I got a check for $1 million. And then he flipped the thing out, and on the bottom, it's like how the actual money is and what it actually is or whatever. And I remember seeing it just going like, God damn, should have been 1.8 I should ask. Right? It should have been a 1.8, 1.9 is what I should have asked for this whole thing. So it was kind of gone. But yeah, that's quite a slap in the face where you're like, damn, congrats to Uncle Sam and Uncle States, whichever ones want to get whatever they want there. It's wild. But I'm lucky to give it. But let's not fucking get crazy. Okay? Come on. Jeez. Let's not get crazy, all right? I grew up in a 6 foot by 7 foot room, okay? Son of a truck driver and mom was a secretary, all right? Worked my ass off, very lucky to be where I'm at. But when that motherfucker wanted to tax 80% or 90% during his run, I was like, I don't get into politics, but I hate that fucking old guy. I don't like that guy at all, pal. Now, aside from that, I do believe we have to pay above our fair share to help out everybody who was potentially in a situation that I was in before and many people others. But there's sometimes people are just like, add the taxes. It's like, there's a lot of fucking taxes out there. Everything is taxed, okay? I'm breathing taxed air right now. That's right. Fucking bet if they can figure out how to do it. And every tax that gets added, guess what the government doesn't do? They ain't never taking those back. So like, it's like, oh, we should throw this tax in. This is fun. And then it's like the government's like, yeah, it is fun, isn't it? Okay, let's reduce taxes. Are we going to get rid of any? No. No, we just won't add any other ones. It's like, okay, God damn it. So anyways, that's my little rant. I think it was Biden. No, it was Bernie. Fucking Bernie. It was Bernie. Everybody, I love Bernie. Bernie went 92% or something. I'm like, Bernie, fuck you, Bernie. I worked my ass off Okay, what about my kids? What about little Aristotle McAfee?
Yeah.
I want him to think that, you know, his little $100 allowance he's getting a month or whatever could go up if he wants to work for it, but he's going to get taxed $92 on that thing. That's all we need Aristotle to think about. That's all we need Aristotle to think about.
The IRS is pretty powerful. You cannot ask Wesley Snipes. You cannot get around.
Not just Wesley Snipes, by the way.
Plenty of them.
You can ask everybody out there.
Yeah.
That's why.
What do you think, California? Isn't California trying to go after you for 10 years now? If you move out of the state, they're trying to claim that you owe them 10 years of taxes.
California, I felt like they knew how nice of a state it was, and they were trying to get people to leave by the taxing, and people wouldn't leave. They're like, all right, we'll tax them 65% of every dollar they make. All right, sounds good. I'll still stare at this ocean, right? Is it still going to be sunny every day? Yeah, fucking take it.
I'm still staying.
Fucking take it. We're not going to open up ever. All right, I'm going to Texas. Give me a phone.
Yeah.
It's just wild times to be alive, but that check was quite a...
Wait a minute.
Whoa. Oh, God damn.
What is that?
Listen, I'll give, okay? I want to give. I love giving. It's one of my favorite things to do, but God damn, who needs that? Who's taking 42% of what Hey, bitch, you wasn't with me shooting in the gym. IRS, they will get your ass, though. I'm a big fan. Hey, I don't even do any. I don't do any writing off. I don't do any of those games. IRS is incredible what they do. They're very good at, making sure everything is awesome.
You just did your taxes, I'm sure.
Well, I didn't, but somebody did.
Somebody did.
It wasn't Phil either, by the way. Phil has delegated that job since becoming CFO. He was really starting to get the hang of it too, I think. He's fucking like, get me out of here. This is terrible. I am out of here.
Some guy TurboTax doing it now.
I assume that's what they're using.
Nice.
I will have questions. Yeah, Phil was like, I don't do taxes no more. Okay, I don't do taxes no more. Phil, right out of college, dropped right into NFL accountant. Okay, same age. He didn't even have his CPA or whatever the fuck it is. He was just trying to figure it out because we played a game in like wherever, Cali we'll say. He's got to figure out local taxes, state taxes over there. I'm sure he wasted so much of our money those first couple of years. But he got really good late. He got really good. He was like very good at the whole thing. I think state code says blah, blah, blah. He would say that type of stuff to people. Yeah, it was really good. Refunds were getting back somehow. It was awesome. And then once he got really good at it, he was like, yeah, this stinks.
Let's retire.
Kind of like you with punting, though. So you kind of have to respect him.
Got really good at it. It's like, I don't want to do this anymore. Let's get out of here. We'll be back in 4 minutes with your phone calls. 1-833-4McAfee. This is the Pat McAfee Show.
This is Remember the Titans. How's it going? My name is Pat McAfee. I do a lot of things. Today, I am a professional analyst getting ready for the Thursday Night Football opener in beautiful Nippert Stadium with the Cincinnati Bearcats here at Higher Ground. This secluded world. Good squad, good place. Excited for this morning practice. I'm obviously unbiased, but I'm pulling hard for Cincinnati to do well on Thursday night.
I like to say, all-in clipboard quarterback, man. This is awesome. And we got hopefully a future NFL kicker. Let's see what you got. Come on.
This is great for the brand. This guy's an athlete. Athlete. Hey, let's go. Hey, goodness.
They say kickers are athletes. We'll find out. Let's go.
Pull it up. Heads up.
Popping on the west side, this is where I stay.
Hey, I appreciate that. Thank you so much for hospitality. Have a great day. Let's go get away. 1, 2, 3.
Going in, I'ma close the case. I can't wait no more, man. I gotta blow today. I'ma blow today. I ain't hearing what they say. Need a blue face, I've been caring about a race. I've been trying to eat, I need more than just a taste. Now they tryna talk, oh no, they should know their place. Man, I'm ballin'. This ain't cap, baby, now I feel like calling. From the O, but I got the music poppin'. All the time, man, it started get obnoxious. Now I gotta drop down, feeling nauseous. Gotta drop top down, then I hop out. I've been feeling hot now.
Good point.
Thank you
Okay,
so
we'll
much.
definitely ask
Yeah,
you
you got it.
Appreciate
Yeah,
you coming.
thank you. This has been so cool to see. Whenever we were driving out here into the sticks, my boys and I from Indianapolis, we were told by Coach Fickle it was a 40-minute drive from where we live. Absolute lie, hour and a half out here. But as we were getting out here, we didn't know what we were gonna show up to. And this is such a cool scene here. I remember whenever I was in college, we won a lot of games, beat Cincinnati a couple times. It was a great day. But I remember my boys, right? Like I still am in touch with them every single day, every single week. We had this moment where we went from boys to become men. And you guys were a really young team last year, but got to experience a lot of wins. Like now the expectation level are high. And I can't wait to talk you all up on Thursday night against UCLA. UCLA refused to respond to my tweet. So I am a Bearcat fan on that opening night, and I cannot wait to watch you guys dominate. And I think this is such a cool thing. Coach, I can't thank you enough for your hospitality. I got a bunch of swag from you guys, too. This has been a cool day. Enjoy this, though. This doesn't happen a lot. Even when you get into the NFL, it's not like college. It's not like your boys. It's not like this. It's a whole different world that you'll remember forever. And I was honored to be here to watch you today, and I can't wait to watch you guys go win the thing on Thursday night and then throughout the rest of the season. Thank you so much.
It's the show recommended by 0 out of 5 old white guys. It's the Pat McAfee Show.
That's a little bit.
I think it's because everybody's like, they don't make any sense. Welcome back to the show. The tax conversation continued into the break. They always said, like, we need to stop the loopholes. Mm-hmm. And Phil heard me question a lot. Is this with or without the loopholes? How much we're paying? And what are the loopholes? And we did not know what they were, but I bet those motherfuckers, AJ probably up in that.
He knows.
People that are way up there, they know the loopholes, which is, hey, I don't like it because I was paying a lot. High percentage. Hashtag SeatGeek is back. Yeah! You couldn't be happier. The NFL. Mitt, are you going to the game tonight?
Mitt, you're going, right?
He just told me in the bathroom. Yeah, he's like, oh, I'm pumped to go tonight.
I think I'm going to go with Mitt.
You're going to the game?
Yeah. Why not?
Hey, let's go Pacers, huh?
Here we
go.
Go Hornets, baby.
Mitt.
Aw, dude.
What's wrong with
What's
you?
that dude's problem?
How do you sleep at night?
By the way, I don't know if you guys have seen this or not, but there's been a lot of announcements for the cheapest tickets in places. SeatGeek has all of them.
Interesting.
Cheapest ticket,
Right at the
SeatGeek.
top. Yep.
Cheapest ticket, SeatGeek has it. That's because SeatGeek rates all the tickets, so you can find out what's the best ticket for you, the best option for you. They absolutely go through everything to make sure you're getting the best bang for your buck. The NFL announced its schedule last week, and our friends at SeatGeek saw ticket demand at an all-time high. Oh yeah, by the way,
Come on.
biggest day they've ever had.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Shout out to SeatGeek, making magic happen. I believe they're the official ticketing partner of the Dallas Cowboys, which is 100-some thousand. Hey, listen, SeatGeek, whenever we started, doing business with SeatGeek, they were our first ever sponsor. They were just, it felt like a small operation.
Yeah.
Just trying to, they had actually, now this is something I've been told, they didn't have much of a footprint, outside of New York, and I think they had a little bit of LA there. And then, that's why they got involved with us, I think. Hey, let's go to middle of America a little bit. Let's see what happens. And people started experiencing it. The app is very easy to use. It does feel like there's no catfishing. What you see is what you get. You're not going to get fucked over. They go through the whole process. And they were really starting to go. And then Uncle COVID came, and he was like, are they going to survive?
Yeah.
Are they going to survive? Hey, ticket stooge, how's it going? Monthly text messages. What do we got? Because they were our biggest partner for a long time. Obviously FanDuel has become our biggest partner, but they were our first ever partner. And then all of a sudden, Uncle COVID hits, and there's no way a ticketing company thinks themselves for a future business plan. You know what? Let's plan for a time when the entire world stops and there isn't a fucking live event anywhere.
Just in case.
Not anywhere in the whole world. We won't be able to sell tickets anywhere. Whole world is stopped. No. Oh, it's okay. We'll just do concerts or something. No concerts.
No, you won't.
Those are done too.
We'll just do plays then, smaller.
No, you won't.
Oh, it's okay. Sports will always.
No, it won't.
Oh, what are they going to do? They're going to play with no fans in the stands? Yeah, they actually. There's no way you could think about that if you were a ticketing platform. SeatGeek survived the onslaught from Uncle COVID. They sat in the bunker, and then now on the other side of it, hashtag SeatGeek is back, had their biggest day ever. Congrats to everybody at SeatGeek.
Congrats, SeatGeek.
Use code McAfee right now. You get $20 off your first order. That's code McAfee, MCAFEE, for $20 off your first order. Link is in the bio if you're watching on YouTube. Go ahead and get yourself a gift. Hey! Maybe you got a friend, loves the ballpark. Wants to go out there, loves the team. Get some tickets.
Come on.
Hey, concerts are starting to happen. Go to a concert.
Yeah.
Hey, go live again. Because guess what? We beat COVID. Obviously, I'm not sure if that's true. The science did not check out on what I just said, potentially. Somebody's going to attack me for saying that, but it does feel as if what I'm seeing down in Carolina and in Texas and in Florida and in bars in New York City, which in Nashville, and then I guess every state but California, basically, it feels like we beat COVID. We should fucking celebrate. We went through it.
You saw footage of New York bars. New York bars are crowded.
To the brim.
That's the best sign that things are going to come back because New York, we know, was very locked down. So that's a great sign for everybody.
Breathe on me. We're not going to get it.
We're good.
We're good. We're out here. We're about here. It's I'm pretty pumped up, and congrats to SeatGeek for surviving. I assume
for a while there.
I assume people thought they were dead.
Wasn't sure.
Hey, Ticket Stooge came out to the wedding and was like, how you doing, man? He's like, surviving. I'm like, how? How are you guys? How are you guys surviving? There's nothing. He's like, I think we're going to make it. Make it. We feel like we're good. They had to let go of some people. I assume they're going to continue to back higher in there, but congrats to SeatGeek. Go ahead and get out to the game.
Wasn't sure about Ticket Stooge for a while either. Wasn't sure if he was going to survive.
Yeah, he was almost that was a whole different
on the
reason.
ropes.
That wasn't COVID.
No.
It's Ticket Stooge, being too good of a marketer. Let's go to Dan Campbell said on Pardon My Take that he wants a pet lion to follow him around. Okay? Let's build this pride. Welcome to the pride, he told some people, True alphas know when to concede, he said. We're going to gnaw kneecaps. We are a lion. We are in Detroit. He said he has either broached the idea or thought of the idea of having a pet lion walk around. Would feed him an arm if it was to win a Super Bowl. MCDC's going, huh? Huh, Foxy?
Yeah, love the commitment out of this guy.
Me too. Motor City Dan Campbell is awesome. And if he had a pet lion, I'd be here for it. But I'll tell you what, there's going to be people that are going to be pissed off at him because we all saw Tiger King.
Has PETA come out yet and tried to get him fired for saying this?
I assume there's been people on the internet who have tried. I assume there's people, or no, those people don't understand jest.
Give him a baby lion.
I think he mentions, if PETA let me, I would like to have a lion.
I didn't see that on a lot of the quote things. On a lot of the quote posts that people put pictures behind. I also didn't see anybody giving Pardon My Take credit on this.
No, I don't know.
Toughly hidden HT.
That's unbelievable. Which, by the way, I just learned is hat tip. Did you know HT is hat tip or whatever? I did not know that.
I saw that, but I didn't know what it meant.
Yeah, me neither. I've always seen it, and I always thought nerds were thinking of something. It's like, nah, it's actually just baseball or whatever. Hat tip to this person for that. We're going to start doing SA, by the way. Shout out. Whenever we start doing it, I did not know that. I learned that this morning. But Hank, obviously, he tweeted out hey, thanks for the for the acknowledgement here. And I clicked on a photo. I could not see it. I could not see it.
Where's Waldo?
Way up in the corner. It's like, of course, Big Cat PFT get this incredible lion line, and you would like to share it because it's awesome, and you just want to tell them to go fuck themselves without doing it. It's like, classic media. Hey, very nice of you guys to do that. But Pardon My Take with Motor City Dan Campbell. I cannot wait to listen to that entire thing. I've obviously heard little excerpts. I've seen some quotes. I assume that is a magnificent run there.
Why doesn't PETA like having lines?
Well, I don't know if you saw Tiger King. He's in there drop kicking.
Well, yeah, but he was treating him like shit. Dan Campbell's a good guy.
Give him.
I think.
Give Dan Campbell. Hey, week 1, Pat. Let's give Dan Campbell. Give him a baby lion, maybe 5 days old, where Dan carries him out, feeding him a bottle, and then we watch this lion grow up as the season and the years go, and then all of a sudden, week 12, the lion's big enough and rips a few faces off. Okay,
so there's Butler Blue. Okay, Butler Blue has been through 4 or 5. It's a bulldog here in Butler. Uga down there at Georgia has been through a few.
Colorado, they have the
Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
That thing ran some people over. That's why you thought of it. Obviously, it did not have. You thought of the immediately terrible thing that happened. The Tiger at LSU.
Yep.
I believe the Tiger at LSU. It might be.
Auburn has one too.
Auburn has one as well.
They still there?
Bevo down in
Bevo,
Texas.
big steer.
Mm-hmm.
So this would not be brand new to sports, and I think. Imagine that little baby cub or whatever leading the team out.
Grows up like Simba.
But I mean, if that baby cub can't put on shoulder pads, that thing ain't doing shit for the team. They're still going, 4-13.
Stop.
What if it was on the
What
sideline?
is your problem, right?
Look, I'm a realist.
Listen,
I'm a realist.
If you want to shoehorn what you think their record's going to be into a conversation, at least let it breathe a little bit so we can get the little baby lion jogging out.
Yeah, baby lion's going to be cool, but they're still not going to be worth a shit. Sue me, It's
They
true.
may surprise some people, Connor.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you want to know
right.
what were you going to say, dude?
Win
Well,
6 games.
I like your idea. Lead it out, and then as the years, you can see it's aging and growing, and keep it on the sideline like Uga. So if a player goes over
Mane, by the way, we need a big mane.
Yeah, I think once it gets big enough, Dan Campbell just rides that thing
Yes.
out there.
Yeah.
You think Dan Campbell's going to be around long enough for him to ride a lion?
Wow.
The Lions were only 2 games worse than the Pats last year.
And Matt Stafford threw 10x the amount of touchdowns that the Patriots did as well.
Yeah,
Which was there
which
as
is
an
kind of
inside
embarrassing if he threw that many more touchdowns and still, only won 2 less games.
That's
right?
because of your guy, Matt Patricia. He's a defensive guru. Had the worst.
The guy's
defense
signing
in the
off
league.
on every pick
Hey,
in New England.
Did I hire Matt Stafford or did the Ford family hire? Matt Patricia? No, I didn't. So blame that on the Lions too.
Anyways,
Listen, Sheila Ford.
that would be awesome. That would be awesome if the lion became a thing. And Sheila Ford Hamp.
Sheila Ford ham.
Yeah, I don't know if it's Hamp or Hemp.
sandwich.
The new owner. She's the reason why this team's going to turn around, says Motor City Dan Campbell and everybody else involved in that. I hope it happens for the Detroit Lions fans. If not, I don't know how you're going to hire anybody. It's perpetual failure up there.
Yeah.
But the city of Detroit doesn't deserve that. You want to talk about surprising, though? And we'll pivot to another quarterback here. Even though we weren't talking about any quarterbacks here, we're talking about tight end legend coach Dan Campbell. Dan Orlovsky this morning said to Pro Football Talk on Twitter that Matt Ryan still has at least, he said, 3 more years of division-winning quarterback play in him. So, literally, upon reading this and hearing this, I FaceTime Orlovsky. Okay, I FaceTime Orlovsky. And I ask him, I say, Dan, are we just going to start saying dumb shit all the time? Like, is that what we're going to start doing? And he told me, although he says division-winning football in the tweet, and unless he's expecting them to trade him, which is going to be tough to do because he's owed like $100 million over the next 3 years. He's saying that he's winning the division. I said, what you just said is he's winning the division. And he's like, no, I think his play could be at a level that a team could win the division. I'm like, well, the Buccaneers are going 17-0, pal. So I don't know if they're going to win that division. And it seems like Tom's going to play for another 5-6 years, it seems like at this point. So his tweet wasn't necessarily that Matt Ryan and the Falcons are going to win the division, but he could play good enough football to win the division if the Falcons were able to put a team around him.
This is definitely a bit surprising, but we know Orlovsky's actually watched the tape. Like he usually backs it up with stuff that he had, like his facts that he believes, I guess, are true. But to say at least 3 more years is the most surprising part of this. I feel like right now, doesn't it feel like Matt Ryan's on like a year-by-year deal? Like, hey, let's see if you still got it this year, and if so, let's just roll it on to next year.
I think it's like $12 million they save year over year. I'm not 100. It's like 30-something and then 20-something and then something else as the years go on. I think Matt Ryan's that quarterback for at least another 2 years. At least another 2 years because of the way the contract is set up. I might be wrong, but it feels like that is how that thing's going to go. Hour 2 wrapping up. Big shout out to Coach JB joining us. In hour 1. AJ Hawk here this entire last hour. In this hour 3, AJ, what are we going to talk about? What do you want to talk about? Penguins are playing tonight. The NHL playoffs start tonight, actually. The Pittsburgh Penguins, 7:30, playing against the Islanders.
No, they've been on.
It starts tonight.
The real series.
Officially.
Starts tonight.
I'll tell you what, I've been watching that Capitals Bruins series.
Yeah.
That's a fun series.
Hey,
Oh, yeah.
physical, a lot of skill, A lot of OGs on the ice out there.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like this is too early in the playoffs for those two to be playing, but it's been quite a treat. I think there's been 5 or 6 playoffs games or overtime games already in the playoffs. They just started 3 days ago. So, I mean, NHL playoffs are electrifying. They actually begin this evening when the Penguins beat the hell out of the Islanders and sweep this thing for the rest of the way. Pens in 5. Hour 3, we'll take more phone calls, more conversations, and we'll talk about what's Aaron Rodgers doing? Is Aaron Rodgers getting traded? Wow, not this again, McAfee. Is the MCDC name tag then? Because it's a long time. ACDC. Do you hate it? Do you love it? I feel like we potentially offended you after finding out you're a diehard Metallica guy and we call you MCDC.
No. Listen, I love classic rock as well. So. I don't strike you as a numbers guy.
Yeah, whenever I heard you, I was just like, you know what? I'm not 100% sure this guy is just going to be listening strictly to the analytics guy. I just kind of a feel I had.
I got through addition and subtraction. Look, the alpha comment was really, I wasn't directing that just at myself. I was saying that's Brad too. Brad's an alpha. That's our coaching staff. I mean, you say this about our coaching staff. One of the reasons I made the hires that I did with these guys, I know you'll probably end up asking this, was because just coming out of this COVID, I wanted to make sure we had more flexibility with the roster. And if these coaches need to play maybe a couple of games. So, not everybody's thinking that way.
Right, it seems like every 3-4 years the Lions get a new head coach. It seems like the rebuilding process has been happening my entire life. 26 years old and I've never seen a playoff win for the Detroit Lions. So I want to know how you and your coaching staff plans to make this one different.
Yeah, look, first of all, I think I love Foxy, man. I tell you what, I love the optimism that he brings. Look, I would say this, to me, the short answer is Sheila Ford Ham. If you want hope, she's the one who's bringing the hope. Because I had put serious thought into this as I was hiring my staff. I was thinking about hiring you to see if you would like to be, our special teams coach. And then I thought, you know what, I know you doing this radio, it softened you up a little bit. I chose not to. All right, I hate to say that, Pat, but I needed to just let that be known.
Well, I want to let you know, true alphas know when to hang them up. Ladies and gentlemen, Dan Campbell. Why is football the greatest sport on earth? And do you think football is the greatest sport on earth? And why do you like football?
That's a really deep question there, Pat.
I know. I think I'd get a good answer out of you, though. I think you'd be able to talk about it in a way that I think a lot of people haven't, because you've been at the pinnacle of it for so damn long and inside of it, and your brain is a pretty fantastic one. We've learned here over the last few weeks, obviously. Last few weeks, that's it. That's all the time we've learned that.
I think it's the greatest sport in the world for one main reason. It is a true team sport where it is damn near impossible for one person to dominate an entire game. And if you look at other team sports, basketball with 5 guys on the court, I think you've seen multiple players over the years. Maybe one player, maybe 1 or 2 players on a squad be able to dominate and win championships. Baseball, you can have a dominant pitcher and win championships. Soccer, you can have a dominant forward and or goalie. That seems to be a little more of a team sport, but you don't have 11 players engaged at the same time on every play. It is truly a sport reliant on every player on the field to do their job in order to be successful. And I think that's why at times, certain star players can get maybe too much credit and maybe too much blame on the flip side, because it does take so many players at the same time in 3 phases to win football games. And I think that's the beauty and the draw of our sport, is that something new happens all the time, because you are literally dealing with 11 humans on the field at one time who all have lives outside of football, and there's distractions, there's a reliance on coaching, there's a reliance on preparation, there's a reliance on diet and performance. I just think there's so many facets to it that you see something new every single week, and I think that's the beauty in our game. When it comes to the love that I have for it, it's rooted, and I think like any player who's played for a long time, the love is not just about our sport, it's about competition. And I think there's nothing in the world for me that fills that need and that hole I have, like competition. I think players who play for a long time at a high level, you have that need to be satiated competitively, and it's a love of going out there and going against guys and being in an environment where you know that nothing is guaranteed. And that's why I, at times, I've taken umbrage to people saying that it's easy, because it's not easy. It's never easy. And I think that's the beauty in our game, is that you see things new every single week. It's never easy. And your only thing you're guaranteed is the ability to compete. I love that aspect of it. I love competing. I love going out there and harnessing the fear of failure, where I think so many people who maybe don't love football as much, the root of that is a deep fear of failure, that you might go out there and your best might not be good enough, and that's not okay with you.
The Pat McAfee Show.
There will be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we can talk about. Yes,
speaking his mind.
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
While being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to that show. Hour 3 here on SiriusXM, Channel 82, Mad Dog Sports Radio, and YouTube.com/The Pat McAfee Show will begin immediately following this drop. There it is. Shout to Twine. There is some news breaking.
Whoa.
I don't know how long ago this broke. Kenny Mayne puts out a tweet that his last Sports Center will be on
May 24th.
Which is?
I think that's, next Monday.
Next Monday, he will have an Aaron Rodgers appearance on his last ever Sports Center on ESPN. So we will get a chance to hear from Aaron on how everything is going. AJ, your thoughts on how that convo will go?
I don't know. How long does he have with him? I know Aaron is a huge fan of Kenny Mayne, so it makes sense that he'd want to go on there during his last show. And we know Marshawn's going on there as well. Aaron and Marshawn have the Cal connection.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. What is it? If they're going on Sports Center, do you have a lot of guests if you're hosting Sports Center?
I believe like a send-off Sports Center, he probably has a lot of conversations because he does those interviews. He does a lot of those interviews. I'd assume there's going to be a lot of those, maybe throwback moments of Kenny Mayne. I don't know how. I wonder how that whole thing pans out there.
Yeah,
it's still a fucking ESPN show. I mean, ESPN started this whole fucking thing. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know if this was Kenny's first show post ESPN, because Kenny Mayne is the fucking man. By the way, Kenny Mayne is the man. I am a fucking massive fan. I actually reached out to him and was like, "Hey man, I have no idea what you're gonna do. We would love to just somehow have you in our orbit somehow." That's how big of a fan I am. But it's an ESPN show.
Oh yeah.
If it was Kenny's first show somewhere else, I'm like, okay, cool. But this is an ESPN show. This is all started by ESPN.
So what do you think? Aaron should boycott ESPN?
I mean, he kind of already does, doesn't he?
I don't think he's looking at that. I don't think he even cares about ESPN. He feels like, hey, I love Kenny. I'm doing this for Kenny.
All right, cool. That's awesome. I can't wait to see it. I wonder how it's going to go. But I mean, ESPN's going to get all the fucking.
Come on.
I feel like I've been going to war over here, AJ. You know?
Like you're what?
I caught it on the shins for fucking weeks, AJ. Weeks. Sticks.
Okay.
Like this one here, via tweets, right to my gut, right to my shin. You know?
Yeah.
What's that all about, dude?
Got to be able to shake it off, man.
Yeah, you and I, I'm really good at that. I can. I absolutely can. Anyways.
Hey, if JB can speak his mind and deal with what he gets, I'm sure you'll be okay.
I am pumped, though, that we'll be able to get some answers, hopefully.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's cool for us. And very lucky to talk about it. It's fucking NFL MVP.
It's not going to be very long, though. There's no way he's going to be with him very long.
We have no idea. Whatever he says.
There's like 5 guests on there, and it's, an hour show?
Whatever he says will be news. Whatever he says will be news, and I'm excited for that. But let's go to Robert in Wisconsin. What's going on, Robert?
Hey, I'm from Wisconsin. I was wanting to ask, what is your opinion? Do you think Toradol policy in Green Bay is what is keeping free agents from wanting to sign there at all?
And also maybe everybody's talking about, and it's valid, we are also largely talking about that, how, it'd be cool if they built the team around Aaron like they do in Kansas City and down in Tampa, and it seems like successful teams are doing in the echelon in which they are really fully committed. I'm not saying it's a bad, hey, listen, NFC Championship back-to-back years. Ain't nothing to sneeze at. No. But, boy, if you were just to load into town, maybe you can't do it because of Toradol, but also maybe that's why you're not winning NFC Championship games. It's going to be a long season, 17 games as well. The Toradol, if everybody else is using it and Green Bay isn't, it's like, listen, I love what they're doing, looking out for the players. Ron Wolf, he has said a lot of things, but he said, this particular thing is, like it's a place for the players. They're looking out for the players so much, they're not letting them use like salt on food, basically, which is what Toradol is in the NFL for players. It just makes everybody better, it seems like. Maybe that is something we should dig a little bit deeper into, AJ.
I guess it's definitely become much more public here on your show that they do not give Toradol shots, I guess. But I feel like league-wide, though, aren't numbers down from what they once were when it comes to giving Toradol shots pregame?
I would assume this new generation, by the way, is much smarter with their bodies. They are much smarter with their bodies. Like first regime I was with, night before the game, you had nachos, cheese, pizza, wings, beer if you really wanted it. It was just all there. Now, there was healthy food as well.
Ice cream buffet. That's always the Saturday night ice cream that everybody gets.
That big cup, too. I don't know if you guys got, but the big,
styrofoam.
Yeah, the styrofoam cup, like you used to put lean in, if you're a little weight on a double cup. That used to be just ice cream the night before. Absolutely. Depending upon what level you want to go to. But yes, that is the type of thing. And that was the night. That's how I ended my night. Fudge, Oreos. I looked terrible. Okay, I was a fat ass, but I wasn't the only one eating that. We had guys that were going to go on to have 200 yards receiving that were doing the same damn thing. And then the science started catching up. Nutritionists got involved. The NFL and the NFLPA actually forced the NFL to hire a nutritionist, I think, for every single team now at this point. So it's become like an actual thing. And that changed over. That couldn't have happened quicker. That changed from my pre-game night before routine was awesome. Okay, I didn't even eat like on some Fridays leading into it, especially if we had to wear the white uniform on Sunday. It's like, okay, I'm going to lead up for this goddamn buffet that is like. And by the way, I did question a lot of times how guys were eating what I was eating and doing what they were doing. Didn't know science was actually saying like, yeah, they are defying all things they should be able to do this. But that has changed quickly. I assume that knowledge, growing up through it, that also like potential injecting yourself with something like Toradol, potential long-term damage you don't know, with the nutritionist stuff, like I assume it is down, but I think you guys probably could have won 2 to 3 more Super Bowls back in the day when everybody was using it. That's just what I think.
Well, you might be right. I don't know. Like I said, I never had it, so I don't know what it would feel like.
So you went to Cincinnati, didn't use it?
No.
You went to Atlanta, didn't use it?
Nope.
You had bone on bone too.
Yeah, for a long time though. It wasn't like that didn't just creep up on me.
Yeah, but you probably make that team. You probably don't even feel that. The next days you would probably be like rolling around potentially, but while it's in there, it is just a super.
But Toradol is like an anti-inflammatory though. That's not going to help create space in my knee.
Super not just an anti-inflammatory. Okay, Tylenol is an anti-inflammatory. Advil is an anti-inflammatory. When you talk about that, it was unbelievable.
I'd like to try it now, just for I play knockout with my kids every day. Maybe it'll help me there.
You win too, right?
Oh yes, absolutely.
Let's go to some phones. Let's go to Connor.
Sound like you're jonesing for it, Pat.
Me?
Yeah, fiending.
Yeah. I don't need it. I feel good, but I did get the taste in my mouth that you do get sometimes with it for a second,
What's it like? Watermelon?
It is like you are on something. Like you do have like a little bit of a, like there's a little bit of a buzz feeling.
Probably gives you a mental edge too.
It was awesome. I remember I took it one time because I had to. I think I had a torn meniscus or something in my knee the week before, but I didn't get checked out, but that's what it ended up being. So I took it because I was like, all week I couldn't really practice or anything. And somebody was like, oh, you should try Toradol or whatever. And at that point they were given, I think, like a half dose the night before if you're really bad, and then a half dose morning of, so you can kind of get some sleep, because some guys are so pain or whatever, it kind of affects them all night or whatever. So I did that. And I remember as soon as it hit me, I was like, the rest of my body. Okay, the knee definitely feels a lot better, but oh my God. I think I could run 4.2 right now. Like the whole body instantly warm. Like you're just like.
Isn't that what they say about heroin when you shoot it up the first time?
All right, dude.
Good Lord. For real, like that warm feeling. That's what people keep chasing.
No, I'm talking not actual warm. I'm talking about like you feel as if you're already warmed up. Does that make sense? Like you're loose. Yeah. Like your body feels like you could literally just go.
Didn't really sound like that.
Well, the way you heard it, yeah, it was a heroin reference. Or the way I was talking about was a sports reference, as in warmed up. Like because that's what this is, a sports show. Obviously, we talk about labor relations in the steel industry, and we talk about college football coaching and everything like that. But most that falls in mostly just sports and taxes. Learn about taxes, but mostly just sports. AJ, that's what I'm talking about.
What was that graphic that was popped up?
I'm not sure. I did not see it either while I was yelling at you there. When Toradol wears off, what level of pain are you in from 1 to 10? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, but you know immediately.
Where is this from? Wait, where is this from, though? We have 19 people that chose 5. What does this mean?
So we have 20,
2017
Bleacher Report 45, 50 people were pulled in the NFL, I'd assume.
Yeah, all linebackers, I believe. this other one's 98% of all offensive linemen.
5's not bad. That's well worth it.
When Toradol
5 is what you walk around at, probably.
Yeah, but they're saying it to protect Toradol, so you could probably bump that up too, right?
Yeah.
Probably, because there was a time there where they said we don't know the long-term effects of this thing, and that's very valid. I don't know, but I didn't even ask. By the way, I want to let everybody. I did not.
My knee hurts.
I was told, every time I took it, basically, I was told. After I became part of the regulars, like, hey, there is potential. Blah blah blah. Are you sure?
Now you got to sign waivers on it. Then you're not going to sue the team.
Yeah. That's why I think they told us every single time. Does your team issue Toradol? 98% said yes. I've used it every single game for the past 4 or 5 years. That NFC offensive lineman is much happier on game days than he is the rest of the week. I promise you that. Let's go to the phones. Let's go to Kyle in Iowa. What's up, Kyle?
Hey, Pat. How's it going?
Hey, not too shabby. Kyle, hold on one second. I wonder how many people have learned about Toradol strictly from this show, and if we have maybe spurred some more research, so I do know if I'm going to die in like 5 years or not.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
That'd be cool to find out about. All right, anyways, the PhD people.
Do you want to know? Huh? Do you really want to know? Like, you're not going to change how you live. Damage is already done.
Well, I'm drinking Celsius instead of something else because I want to live fit, so maybe I will change my life.
Ooh, what else? As opposed to what? What else? You don't drink unhealthy stuff usually.
You're right. But this is just part of my lifestyle. Live fit.
I mean, you're the picture of health and wellness. Like, you should start an Instagram page, like a workout guy.
AQ, he's lost like 30 pounds, 40 pounds or whatever. He's really feeling himself. I complimented him. Didn't even send one back.
Nope.
Didn't even send one back.
I think you look great, man. I tell you all the time, that lighting, everything you do, yeah, man, your arms are jacked.
By the way, haven't even curled. Haven't even done any arms other than the boxing. Tomorrow I'll come in. I'll do a full
You don't want to don't get all bulked up, though. You don't want to mess up that golf swing.
That's 15 years from now, dude. I got 31 years to figure it out.
Ain't worried.
I don't even know.
So now you're not starting for another 15.
Maybe. We'll see how the fucking swing gets going. What do you want to talk about, Kyle?
Hey, Pat. So I wanted to talk about, I don't know if any of you guys saw Tyrann Mathieu's deleted tweet the other day.
Been here before, he said, right, Kyle?
Yeah, he said that he'd been there before without getting the extension. And I'm a big Chiefs fan. I went down to the Chiefs game, the playoff game, where down 24 to the Texans, came back and won.
Come on back.
And I'd love to see Tyrann Mathieu get an extension. He's been a great part of that defense.
He was there.
And so I want to know what you thought about it, to see if you think he's going to go somewhere else, or what you guys think.
And the home of the
Chiefs.
That's what a lot of people are doing at that time while that's going on. Big yell.
Good for Kyle.
Not me. I didn't do the Father, Son, Holy Spirit, but I'm just saying you see a lot of that.
Mm-hmm. What'd you do?
Sammy Sosa.
Me?
Yeah.
I stood there like this, did a lot of looking around, wanted to see how everybody else was handling it. Saw tears every game, I think. I saw tears from somebody every single game. There was a couple times where, they zoomed in. I think
No Sean Marino.
No Sean Marino. By the way, he was also at that College Football Award show. Great dude.
Yeah.
They showed his. I think that happened a lot through the league because that's, for a lot of guys, probably 10 to 15 of them every single game. That's their dream coming true. This is the first day ever I've been here. Every game, basically. It's like, this is their entire life. Their parents are probably watching at home, like their coaches. And that national anthem becomes a time of you're kind of with your own thoughts.
Reflection.
Hey, you remember back in the day, they only did national anthem big games. Remember that?
Really? I don't know. I feel like since I've been sometimes on away games, we wouldn't even be out there for the national anthem. I think.
Maybe that's what it was. No, because I went out there and kicked early. I feel like, and I might be wrong here, because, when the national anthem became like a huge, divider in the sport because a message was not being received and in turn another message was getting sent and it was just a clusterfuck that, kind of drove everybody apart. I was thinking to myself, it was not always, of course it's going to become something. That's just how the world is. Of course. And I tried to think to myself, I don't remember there being national anthems every single game. I might be wrong, but I thought it was only, because I remember thinking to myself, national anthem. This is it's a big fucking game. Normally it was, just whatever. I don't remember it happening every single game. Now it's every game, routine. This person, what did they do? They qualified for their 6th grade choir, okay?
Wow.
They also saved a cat yesterday. Now, they will sing and command everybody's attention for the next minute and a half or whatever. It's all right, good luck out there. Jeez, I hope you kill it.
Crush it. Yeah.
I hope you do well. That's a lot of pressure, but the national anthem, before it became a super, I want a message and then that became something. It was a cool moment to kind of learn about people, because it's the first time. In the locker room, you can see people and how they handle themselves. There's a lot of different dudes in the locker room. There's the pump-up guys, the music guys, the puke guys, the dance-around guys.
The piss on themselves guys.
Yeah, there's... What?
Excuse me?
Yeah, a few guys I played with that pissed themselves every warm-ups. I never understood it. I never will.
Just on purpose. I've never had a teammate that pissed on. Maybe I did. I feel like observant enough. I would have caught on.
I have a teammate that I played with. Great guy. We called him coach. He's a coach now, and he pissed himself.
Just because he couldn't control it, or just because that was hey, this is what we do?
That's the thing. I guess that's what got him warm, just like the Toradol did for you.
See, that's the problem with Green Bay. That's what I'm talking about.
Guys got to piss.
You got guys pissing on each other and themselves.
I didn't say each other. Maybe.
Yeah, you did.
The puker came into my locker room in football life late. We had a guy in high school who puked before every single game, but I was rarely there in the locker room before the game. I would normally just kind of walk in. How's it going, everybody? Good to see you. Lucky to be here. Go out on the field. So I didn't really get to experience the football locker room in high school. But in college, I got a chance to. We didn't have any pukers, I don't think, in the day-to-day. Maybe a couple game days yelling, but guys that were special teamers. In the NFL, though, it wasn't for a couple years where a puker came in the locker room, and it was his thing. He puked. It was his. I'm never
do it, boys.
Not even games, practices. Even he's time
to puke.
Oh my god, it was unbelievable. I'm what the fuck, dude? How every day? Do your eyes
not good for you?
Do your eyes not want to just get popped out of your head? I'd never seen anything like it, but I think it was maybe 2 weeks into it, and I don't know if he was on our team for a full year, but it was 2 weeks into it. I just sat outside, waited for him. I'm is that every day? Gotta do it. Gotta do it. Gotta do it. And by the way, this was a white, if you were wondering. This was a white. That is very much a Caucasian move.
Would you ask guys at the Colts, after, the national anthem, hey, I saw you crying, is everything okay?
No. Listen, I very much understood. This is not my job to be a fucking song and dance right now. This is, I'm going to do my thing over here. I would like to bomb balls too. You do your job good, we'll all be happy. Yep. If there was a conversation to be had, either on field, off field, or on the sideline, I'm not going to come over and initiate it. No. Okay, if you would like to have me in your life at a moment, just for whatever reason, I understand. I think, by the way, Robert Mathis in the D-line used to sit down by the kicking net. So I think, he potentially got a chance to interact. That's where me and Robert, I think, became friends, was game day. You know what I mean? Because I was normally like this this is kind of how I was. You know, like jogging on the field, I'm still like, hey, feel good. Like, here we go. This ball's going to the fucking moon. This thing is out of the stadium. Like, that's how I was. Robert asked me questions after doing something, and I would get like maybe a little bit of confidence after he'd get a sack, and he'd come over. I'm like, "Atta boy," you know? And then he just kind of walked by me early, and I was like, well, probably shouldn't fucking. What was I doing there? What was I doing there? You're right, because you always see the guys that are super high-fivey on TV, you know, get on the field and do the high-five thing. Never want to be that guy. I thought at the very beginning, me and Robert potentially had a rapport to do that, and then I quickly realized, like, all right. By the way, it did become that. I would like to let everybody know.
Oh, yeah.
It did become a couple high fives. How you doing?
Nice job, Rob.
Hey, way to go, man. You made a bigger play than I'll ever be able to make.
Just don't smack his head. That makes me crazy when I see a guy make a big tackle, gets a sack, big hit, and multiple teammates. I understand you're excited for the dude. Smack him on the butt, smack him on the shoulder pads. Like, do not hit, especially the back of my helmet. That would happen sometimes. You just instantly turn around and start throwing it.
So, I assume at linebacker, especially with your jaw and head, with your hits, there's a lot of people that probably like, hey, he's going to love this.
No,
he's going to love it. Yeah, it's like,
not ever. Like, that's never. Don't ever come at me with that. And I don't think I think that should be taken out of football, like this, smacking your teammate's helmet.
We had one coach who was like, no ass slaps or hand pats. You hear me? Okay, that was like his thing. So obviously for the rest of the year, you know, that guy, everything he did was coming right at him or whatever. That is such a natural thing in sports, by the way. Just like it's like such a natural attaboy, by the way, that has. That is not just from one particular place or anything like that. It's not one particular sport. It's just like it's such a naturally known thing that I couldn't tell you the last time I did one, and I don't think I'd ever be able to do one again. But like when you're in there, it's like, hey, come on now.
Yeah.
Hey, you know, I never did it much when I played. I don't think I don't know why. But the last time I remember doing it was when I walked out of NXT with you. I think I smacked you on the ass as I was walking out.
Yeah, by the way, and I think I probably was like...
Because I was pumped. Like, I was excited. I was like, yeah, all right, man, let's do it.
That is like the locker room.
Back in the game, the mindset.
I wasn't a big, you know, I couldn't be. As a punter, you can't just be walking up to people.
Let's go, boys!
Go ahead and do that whole thing. But it was very natural. Like, a lot of people did. I enjoy, though, the celebrating. Like, watching that video of Bill Belichick tell his team and break down film of, like, celebrating after a big play and then not doing it on another play. And then the message this is sending to the other team. And
celebrate with your teammates. Yeah. When you celebrate with your teammates, it's huge.
Well, exactly. And then he was like, and look, what message are you sending here? Oh, we're not happy to make a play. We don't like this guy. We're not happy. Like that whole, like Bill Belichick breaking down why it is important to not only feel emotion while playing, but also as strategy, you should look like the tightest, happiest bunch of people that are out there. I love it. I don't know how people don't celebrate, and it's because, like, you know, give the ball back to the rep. Act like you've been there before. It's like, no, I think you should act like it's your first time every time. Like I feel like that should kind of be the joy you play with. I understand there's two different ways, but I've always been like people thought I was forcing those celebrations. I was so fucking pumped for whatever just happened. Like I worked my ass off to learn how to do that. I didn't know how to do it whenever I got in the league. I just pinned somebody at the 2-yard line. It's like, all right, defense is set up. We're probably winning the game. And guess what? I'm probably going to get fucking paid again. Okay, so let's go, dude. Like, I was so excited. There's people that don't believe that at all. I don't know how that happens.
Belichick says in that, too. It's like, hey, you work your entire life to go and make a play like that, and then you're not going to be happy about it as soon as it happens. Like,
I respect people that don't like that mindset, but I also don't like when people get mad at people for celebrating. It's like, hey, man. There's an overboard, obviously, like when there's a full, obviously forced and scripted. But if it's natural jubilation and something comes, it's like, that's what it should be. That's sports. That's sports. That's like AJ would just get up and flip off his coach.
Yep.
You know, we found another photo, by the way. Just throwing a shocker out there in the middle of the game. I don't know. I don't know what that's all about.
When you putting Zito on the spot again?
Nope. There it is.
Oh yeah. Right before he flicked up the coach, he actually got hit in the head with by a player.
Oh yeah, celebration. So he was pissed and then he flipped off the coach. What's this all about?
I don't know. There's a little something I tried out.
We just learned a lot. Let's go to the phones. We're not that type of show.
No.
You hear me?
On the field.
Classless, this guy.
Hell yeah.
Oh, that's a hand signal.
Yeah, just a hand signal.
Cover three.
Yeah.
No, that's potentially a blitz. That's potentially a blindside blitz.
Let's bring it.
That could potentially be, a little surprise,
One mistake.
Let's go.
Oh, delay blitz.
Huh?
Delay blitz?
Yeah, delay blitz, maybe.
Yeah.
They will never see it come.
Smallest guy going.
Oh, yeah.
Corner.
Oh.
It's a delayed corner blitz. Yeah, that's exactly what that was, wasn't it? Did we just figure it out? I would have been able to figure out your whole fucking defense, pal.
Yeah, luckily that the scheme has changed, so the Packers are safe right now. You don't know their defense.
Imagine me with a headset on in the sideline. Oh, he's wearing a shocker. What could that possibly shock him? Surprise delay. Oh, delayed blitz coming from the corner.
Look out. Look out.
That would be. I think that's what Ernie does.
Oh, yeah. Before the game, too, they talked about it in that little documentary. He'll go out and just, like, watch the quarterback throw, and he's just like, okay, can't throw it to the left side. He's throwing a good fade ball on the right side and basically breaking down the
I think Ernie has one of those brains where he can look out and get, like, a trend potentially of the signals, especially if they have been given a heads up from earlier, whether it was whatever they were doing.
What it means.
There are a lot of teams that have studied signals before, though. That would not be the only thing. But if you have the Rain Man that can dissect them and get them by third quarter, fourth quarter, kind of realizing what's going on, I mean, that is a huge advantage. We had a couple guys on our team, I think, that they thought were good at that. I saw them. I don't know if they actually were. I'm just.
The backup quarterbacks do that. That's their job for the backup QBs to look at the defensive signals and they can usually pick up. Because the DBs usually don't come to the huddle, so they're getting signals from the sideline.
We had a defensive player as well that wasn't dressed, but I think he had a big brain maybe. I have no idea. They had, I think, for a couple games, because I remember these guys running up and down basically, and I was like, what are they doing? And they're like, oh, they're trying to get a read on the signals or calls or whatever. And I was like, we got that guy doing it? They're like, yeah, he's good at it or whatever. I'm like, how do we know? Have I ever been asked if I would be good at it? What am I looking for? I can tell you a couple trends. Is that something? They're like, well, Pat, you got to do something. I'm like, oh yeah. So we had two guys that were not, they were just being, they weren't dressed. I don't think they were maybe I don't know how they. That's what
they players.
Yeah, they were players, but that's like what they were bringing to the team almost. It was like very surprising to me, and I wonder if it ever worked. I should have been giving them more credit. I think once I found out I couldn't be one of the guys to do it, I stopped paying attention to it or whatever. I was like, well, I don't want to know. I wonder if they caught on. We won games.
So Tressel doing that?
Probably does.
Huh? Was Tressel doing that when he was coaching?
Tressel was up in the box, I think. He was with the special teams, though. He and I had some incredible interactions. I mean, incredible interactions. He's a good guy out there, huh?
He should come back and coach.
Adam Schefter is tweeting, Bengals quarterback Joe Burrow, who underwent reconstructive left knee surgery in December, is all systems go for the September 12th regular season opener against the Minnesota Vikings. According to Dr. Neil, of Curlin Job there in L.A.
Is that Elatraj?
I have no idea. But
I think he's like a known doctor.
Should be.
I would hope so. He's doing Joe Burrow's surgery. I would hope he's a big deal. Congrats on Joe for the rehab, pal.
Joey.
Not easy. Hey, this is a part of the sport. People have to rehab. Me, nowhere near what others have had to do, but this is a part of the game. Rehab is a part of being in the NFL. That is not an easy feat. Congratulations on successfully getting through that rehab, Joe. Let's hope you don't need one like week 5 again because, they can't keep you on your feet.
Mm-hmm. Get some linemen.
I mean, he's not exactly successfully gotten through the rehab. He still has months to go until he's ready to play the opener.
Go back.
All systems go.
Bingo! You knew exactly what I was going to say.
No, I know you. What that says, it means he's on pace to start the opener.
No, he's all systems go.
I mean, he may even start.
It's not
camp.
on track.
Have they talked about if he's going to start camp on the PUP list?
Hey, it's not on track. It's not any of that. It's all systems go. Astronauts are already in the space starship.
Yeah.
The thing. All systems go.
Was this an accumulation of things that Shefty got, or was this something he heard?
That's ESPN, man. I don't know. They know a lot of stuff.
I think, but when I hear Schefter, I don't think ESPN. I think Schefter.
By the way, that means Schefter has done a great job, and Schefter should. By the way, Schefter should feel good about that.
Yeah. Like if Shefty went to Fox, it may take a while before I realized it.
That happens to a lot of people.
Plus, I don't need
people
him.
said I was at Barstool for 2 years.
Yeah,
they didn't even
still get
it. Like, I love your work on Barstool. It's like, thanks, man. I haven't been there in 2 years. They do great work though. They do great work. I appreciate that. That's not me though.
Really? Oh yeah, PJ Fleck sent me a photo of him wearing a Barstool Golf polo.
Check it out!
And I was like, he was like, look what I got for you guys or whatever. I was like, great golf polo. I love rigs. And what they just did, by the way, with the female golf tournament, awesome stuff. I haven't worked there in 2 years, Coach. Don't give me a motivational speech either. I don't want one.
No snake oil.
Keep
please.
selling that snake oil, Coach.
That was just like a couple weeks ago.
He almost got an NFL gig.
He should. Are you kidding me? Come on. Come on.
Not before Coach JB.
Row the boat. Row the boat.
We're rowing about. We're rowing about. We're rowing about. Hey, we're rowing. We're rowing about. We're rowing about. We're rowing about. We're rowing. We're rowing about. We're rowing about. We're rowing about. We're rowing. We're growing. We're going. And there ain't really knowing how far we will go when we are rowing about. Rowing about. Rowing about. We're rowing. We're rowing about. We're rowing about. We're rowing about. We're rowing. We'll keep going. Keep going. Keep going. And we're rowing about. Rowing about. Rowing about. Rowing. Go, please.
Row the boat. Row the boat.
They're gonna
keep on row.
They're gonna clip that. You know, Minnesota's gonna steal that and use it in the recruiting videos.
As they should, by the way, because guess what?
Yeah.
We're rowing a boat, rowing a boat, rowing a boat, rowing. We're not rowing a boat right now, actually. I wish we were, though.
Hell yeah.
Be nice.
River Wild, dude.
Oh, great movie.
Big range of motion you have.
Me? Yeah, I've been stretching out my back. You see it? That's for my golf game. $20 million online.
You don't have to pay me any money, but when you don't make it, what are you gonna give up?
What's that, dude?
I don't need any money, but maybe when you don't make the tour, you don't get a top 50 finish. Maybe you give me that little vehicle that goes on land and in water.
You can have it.
Hey AJ, did you remember you were supposed to be here live today?
Oh, was that today I was supposed to?
Yeah, just real quick though. Back to your what do I owe you? You can have that thing for sure. But I'm either going to be dead or frozen at the age of 65. You ain't going to be able to get shit from me, bub. Let's go to the
Dead
break.
or frozen? Maybe dead and frozen.
No, because if I'm frozen, I'm coming back to life.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean?
Row the boat.
This is a burner on the shoulders. I'm going to be honest.
This-
I don't know how Minnesota.
This chair is tough for rowing.
I'm gonna need a tea.
Not
I don't
much
know
lean.
how Minnesota has been able
Lungs
to do
are
this.
burning.
Not much lean here,
A lot of
boys.
snake oil.
You say it burns off. Maybe the shoulders get tired from
My
doing the boat.
fucking
Where's the
stinks,
tour
dude.
dog?
To be fucking
Hey, there's
yoked,
CrossFitters all over the world mad at you right now for your.
Shout out Winklevi.
For my what?
There's CrossFitters that are really pissed at your form, I bet.
I don't care. Their form shit anyways. They're blowing out shoulders and killing people.
Yeah, their organs are failing, dude.
I didn't say it.
No, but they are incredibly fit.
Rhabdo.
Hey, they are incredibly
The rhabdo.
fit over there at the CrossFit. Legit, incredibly fit.
Till they're not.
No, I think they're too fit sometimes.
That's what I'm saying. Till they're not.
You ever go into one of them boxes and get after it, pal, huh?
I mean, I've messed around with some of the stuff, but no, I've never like officially jumped in.
I'm kind of scared to get. I was scared when it was going. I was like, I looked at one and I was like, there's a lot of yelling in it. There's a lot. I mean, there's not a lot of room to break either. I'm not.
During breaks, we sometimes use this as a box and we jump up on it.
In here?
Oh, good. Film it. Can you film it today?
Yeah, we'll do it during break.
If you come in studio, we can do it all together, AJ.
We'll wait for you.
I'm in studio.
We'll wait for you. When you get here, we will do box jumps up onto that. All right?
It's like 6 feet.
4 minutes from now, we will be back answering phone calls. This is the Pat McAfee Show, Tuesday, May 18th, 2021. We'll see you then. You have got to experience so many things, both as a businessman off the field and on the field. Is there a moment when I ask this question, it pops your mind, like, what's the craziest shit you've ever seen in your entire life? Because there was a time there where it felt like you were just getting dropped into insane situations and the world was like watching you do things. Man vs. Wild, you and that Bear Grylls guy, fucking electric. That was maybe the most electric shit I've ever seen. Is there anything that you think of whenever you think, like, what's the most ridiculous thing you've been a part of?
Probably some of the most ridiculous shit I ever been a part of was, you know, I had got the restaurant which I'm in right now, and you know, when we first got it, I would come in here and I would, you know, clean up and go outside in the front, sweep up, you know, make sure everything looked nice and shit. And one morning I got up here and I noticed, you know, like, damn, this is a funky ass smell. And I looked, you know what I mean, to the side of my front door, and it's a big ass pile of shit. And I'm talking about human shit.
Yeah,
and it's right on the side of the door. So I was like, somebody done came and and popped the shit right in front of the door. Like, oh, this shit is crazy. Like, I can't be in here serving food. Motherfucker come walk in and they smell straight ass cheeks when they come in there. Like, I don't think that's the restaurant I need to eat in. So, man, I get the water hose and I'm hosing it down. And, I see, we got a couple, dolphins that usually walk back up in front. Hey, man, did you do this? Like, oh, no. So, one of them owned up to it. I said, look, man, check it out. So you don't do this no more. Look, you come by here, we get you we get you a broom and you help us, we help you. You feel me? And we put together a little I put a proposition together for him and I ain't cleaning up shit no more.
It's a win-win. It's a win for everybody on that one. Hey, one of your former teammates. Yeah, hey, everybody wins. You're helping the people, man. That's awesome. That's why people love you. But hey,
one of them owned up to it. Just a line of questioning. The line of questioning.
His name was Willie. Willie owned up to. Matter of fact, he just left out. He saying sweeping up. He like, hey, what's up? Oh boy, I've been looking for you. You feel? Okay. Yeah, we bust down together up in the front of the restaurant to get it all cleaned up and everything.
Hey, you're helping people. Hey, Willie went from shitting outside to working inside. Let's go.
Yeah. All right.
Let's go, Willie. Let's go.
Give it up for my boy Willie, man.
Pretty big breaking news.
Oh, no. What's that? Oh, he got got. Oh, he got got. He got got. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Get to a goddamn break. Can't happen. Can't win with it. Everything I just said was wrong.
It would have been cool though if it was right.
It would have been cool, wouldn't it? Diggs just got it, darn Schefter.
Oh my God. It was at Ultra Weed Hater.
He got a cockiner. What was it doing on my timeline?
Bro, McCockner's just jujuing on me.
Every day is game day for these guys. It's showtime. On the Pat McAfee all have filters, but
jeez. What's funny, AJ?
What? Little crossfade? Is that what you call it?
Yeah, I got crossfade, but I didn't add another song to the list because I was just checking something out. Derek Lewis, UFC fighter, the Beast, I believe. He said something about his balls being hot at one point after a fight. He throws absolute bombs. One of the most dangerous humans walking this earth, I would say, at this particular point. He turned it off. I mean. I mean, I think this is going to be a good clip. I didn't want some, elevator music in the back the entire time. But
sorry,
he thought
I didn't know if you're going into an ad or not.
Yeah, he thought I was potentially reading an ad.
Sorry.
I appreciate you, Jay. We're on the same page. Don't worry. Well, we weren't on that particular point, but we just got back on the same page. He was on a different page.
Page was a little folded.
Yeah, but I moved forward. I got the Jay's page, so now we're on the same page. Anyways, Derek Lewis, also known as The Beast, a hilarious individual who cuts promos after winning fights. He is a people's fighter, I believe, when he goes in there. Throws absolute bombs whenever he's fighting in the UFC. Today, some poor thief, listen, a thief is already a cockroach, okay? Stealing somebody. In other, societies, you steal something, cut off your damn hand, like taking something from another person is something that most people, don't obviously look to do with their lives. Normally you fall to that particular point of your life, but nonetheless, said thief here, okay, bad decisions, one thing leads to another, you're stealing to do something. I get that there's a potential path to thievery, but what I'm telling you is this motherfucking one picked the wrong car to try to steal.
steal. This guy tried to steal Derek Lewis's car. I believe he had a metal, some sort of metal thing to jam in between the door there. Maybe he did have like the little airbag situation that they show up with if you lock your key in your car or something like that. Maybe that's what he was doing. It doesn't appear that's the case. I would assume Derek beat the fuck out of this guy, called the police, sent him on his way. This is just like the guy who was going to rob John Jones's house. You remember that happened?
Oh, yeah.
It's like, oh my God. I would assume that these thieves, okay, they're bebopping through. They're like, okay, gotta make sure there's no cops. All right, what are we gonna try to get out of this? There has to be something in here we can get. Maybe get the car. I can sell this thing. I have a mission in mind. Okay, how could this go wrong? I assume they potentially think about that. Could get busted, could not get in. Could be a UFC fucking fighters thing. I wonder if they think about that. I'm not 100% sure. That should go on the checklist of the thieves, though, is try not to fuck with the trained killers out there. You know, and that's just something to say to future, you know, people who potentially fall into the stealing other people's shit game for whatever terrible decisions you made.
Well, I saw how small that guy was, especially if you're going to mess with a heavyweight UFC fighter right now that can absolutely annihilate people with one punch.
Do you think you just picked them up or whatever? Hey, by the way, guy's got some Jordans on down
Oh,
there.
yeah. Probably
too.
choke slammed him.
He's flexing down there. Now, let's hope that, you know, this is a pivoting moment for this guy and turns his whole life around.
Good luck.
Are those bandages on his head?
That's
a bandana, I believe.
I don't know.
I don't know. I thought it could have been a bandage as
I
well
thought
from getting his ass beat.
Oh, you think they put it on the wound. Cover the wound, it's bleeding. They would have put him in an ambulance, right? If he needed that. Isn't that kind of how that whole thing
yeah,
is?
maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it very easily could have been. That guy also could not have this moment. He could have the ambulance peeling him up if he really, you know what I mean, if Derek Lewis wanted to do that. There's that type of situation. It's like J.R. Smith when that...
man.
I mean, he took that thing all the way up here. Get the fuck out of here.
I'm good.
That was awesome. I think he's going to come on the show soon here again.
Let's go.
I was interacting with him via Instagram. Every once in a while, he'll like one of my posts or something. I'm like, I wonder what JR's up to. And then I'll go check out his Instagram story, and I'm like, oh, cool shit, you know? And then all of a sudden, we have a full interaction. I'm like, JR, hey, listen, anytime you want to do anything, dude, you are the coolest dude of all time.
Yeah.
JR Smith's awesome, but he beat the fuck out of that stupid white.
Smacked him around.
I believe. Yeah.
He did.
He said, what are you protesting about? You're protesting about what? Black Lives Matter? You came into my neighborhood. I'm the only black person in this neighborhood.
Yeah.
You broke my back window.
Yeah.
What are you? Get the fuck out of here.
Clown.
That was the only time during that entire thing where it felt like the entire world was united.
Yeah.
J.R. Smith beating the hell out of one of them. I was
Go
like,
get him.
Yeah, that's 100% right. Okay. You gotta do what you gotta do. Let's get some phone calls here. Let's go to Connor in Detroit. Connor, what's going on? Go Lions.
Yuck.
Hey, boys.
going
First time caller here. Real pleasure to be on.
Pleasure's all ours.
I just wanted to know, during the break, during the Cincinnati vlog, there was an absolute banger playing with the I feel like I'm balling. I think I'm nauseous.
Yeah.
No capping.
Yeah.
You guys know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, we do. We made that video 2 years ago, though. There's no way we have any idea what the name of that song is. Is it yours? Is it your song? Is it
No,
your
not my song.
No, I didn't. You know, that could happen. You could be like, hey,
could be the guy.
That banger you guys play, that is actually my song, because there is, you know, there's curated playlists that we subscribe to and have to pay to join that have a bunch of songs that won't get our business taken down. And every once in a while, you know, it is nice to know the talent behind it. I thought it was potentially you, Connor. It's not, but you're right. It is a banger.
No.
You might have a golden ear, pal. You don't even fucking know it.
I do.
What do you want to talk about?
I do. That was it. But I mean,
Jesus, Connor.
Connor,
Connor, call back
God.
for sure.
Jeez.
I like it. Let's go to Chandler in Maine. What's going on, Chandler? He said good selection by Foxy. Good video.
Yeah.
That's what he said. That's a good call. What do you want to talk about, Chandler?
Gentlemen, how we doing?
Not too shabby. That's a good voice. You coming through a microphone right now?
It's the old-fashioned Apple Pods here.
Oh, it's AirPods. Wow. Is it the new ones? The new ones are a little heavy duty.
No, old. Not even pods. Just the old system.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow, the plug-in.
Okay, throwback. Yeah, so
plug-in.
you're talking right in. No, that actually was right into the old plug-in, right? Didn't you still have to talk? You had to hold the phone up.
They had the thing.
It had the
original?
Speaker in the cord.
The original?
Yeah.
The original, no.
No, the original was
See,
just the.
I don't think that's the upgraded version that Zito is currently holding.
Correct.
The original also had it, but it definitely the newer ones are way better.
Did they really have it? So
Yeah.
were they the ones that created that game?
Ooh, no.
I had earbuds that you could had a mic on them long time ago. You got
Yeah.
at Walgreens.
Maybe Skull Candy.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Maybe.
Big in the airport little gift shop.
Anyways, Chandler, you sound amazing, pal. Shout out to Apple figuring it out. What do you want to talk about, dude?
Thank you, Joe.
Hey, so this might be biased coming from someone that works in collegiate athletics and has someone in the system, but I think the Bruins need to put Sway in the twine, push the Bruins around 2, and, face off on the Penguins maybe and see what the old-fashioned Bruiser hockey can do.
I like that. Bruins ain't making it past the Caps.
Yeah, right. We'll be waiting for you in the second round.
I'm going to let you know, if Jari can't stop a fucking thing.
What, you can't?
No, I heard from my sources.
Yeah.
Who?
Just people, obviously. Can't give us sources.
Yeah.
He has had the best couple of nights of sleep that he has. He wasn't able to sleep.
Wow. Yeah.
He wasn't able to sleep before that first game. He was worried about, the vaccinations and everything going on, so he wasn't able to sleep. He was worried. I heard he was well rested. I heard he is ready to go. And he wore his lucky ball cap to the arena today.
Oh, really? Shit.
Yeah, Jari's going to be hooked. Look for a shutout. What is the odds on a shutout tonight for Jari? Let's go ahead and hammer that son bitch, too. What do you have, Nick?
Pat, just don't entertain these stooges. AJ doesn't watch hockey. He doesn't know what's going on, even though his brother-in-law is playing in the league. And Connor, his goalie's letting in a puck that was shuffled in like a shuffleboard from the blue line last night.
I did see that.
It don't matter. We're winning. 2 U's, 2 K's, 2 points.
2 U's. 2 Ks.
Yep.
2 points.
See you there.
What do you want? Pens like 3-0, 2-0, 1-0?
It's not the regular season anymore. It's not 2 points. It was just one game. You're 1-1. What was that, pal?
What do you think the score's going to be?
4-0.
4-0 Pens?
Yeah.
Let's see if we can find 4-0 here.
Hey, what's the NBA doing? I saw the play-in game with the Lakers Warriors doesn't start till 10:15 Eastern.
Yeah, well, that's because they're both West Coast. You know,
doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. That's the biggest game of the year. Put it in prime time for everyone.
I agree, and that's our East Coast bias showing that we grew up in the East Coast. Here's Gumpy calling from the farthest left and North Coast, and he's saying, "Fuck you guys. You're gonna have to stay up a little bit." What were you gonna say?
Plus 5,000 for 4-0.
Oh, that's delightful. That seems delightful.
It's prime time. LeBron ain't playing at 4 p.m. his time.
They do, though.
Probably right.
That does happen. It's actually 5, right? Normally they're over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they play at 8.
Well, no, it is L.A. 3 hours.
So 5.
Yeah, 5 o'clock then.
That's early still.
Where was the confusion?
That is very early, yeah. A lot of traffic, too, over there now. Like, people wonder why there potentially isn't fans in that arena early in that game. I mean, they are parked outside most times, not now or whatever. That is tough. Every time I travel left over there, and games are at, 4 or 5 o'clock or maybe even 10 a.m., your whole day it's like, well, what TV is at night then? Is the late night show on now, or was it on earlier? Is there anything else going on? Is this already been played? I can't look at Twitter now. It is a very hey, listen, I am not envious of the situation over there. I understand it, but I mean, it's fucking LeBron and Steph. Okay, I ain't gonna survive that game tomorrow night.
It's been nice to kind of live on both sides now. It's been
you like this side a lot better, right? Yeah. At the time, it is an East Coast bias for sure. For sure.
And it's right.
Yeah, you fall asleep watching sports. That's how life's supposed to be.
And wake up sometimes with it, especially if they're over in England town. Yeah. Now, and by the way, I've been watching some soccer on the weekends.
Hell yeah.
Hey, I see you once out of Tottenham, dude. I see old buddy once out of Tottenham, but he wants to stay in the Premier League.
Harry Kane.
So how's that work? He can just go and say, I want out of here. They have to let him out of there?
He'll just sit. Man City will offer 120 million pounds, and Tottenham will go, well, what can we do?
And then he just goes over there?
Yeah, and then he renegotiates a contract with his new team.
So they'll pay Tottenham $120 million.
It has nothing to do with his wages or anything.
That's just how much they're paying the team to buy him out of his current contract?
Yeah.
So, if the Denver Broncos want Aaron, go and get him.
Yeah.
Here's $400 million. What if that started happening in the NFL? That would be insane.
But that's why Barcelona and Real Madrid tried to start the Super League, because they are out of money, because they bought all these players for ridiculous amounts of money. COVID happened, lost a shitload of money.
They're broke.
I thought the fans were diehard. Aren't they buying merch?
Yeah, buying jerseys.
They don't care anymore.
Tarps.
Not when you're buying players for 150 million pounds.
Why not? You're saying not enough merch to move.
That's a lot of merch.
That's a lot of merch.
That's a lot of merch. Let's go to Luke in Florida. What's going on, Luke? This is a big deal.
AJ Boys, huge fan.
It's a big deal. We're a big fan of yours too, Luke, and you're going to lead us into a conversation that should be pretty good.
Okay. I saw that the Seminole tribe is trying to have control over the sports betting in Florida, or they're trying to have control through their Hard Rock brand.
Mobile, yeah. Good. So, Luke, shout out, Luke. I only read the headline, and we were going to talk about it, but we figured we should read it a little bit. It came out like 17 hours ago, I think, yesterday. So there was, when we were in Tampa, there was news broken that mobile gambling was coming to Florida, and the Seminole tribe would be in charge of it, and they were only going to give away one skin, which is one license, basically, to operate in Florida. Immediately upon hearing that, we called FanDuel and said, hey, FanDuel, we got a lot of people listen to our shit and watch our shit in Florida. If you want me to go talk to the Seminole tribe, kind of get, I'm going to need a couple $1 billion check, because this could be $1 trillion license then. If only one mobile sports gambling company is going to be allowed to operate, which is what the Seminole tribe, who has the casinos and the sports books down there in Florida. I might be wrong. There might be others, but I think this is how this whole thing operates. Just from reading the limited shit, that one license to be the mobile sports gambler of Florida is going to be worth $1 bazillion. Now, granted, I thought, just like everybody else thought, that once they get one out there, they see the success, they'll be like, okay, we can get another one, we can do another one. But let's just say, hypothetically, there's only going to be one forever. That is worth a lot. I guess now the Seminole tribe has met with the government, and that is just not something that's going to happen. The quote at the top from House Speaker Chris Sprouse said, even the mere possibility was unacceptable. Minutes into a special session Monday on gambling, Florida House Speaker Chris Sprouse said he and Republican leadership had gotten future online and mobile casino gambling nixed from the proposed deal between the state and the Seminole tribe. And sports betting, still a go, now won't start until October 15th at the tribe's 7 casinos, he added. I realized many shared the same concern as I, that some language in the contract or contract between the tribe and the government, the compact, could be construed to lead to backdoor expansion of online. So this is.
That's exactly what you were talking
about. Okay, so even the mere possibility of this was unacceptable. Okay, so the government, I guess, in a compact earlier with the Seminole tribe, did come to an agreement, and then when people were like, well, they're just going to give out like 10 of these things then, and they're not without paying us then. So they're going to have to obviously talk about this whole thing on the number of licenses that'll be available. I guess the government only said you're allowed one, and that means the government has no idea how much money that would be worth, even if they weren't to do 10 of them, which they probably will. This is classic. This is anytime something new is getting rolled in, there's always going to be a learning curve with some people, mostly in charge, it seems like, because they've been there for a long time. Hopefully this will be able to happen, because Florida is obviously a great state.
It says if it happens, the state stands to collect $2.5 billion over 5 years.
It's more than that, though.
Yeah.
It's more than that.
Wait. So who makes the decision now? If the Seminole tribe, they're not able to grant the license, who is going to do it?
So I would assume that nobody then can. I would assume that this is one of those things where it's like the Queen almost. You know how the Queen, they come with an idea, and you have to go to the Queen. If they're going to do something big, allegedly, I watched The Crown. I don't know shit. I stopped at a certain season because a new Queen came. But I learned, I feel like, more about the royals over there in that thing than I'd ever known in my life, because I was always confused on why we gave a fuck, like it's not ours, but people do love it. So then I watched Crown, I love it. So like big decisions, they have to go to the Queen almost, and I don't know if it's still this way. They have their piece or whatever. Even the people that are voted in, the whatever the fuck they
Parliament.
are. The Parliament, the head or whoever it is has to go in there. She has to give like okay, you got to do what you got to do or whatever. I'd assume in the casino thing in Florida, there's a compact, which is a contract between the government and the Seminole tribe, and that's the only way that it would be able to get in. Seminole tribe is like, you're not doing sports gambling, that's our world. And then they're like, well, this is not how this is. I assume that that's going to have to be a sit down somehow. I don't know. This is me just, kind of hypothesizing this thing, but that is what I assume.
I mean, who has the best lobbyist, right? That's who's going to get it.
Yeah, and by the way, just like this is a couple times now where we've raised concerns that people potentially would have in a high level, and it actually is what it is.
Yeah.
Maybe our show does have some range.
How do you keep like corruption out of it when this one skin, as you call it, could be worth billions of dollars?
It's not what I call it. It's actually what it's called in the entire thing. Yeah. Okay, so I was actually taught that as well, but it's worth more than that.
Like how do they keep track of all of the companies that want it? Like what can you give to whoever's making the decision? That's still legal. What can you do?
So I think 25 states have agreed to sports gambling or something like that. Mobile gambling, I think we're in 7 right now, right? 7 or 8. 7 or 8, I'm not 100% sure. So I would assume what they're doing is utilizing their numbers that they think that they could potentially have with their projections and everything like that. But what they're not understanding is in a year from now, in these states, more and more people are only going to get introduced. So the projections of what the numbers are right now, because it's still early in these states, will nowhere near be the same in a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, even in the states that are already legalized. So I think they are ridiculously undershooting what that thing will be worth. But the thought of the Seminole tribe giving out one and then, having liking it and like, we'll do that again. Here's another franchise. Okay, we'll put a Starbucks here. Yeah. We'll put a Starbucks here. You do what you got to do. And the government was like, well, you outsmarted us. We didn't even think of that. We didn't even think of you selling more. I mean, that isn't what. Come on. You can't do any more. Well, we kind of did.
Make more money too.
We ain't doing it. It is the mere possibility of that is bullshit. Is what that guy said. It's like, well, I think it was very possible for a little bit.
Yeah.
You did strike it. They'll have to talk, hopefully, again, just like all states, and say, hey, let's go ahead and make this thing better for everybody. AJ, playing game for the NBA and for hockey tonight, how will you spend your time?
Maybe I'll probably watch some of the hockey. NBA, who's playing again?
Pacers, dude.
Oh, yeah, my bad. I'll be all in on that.
Indiana, folks, right now, FanDuel Sportsbook has a boost, minus 142 to plus 150 for the Pacers to win. I'm betting it because, it's May, it's Indiana, you know the deal. But also, I don't know anybody on that team. So I'm not 100% sure. I will be watching hockey tonight. Chris Mad Dog Russo is on the other side. Our show tomorrow should be filled with excellence. AJ Hawk is booking it. I cannot wait to see what guest he gets. Oh. Chris Mad Dog Russo, his show is much better than ours. It will be a trailblazer in this business. Is in 6 minutes. We'll see you tomorrow. Cheers. Fucking nailed it, dude. Just fucking
got it.
Absolute. Right.
Have you patched things up with Mad Dog?
What do you mean?
Well, I'm sure he's heard how upset you are that he said you had a big personality.
I'm not upset about it. What are you talking about?
Okay. All right, good. You're over it.
No, I was never in it.
Okay. I believe you. Is this a moment of silence?
Not for me and Chris Mad Dog Russo's relationship. I'll tell you that. It's not for that relationship at all. But he is a guy that I'm like, okay, never going to fucking talk to that guy. You know what I mean? It's not like we had it all. I was just like, all right, well, fuck him then. It's not that I have beef, but as soon as I read his words and then I see what he says about other people, it's like, this is just like that guy calling me a sports media influencer when he's calling everybody else a business. It's like, okay, if we would have just remained consistent, cool. Okay. But in that particular interview, it was like, he does do a show for us.
Yeah. Show's all right.
It changed. Yeah. And then the other people, like, great host. Incredible. This is what it's supposed to be. I think that is, I didn't take a shot. It didn't feel like a shot at all. It just was like, okay, me and that guy never gonna talk to you. Nope. Just like I watched, Kirk, Russell Wilson, I forget who else in a video of them saying frick and
Matt Ryan was in it.
Matt Ryan is, and my immediate thought was like, okay, never be friends with these guys.
That's why Orlovsky loves Matt Ryan. It all.
Dadgummit.
It all makes sense.
This fudging show.
Yeah.
That's why Orlovsky's like, he's going to win a division. Sorry, he didn't say that. It sounded like that when he tweeted it and it read like that. But what he was saying was the capability to lead a team to win a division, maybe not the NFC South this year or maybe not in the NFL, but maybe the legends and leaders division, in the Big Ten. If he could play winning football is what Dan Orlovsky was saying, even though it didn't sound like that at all. And now he's combating back like, oh, yeah, I'm the smart. Dan, this is outrageous, okay? Tom Brady's going to go fucking 34-0 in the next 2 years if he wants to. Okay, guy didn't even know the goddamn offense until middle of the year last year. And by the way, once that happened, it was all she wrote. They are, the Falcons with Arthur Smith, I believe.
Yeah.
I believe. I believe that. I believe that Arthur. I believe that Arthur Smith will be okay at football down there for a little bit. For a little bit.
Okay at football down there.
With Pitts.
But Pitts is going to be good too. But it's going to take a little bit, I think. And I don't know. Maybe Matt Ryan will be able to withstand the Tampa Bay Buccaneer team And he had to stare down that Saints team for a long time.
Yep.
That is not an easy division at all. So saying division-winning football, it's just like.
He words his, Dane, that's how he's smart how he words it, because he can sit there and debate and say, no, I'm not saying they're going to win a division. I'm saying he played at a level high enough to win a division. But his team around him, he'll say.
For at least 2 to 3
You texting
years.
Piven?
No, Ric Flair.
What? Oh.
We're live. We are live.
Okay.
Apologize for what you tweeted. Say you lied to the people.
When did I lie to the people? I never did that. You have put words in my mouth.
Oh, we read your tweet.
Apologize.
What was the tweet, Pat? What did the tweet say?
Pull it up.
Is that Jared
It
Goff
said
t-shirt?
Matt Ryan will play division-winning football.
At least 3 more years.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
And then I asked you a question. You were like, you think the Falcons are going to win the division next year? I said, no. I actually said that I think the Buccaneers have a real chance to go 17-0, which you just so conveniently said in a tweet.
Hey, which is interesting because that's what everybody's saying. With what you said, with what you had said, you see, that's what we're talking about with what the things that you start saying.
No, you should know. You should know what happens on the internet, right? You should know.
Oh, I know. You think
Second of all, then I asked you, hey, who won the AFC North last year? Who won the division?
You didn't say that. You didn't say that.
lightly, Dan.
You didn't say that.
Who won the division?
The Steelers won the division.
Okay, and I asked you, did Baker Mayfield play division-winning football last year? And you said yes. And I said, wait, but the Browns didn't win a division. So the quarterback can play division-winning football and not win the division because his defense was atrocious.
Okay, so you hold on. Do you think the Browns go Huskies? He's got to put the merch over respect. Do you think the Browns are going to win the division though within the next couple of years?
I think the Browns win the division this year.
Okay, so division-winning football, you played it last year. They're going to win the division this year?
I think the Browns do, yes.
The Matt Ryan and the Falcons ain't doing it. They won 4 games last year.
I
you guys, Dane, a question for me?
expect the Falcons to win the division this year. They won 4 games last year. They lost 4 games.
Stop.
They lost 4 games by 9 points total last year.
Okay, and by the way, you won us 2 games at the end of that 2-14 year. We were in
I thought I was going to get a bunch of starting quarterback money, and because of you, I didn't.
I do think you deserved a lot more credit for winning with that team that we won, but you did almost fuck us out of luck too. So I wonder how.
True.
Well, sorry, go ahead, AJ.
Hey, Dane, AJ here. So do you think the Browns are going to give Baker this long-term extension, and what does it look like compared to the other monster deals that quarterbacks have?
What did he say?
Come on. That didn't work. Hold on.
Just repeat it to him somehow.
No, go again, AJ.
You repeated, AJ.
Am I on there again? I can't see.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Dane, can you hear me?
I hear you.
Okay, are the Browns going to make Baker their franchise guy and give him a long-term deal, and how does that compare to other superstar quarterbacks in the league that have monster deals?
I don't think the Browns have to do anything with Baker Mayfield's contract. The reality is Baker had a really good 9-game stretch as a rookie, a terrible second year.
After next year, after this.
After next year, when he win the division.
Yeah, if they win the division and he has a repeat year, if he goes 25-plus touchdowns, less than 10 picks again, and they win the division, they'll make him their franchise quarterback and make him very highly paid. Do I think he should be top 5 paid quarterback annually in the NFL? No. But that doesn't mean he shouldn't be getting a ton of money.
Okay, thank you, Dan, for explaining yourself. Whenever you tweet words, though, know that they have meaning. Yeah, know that they have meaning. Division winning. All right, I'll talk. I gotta do a show. Obviously, you're on it right now, but I gotta finish it. Hey,
I love you.
Hey, we love you too, dude. You give us. I mean, there's nothing to talk about in the football world today. You tweeting out one of the most asinine things I've ever seen, getting us a chance to have a conversation. You know what I mean?
Thank you, Dane.
Thank you, Dane.
Hi, Mama.
She started laughing when you said that.
All right. Hey, thank you.
She likes you more than me. She likes me. She thinks you're funnier.
Well, of course I am, but you are obviously smarter than that, Dan. You are. Yeah, but I'm not smart. You're smart. All right, I gotta go.
You're brilliant.
Your words mean things, though. See ya. See, you can't be tweeting.
Division
winning.
It's the 3 years part, too.
He knows what he's
years
doing.
from now.
What do you mean he knows what he's doing? Oh, you're saying
Dane knows exactly what he's doing.
Poking.
He did this. Do you think he did that specifically for us?
He might have. Oh.
But I can understand what he's saying with division win. Like, Carson 2 years ago, okay? He was playing Super Bowl winning football.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay? The team just wasn't there, okay? They didn't win the Super Bowl that year.
Like, technically, he's right. So, that's why Dane would be perfect to sit in, Skip or Shannon or any of those guys' seats. He can technically make himself correct.
Yeah, because in that wording, anybody that says, he can just go back. Oh, whoa, I didn't say they were going to win.
He knows the rebuttal that's coming. He already knows how he's going to respond.
Man, he's playing chess with me. It's closed Sicilian right now.
Wow.
He got me.
By the way, shout out Mitt or Foxy for picking the best picture of Matt Ryan all time.
He does look really cool. I've seen him in a mic'd up whenever he was in the Atlanta Falcons store. He was mic'd up. He had a wig on.
Oh, yeah,
nice.
I saw that.
I was awesome.
People didn't recognize him?
Yeah.
No, it was awesome.
It was hilarious.
It was.
Oh, was it?
What did he do?
Was he doing the hang loose?
It was so funny.
To people?
Yeah. It was sick.
No, he seemed like a hang loose type of guy, though. Actually, after watching it, made me like him more.
Really?
Yeah. Let's go to Levi in Connecticut. What's going on, Levi?
What's up, boys? How can we hear me?
Good.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
I got a question for AJ Hawk.
Take it down. Go ahead.
AJ, what's your favorite cigar, and what are we smoking on right now?
I don't know, man. That's a good question. I don't like the super expensive cigars. I've said it before. I think anything medium with a Connecticut wrapper,
Slapdick.
or anything that guy Coach JB sells, because I need to get some of those cigars.
Yeah, so he wanted to send us a bunch of stuff. We're like, no, JB, we're going to buy it. Let us buy it. So we'll buy you a bunch of his Slapdick cigars so you can blow through those things in 2-3 days. What's going on with FanDuel you just put up there? There's a NHL Correct Score Insurance. Place a pre-live correct score wager on tonight's Penguins-Islanders game. If you lose your bet, but your selected team wins the game, we'll refund you up to $25 in site credit. Oh, fucking no. What is it? Go. Plus 5,000 for the 4-0?
Yeah. You put $25 on there, $12.50 to win.
Let's go.
If it's not 4-0, but say the Pens win 3-0, you get your $25.
So I could technically do Pens 3-0, 2-0, 3-0, 4-0.
Yeah.
Potentially win big money, but could lose 50 on the back end because they're going to refund me at least 25.
Unless Jari wets the bed and they lose.
What, dude?
Jeez. Unless that happens, then you don't get your 25
He wore his lucky hat to the arena. You hear me?
Yeah.
What kind of hat is
this?
He put his lucky
fucking head tonight, boys.
Put 25 on it for me. I can't.
Fucking
I
Gold
can't do it here in
Boys.
Ohio.
Yeah, you're going to be able to get it soon though because of something we did on this show. From what I've been told. So, what do you want? What do you want to score? You want
the 4-0? I want the plus 5,000
for Penguins. You think Penguins win 4-0?
4-0. Why not?
Yeah,
that could change literally 2 seconds into the game.
It could. I'll score. That bet's over.
Like off with the way Jari, is potentially coming into this game with Mark Madden telling the city of Pittsburgh that you can't often blame one person for the law. Like if this guy has the mental toughness to get through what has happened to him, I will be thoroughly impressed. I mean, he started out the season terribly and he got good. So I think this guy does have the mental toughness to potentially do this. But he could also tonight, because goalies, potentially get into their own heads. That opening face-off, Sid could win that thing, pass it back, and that thing could squirt right through his legs. Yeah. We're talking 3 seconds into the game, it's over, and Sidney Crosby scored the only goal against us. So that's potentially what could happen whenever you're betting on a shutout. But I think Jari's coming back.
Yeah, for sure.
Could be Craig Anderson out for a hot dog like last night. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know what he also could be like? He could be like that janitor. Okay, last year in Montreal, or
the lawyer,
whatever.
Canadiens,
the
Leafs and Canes.
Yeah,
there it is.
Yeah, whenever they go. Hey,
Gumpy,
what's up?
Did Gumpy cut that shirt himself, or did it come like that with the neck cut out?
Funny you say that. I did bring that up earlier as well.
It's like bodybuilders. Bodybuilders cut their necks like that.
That's high fashion.
AJ.
That's high fashion. Tell him.
I appreciate it. Thanks for noticing, AJ.
So you did that yourself?
No, I bought it like this.
So it was like $600 shirt.
I don't have that kind of money, AJ. What do you think this is?
Well, you kind of do right now, actually, don't you?
Yeah.
Not yet, I guess. Okay.
Stuck in Canada.
Yeah. Today's show is presented by Traeger Grills, the wood pellet grill you absolutely need for this grilling season. The Traeger Grill is the easiest way to enjoy wood-fired flavor, and it has the versatility to do it all. Grill, wood, smoke, wood, bake, wood, roast, wood, braise, wood, barbecue. Wood. and everything else you could potentially think of doing to meat to get a wood-fired flavor. Visit Traeger Grill and vegetables as well. Visit TraegerGrills.com/Pat, TraegerGrills.com/PAT, and enter code PAT at checkout to score free shipping. That's TraegerGrills.com/Pat and enter code PAT at checkout for free shipping. Shout out to this graphic, by the way. Did you see this thing?
Yeah. I was going to say, is that Zeke, Foxy, everybody? That's impressive.
It was Jason and Zeke tag team that thing, and Zito actually had to pause it in the middle because it was made so late to the show that the timing wasn't exactly right. So Zito actually just had to run that thing. This is how it was supposed to be, right here. Just in, and then all of a sudden it disappears, bang, gone. I think they would have expected a second or two longer. So we actually had Zito pause that thing. Big shout to Traeger. Traeger's become good partner.
Yeah. Friend of the program.
Traeger. I got Traeger at the house. I think a couple of the boys have them as well.
I'm about to buy one.
No, you don't have to buy one. I don't think I think you're going to be able to get one.
Send it in.
Really? So, and then the office. I think our new office, the church we have. I think they're sending one over there too.
Yeah.
It has made me look like a fucking G. By the way, you control some of them from your own phone.
That's next level.
Yeah. Control some of them from your phone. Change the temperature. You can just put it in there all day and just kind of how's it? Oh, it's almost.
Tells you the temperature of the meat as well.
Yeah. How's it going? How's it doing? Yeah.
I can see you doing that. I can definitely see you spending 12 hours to smoke a brisket.
He did it last weekend.
I don't have to. Yeah, I don't have to.
Traeger does it.
I just put it in there, and the thing does it. So it's actually made for people like me, by the way. Who has the time? Traeger does.
Traeger's gotten huge over the last 3 or 4 years, I feel like.
I like, anytime somebody reinvents a business that's been around a long time. I guess the Big Green Egg kind of did, but it was
it's too hard, right? It's too hard for novice people that want to do it.
I had a green egg. I couldn't figure. I mean, I could if I really wanted to, and the turning of the top and the this and the that. And I actually thought to myself, this is very nice. This is awesome. If somebody can make this easier, that would be great. And then Traeger was like, got you. We were thinking the same damn thing. Here's an app. You just press some things. You got it. It is very thankful for Traeger. And they were also the official grill of the draft.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
Shout out to Traeger.
Thank you, Traeger.
Shout out.
So Raj has one, huh?
What's that, pal?
Our draft.
Does Raj? I bet Raj only cooks with old school charcoal, though. He doesn't want to put any kind of wood pellets.
No, Raj uses a Traeger.
He used to be a Kingsford guy, but then he had, a steak on Traeger, and he said, "I'm never going back Kingsford."
Yeah, he can sit in his chair, look at his phone, eat his M&Ms. I mean, what are we talking about?
Announce draft picks.
Yep.
Probably had one on during the draft.
It was probably in the back there in Cleveland. We didn't get to see it.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if MGK saw it. Skip to the phones. What happened there? Was he supposed to announce the draft and he traded out of it?
No, he forgot, I think.
No.
When he came out and did his thing and dropped the mic?
Yeah.
Yeah, that someone else had to come and pick up the mic and tell the draft pick.
Was it for the Browns, though? I don't think it was for the Browns.
It was the Bucks, I thought.
Yeah, he came
whatever,
out. Yeah, I think, hey, listen, as a draft watcher, okay, I think he just came out somebody else's pick, did his thing, dropped the thing, walked out. I'll see you tomorrow, he said, I thought. So I didn't fully understand because Chris Ballard, you got to remember, he texted me, an hour or 30 minutes before
30 minutes, yeah.
I was supposed to go and said, we traded the pick, dude. Sorry. So I would have just made that entire trip to Nashville for absolutely nothing. Could have happened, by the way. Could have easily happened if somebody makes a good offer there. That's why it's kind of, who knows what's going to happen. I thought that's potentially what happened.
What did he do? I didn't see MGK. What did he do?
Came out, said something quickly, dropped the mic, walked off.
I mean, he's a Cleveland guy, so that's probably why he was there. But he didn't announce a pick. He just spoke for a little bit.
Kings of Leon performed that first night as they should have.
Oh, man.
20, 30 minutes or whatever. I thought MGK was potentially going to perform. Maybe the next night. I thought that was maybe a promo for him performing next night. Never saw him again.
No.
Never saw him again. I think he was at a UFC fight the next night.
On that Saturday.
Yeah, so I didn't fully understand that, but MGK is a Cleveland guy till he dies.
Hell yeah.
Till I die.
The Jake Paul fight, was that the Black Keys? Didn't they play 5 songs to start off the show?
I didn't watch. I should have.
You didn't see any of it?
Great
any
band.
of the card?
I did. Is this this was Ric Flair was there? No, that was the Triller fight.
Yeah, Ric Flair was there. I'm talking about the Triller fight.
Yeah, Pete Davidson was there.
Yes. Yep.
Phoebes, the Mount Westmore or whatever.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw it. I did not see the very beginning, I don't think. Is that what happened? The Black Keys led off? Who was that?
I think. Was it the Black Keys? You got the boys will know.
What do they sing?
Fucking gold on the ceiling.
I got a lot that keeps me waiting. Oh,
yeah, there we go.
I got a lot that keeps me waiting. Oh.
Okay.
You know that one.
Yeah, it was them. You're right.
AJ, you're right. It was them.
Bieber killed it. I still watch
Good
Bieber's
job,
performance.
AJ.
Hey, Bieber put out a song where he filmed it in a room in Paris, I think. Has a guitar in the back, and he sang it. And it was on his Instagram, put the whole video out. And he was orchestrating the other day or something, being a whatchamacallit. This song, and it seemed like he was singing it live. It seemed like for his Instagram. I assume they pumped in the actual sound. He puts together, the way he puts together songs is pretty. Oh, yeah. When he decides to do whatever, I feel like he has a lot more intelligence when it comes
He's
to.
a musician.
Yeah.
You can see the YouTube videos of him playing the guitar left-handed and Canada on the street, and he also plays the drums.
Yeah.
And the keyboard. He plays everything, it seems like.
Yeah. I have always been a Biebs fan. Now, he became a very insufferable person there for a while, but he was handed the world at like 14 or 15. Yeah. It's like, that's going to be tough. But
he did all right.
He grew out of that on the other side. He kind of went into hiding, I think.
Yeah.
I think his people were like, you need to.
Well, Keyshawn Johnson almost beat his ass, too. I think that was a real eye-opener for him.
In the neighborhood, something happened in the neighborhood. Keyshawn wasn't happy.
Huh.
But he's got dreads now. That's going to be tough to get out. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's got dreads now. I don't know. The song's really good, though, he posted.
He's married to one of the Baldwin brothers' daughter.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, which Baldwin is that? Is that SNL Baldwin?
Think so.
Billy.
I thought it was
I believe that's
his brother.
Is
Billy?
It's Billy, Billy Baldwin, I believe.
Is it Billy or Steve? Yeah.
Is it Steven?
There's a William Baldwin?
It might be Steven, yeah.
Bill Baldwin.
I don't think this one talks to the other Baldwins.
The Bill doesn't?
The one who
One of them is a loose
Bieber's
cannon.
father-in-law does.
Yeah, who's the one that left the voicemail?
Oh, Alec.
Oh, that's Alec, the pissed off voicemails?
Yeah, that's SNL. Baldwin.
Alex, the top of Baldwin.
Stephen Baldwin.
Hey, I know him from that game, the throwback game show he hosts. The match game.
Oh,
With the
yeah.
boxes?
No.
The couples, right?
No, somebody comes out and they say, blah, blah, blah had blah, blah, blah. She, blah, blah, blah loved cows so much that when she was handed blah, 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 she decided to get and then word and then empty word. And then the person has to match with one of the 6 celebrities or 2 of the 6 celebrities.
Match game.
Match game. Thought so.
And then Steven is the father of Haley Bieber.
You guys brought in William for no reason. I'm assuming William,
Billy
with you
Baldwin.
guys bringing him into the conversation, he has done something terrible, I assume.
Stephen Biodome, right?
Oh! I love that guy.
Class.
Billy's backdraft, I think.
I didn't even know there was a Billy Baldwin.
Me neither. I just learned it. I assumed you guys.
Daniel.
I was just a shot in the dark.
Daniel Baldwin? Oh, Dan.
Danny Baldwin.
Danny.
Oh, Danny boy.
Baldwin. That family.
Hey, what were you talking about? You said there's a big divorce. Something more stuff's happening.
Bill Gates.
Yeah, man. Your buddy,
hot water.
Your buddy Jeff Epstein was giving him advice on how to, work his marriage.
My buddy.
Epstein's dead.
Yeah, but back in the day.
What's wrong with that?
Let's go to
What
the
did
phones.
Epstein tell him?
I thought
I don't know. You tell me.
I thought your Epstein was telling him now.
No, 2018, 2017.
Okay.
There's the Baldwin brothers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Man, who would have thought?
Danny's far right, I think.
Yeah. Second one's Barney from the Flintstones.
Oh, that was a good movie.
That's the Bieber one.
That's Steven.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
Stephen
That's
Baldwin.
Biodome,
Yeah, that's
too.
Biodome, yeah.
Billy's on the far left.
And then Alex 3 from left. Bill's far left, and then Danny Boy's far right.
Danny's a shark.
Fucking, hey, Uncle Danny doesn't fuck around.
No way.
All right, let's get
You
to
got
the
my
phones.
money?
I just want to say I am a Biebs fan, though.
Love Bieber.
Oh, yeah.
It's great.
It was tough to say it for a long time there, though. He was really making it difficult.
But he turned a corner.
But he's all the way back, baby.
Imagine the family party when Justin's hanging out.
He
with
was
these guys.
almost becoming a fuck stick, but he went back to being a slapdick.
No,
Hell yeah.
he was a fuck stick.
Yeah.
He almost went to a shitbird. But he got moved back to a slapdick.
Can't come back
Good
once you
work.
go full shitbird.
Can't do it.
By the way, real. What he said there, although described differently, very real. Very, very real. Slapdick, good intended. We make some slap.
We're all
Slapdickish decisions.
We're all slap
Dickish decisions. Then there's a fuck stick. It's kind of like a purgatory. That's basically you try, you can be saved, and then once you become a shitbird, there ain't no coming back. He said, you are gone.
Gotta save them all.
Try to save one, you fucking spray yourself too thin. Can't do it. Can't save them all.
That's a goal.
That's actually exactly the quote in his book, too. I was laughing as he was fucking.
He's the best.
He wrote it.
He's an
Book changed
author,
my
an
life.
entrepreneur, a head coach.
Read it during while I had COVID, and it came out like this.
What if he did Chameleon into Jason
Oh,
Bourne?
that would be
See,
awesome.
you went with
Do
Kevin
that.
Costner in Montana as a gangster instead. If you would have came out of that quarantine as Coach JB,
Oh, man.
let's go to the phones.
I'm gonna slap this bitch ass in the face. Coach AB.
Straight.
What?
I don't know what he's saying, but I do believe Netflix should at least give the guy a little bit of a rub.
Yeah, he said 15 times before the game, I should have slapped his bitch ass right in the face.
He should watch the first 2 seasons, though, because Buddy Stevens was great as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did love that show over there. Didn't
Oh,
you?
yeah.
The basketball one's pretty cool.
It is.
Let's go to the phones. None of them getting paid. I know that now.
No.
Let's go to Jay in Chicago.
Hey, what's up, Pat and the boys?
Wow.
AJ, what's up?
Hey, what's going on, Jay? Love your energy there. Hold on one second, though. Zito did not say bear down when here in Chicago. Are you out because Andy Dalton's a starter? Are you out?
He's called before. I think he's a Packers fan.
Jay, what do you have?
I had a take on Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
I'm wondering.
Sorry, I thought
everybody
he did
says
long
that
time.
Green Bay has the power. Organizations have the power.
Mm-hmm.
But can Aaron Rodgers just come out and say, okay, I'll play, but I'll take a knee every play, or I'll spike it every play? I know this is a big spike show. That's why I'm wondering, Pat, what's your take on organizations having power versus a quarterback? You know, Deshaun had the same situation.
He doesn't want to punish his teammates.
Yeah,
He's not going to
that's-
punish
yeah,
the
that-
team for
that's-
that. His
and the
teammates, his
coaches.
friends, and coaches.
And-
He doesn't want to. That alters. That could change their lives around him. He has issue with whoever up top, I guess. So yeah, well, he's not going to come out there. and
You
spike
guess
the
he
ball.
does have issues at the top. Okay, so it's not LaFleur. Let's write that down.
Okay.
There's going to be a big news.
Breaking.
There's going to be a big news that comes out on Monday. Okay, can't wait for that. So maybe somebody will. It comes after our show, too.
11 p.m., right?
Yeah.
Let's go Overreaction Tuesday.
No matter how you look at it.
Overreaction Tuesday. Let's go ahead and get
Well,
that.
it's only fair that Aaron would come Tuesday since that is his day.
Overreaction Aaron Rodgers Tuesday. Okay.
You said this last night.
With or without him, by the way. We're going to have
Hey,
overreaction
Pat, just-
Aaron Rodgers Tuesday.
Hey, quote tweet Kenny Mayne, and then just say and catch the follow up with Aaron on our show Tuesday.
And then he has to do it.
Yeah.
See what happens.
Is he on show on Tuesday?
No, but I'm saying maybe you could get. Yeah, oh, he's like, well, I guess maybe I committed. I guess I am.
Why don't you tweet it, AJ?
Yeah.
I'll retweet your retweet.
Okay, so listen, I want to let you know, for a large part of my life,
You told me retweets are the king. So.
No, yes, they are. And by the way, I do believe for a long time it was. I do believe they're changing the algorithm a little bit. Likes are starting to show up more. So everything I said was a lie. But retweets are definitely worth more. A lot more.
Oh, yeah.
Keep retweeting. Likes are cool. Hey, saw it. It's also popping up in people's feed. That's awesome. I don't want to operate like that. Okay, but for a long time, groups of people that I'm with, depending upon my age, doesn't matter my age. If we have a problem with something and it is to be presented to somebody or something like that, I have been sent out for a long time. Okay, like hey, we were thinking, with people that should have been the ones talking, I'm the one that gets sent out. This has been my this particular time. You should be the one that's tweeting this. You should be the one that's tweeting
That's
it, not
right.
me.
It's on you, Hawk.
I'm not.
Thank you,
This
Hawk.
is
No,
your thing.
you are much more active on Twitter and Instagram.
That's why
and
it's
you have a
big
lot
if you
bigger
do it.
following.
Yes. That's why it's big if you do it. If you do it, it's
AJ
big.
has
I'll
spoken.
retweet it. Okay, your show gets on my show. Holy shit. Official AJ Hawk just tweeted. Is this a Miller Lite post? No, it's an actual thought.
Wow.
Okay, here we go. It'll be a big deal, AJ.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to do it, but yeah, I thought it was a good idea for you.
Come on, AJ, don't be a chicken shit, dude.
So you didn't think it was a good idea for me then? You thought it was a terrible idea. That's why you did that. That's unbelievable. That's a show. Wow. I can't believe you did that.
Orshlovsky called you brilliant, so you got to feel pretty good about that.
It does feel pretty good. I also learned I'm a fucking machine too. I was up till 8:30 last night. Okay, 8:30.
What'd you do?
Powered through, literally. I was starting to fall asleep and I would stand up and I'd walk around. The legs were getting a little
Sea
loose.
legs?
My wife was just talking shit to me the entire time. She's like, give me the remote. I'm like, come on, can't.
I'm watching this.
Gotta watch what's going on. She's like, okay, well, you put it in a place though that it's very easy for me to get, because the couch is we go opposite ends there, and then bed, if I have it on the other side of the air mattress potentially, if she tries to get it, the entire thing will potentially just launch me off like one of those things at the lake that people jump off. Yeah, my fucking bed, that's what it would have been like. So she's like, please put the remote on this side. It's only a matter of time. And she was right, by the way. She was 100% right. I passed out very quickly, but I powered through. as much as I could.
What time did you sleep until?
So 8:23 was when I passed out because she did take a picture of it and post it immediately, which is what she said was going to happen because I was talking shit. I said, I'm going all night. I'm watching the end of this game. I'm watching Cavs Bruins. I'm watching this whole thing. Don't you worry about it. And she's, okay, all right, shut the, okay, all right. Sure. She said, as soon as you fall asleep, I'm posting. I'm like, you're not going to be able to because you're going to fall asleep. Okay? You're not going to be able to. I'm going to take a picture of you. And then literally as soon as we got back to that room, it was game, set, match. 8:23 to about 5:30, 9 hours. I feel fucking unbelievable right now. I feel good. Maybe the best I've ever felt.
Good for you. Yeah, you look good. I told you that earlier.
Thank you. Thank you, AJ.
Thank you, AJ.
Good guy, AJ. Not as good as you, AJ. Not as good as you, pal. Not as good as you guys either. What Coach JB said about you guys, I'm going to let you know. I think I echo those sentiments a lot, but you guys are the fucking best, man.
So are you.
No, you. You guys are. You guys are really good.
No, you.
No, you are.
No, you.
You are. You.
Gumpy, that shirt says that you're the best, but I want to let everybody in here know that you guys are all the best.
You're the best.
Yeah, well, we say you're the best. So.
No, it's not about that right now. It's about me saying you guys are the best, so just eat it and take it. AJ, you're the best too, dude.
Okay, I'll eat that.
All right. Everybody watches, you guys are the best too. I want to let you know. There are people I don't think are the best. And
who?
They can't hear me right now. What's that?
Who?
We don't need to single anybody out.
Okay. What kind of genre of people do you think are not the best?
No, I don't paint broad brushes, pal. I am very isolated.
Then let's narrow it down then.
Well, I mean, you want to go into buckets? Like there's different, there's different. What do you want, But I'm
like your sports bucket stooges.
I like mostly everybody. I'm cool with mostly everybody. I don't think I hate anybody really. Oh yeah. Yeah, but people wouldn't know that part. There's like behind the scenes people who say things to me, and I hate you forever. You don't even know it. You don't even know that I hate you forever. That's good for you, pal. You just got dropped into the hey, I hate you forever pool, and you don't even know. You're gonna try to maybe get out of that pool someday too, with all the things you have said. And guess what? There ain't no stairs to get out of that pool.
Nope.
It is actually a never-ending.
Good luck down there.
You're not gonna be able to get out of there, and they don't mind. And I don't mind either. But there's only a few people in those pools. There's not a lot. I tend to get along with most people after they get to know me. I think that is something. I might come off a little abrasive early. People hate me quickly. DeQuell has told this story numerous times. DeQuell Jackson got, Cleveland Brown, middle linebacker, gets thrown into our locker room 2 doors down from me, and it's just like, hey, what's going on? And I think he was like, I need to move my locker. And then like day 4, he's like, is this every day? It's like, yo, this is what you're getting every day, pal. And he's like, all right, I can appreciate that. And it's like, bingo! But some people hate it day 1 all the way through, and I hate them too, so fuck them. But before we get out of here, I would like to talk about something. This is serious. Mm-hmm. AJ, when I talk about stuff, okay, I'm not always exactly right. Right? Don't you think?
I think you're always right.
Well, I appreciate that, AJ. You don't, though, because you send me texts and stuff, and you actually put $20 million against me being right. But I feel like I'm not always right, But when I say things about stuff from other sports, I tend to be spot the fuck on. It's just because it's like, it's a zoom out. You know what I mean? I can see the bigger picture. I'm not getting cropped out. Shout out Nicki Minaj, her new album. Okay. You can't see the bigger picture. You're cropped out or whatever. I feel like I do that with other sports. Jari saw him game 1. This guy's a liability.
Yep.
He's an insurance. Here we are in the playoffs. Liability insurance. Big problem, this guy. I watch baseball. Okay. There's this dude who's throwing the ball 100 miles an hour and hitting the ball 100 miles an hour. Leading the league in home runs right now. An incredible pitcher, 2-point-something ERA. Gonna win the MVP. Greatest baseball player of all time. As soon as I saw one little collection of this guy. I think I seen him do this one time, and then I saw him do this a couple times. I'm like, this is what every baseball player should be. Ty, our baseball expert, Diggs, amongst other people, he's nowhere near the best player of all time. Guess what? Here we are about a month and a half later. This son of a bitch is number 2 in odds overall to win the MVP. He's the greatest player of all time. Maybe not Mickey Mantle getting sucked off in the bleachers, Bingo. But this guy is the guy. How are we not talking about this guy as being the greatest baseball player of all time already?
He is unbelievable. He's a true talent, but he has shown. I mean, we were saying, hey, guys got to stay healthy. There's a reason they don't give the fucking MVP out in May because there's a lot of baseball.
We're only 40 games into 100.
A lot of baseball.
Run the
left.
gauntlet.
He's not even the
my
best on his
friend.
own team.
See you play a full season first.
Oh,
He is.
is this the hill you're choosing?
Fucking Trout's right there.
Doesn't this team
stinks?
stink?
Yeah, they're in
Yes.
last. in the
He's
division.
batting 263. I mean, let's get that average up a bit.
263. He's throwing fucking no-hitting innings. What are we even talking? Who cares?
I mean, Trout could go out there and
He's
throw it
pitching
no.
once
Trout
every 2
could
weeks.
not. What are we even
I mean,
here? He's hitting 263. Okay, so if he had .037 higher at 300, he's in the Hall of Fame already. And by the way, he's not just doing that. He's throwing mud as well when everybody else is just bullshitting in the fucking outfield. You know what Shohei Ohtani's doing? He's working. He is the team.
Just work a little harder, and your team won't be 17-22.
He's only pitched 25 innings, which is kind of. He's had 5 starts. He's only averaging about 5 innings pitched per.
Yeah, but he's hopping in right field though.
That was one time.
You guys are
gives
betting on the
a
first
shit?
5. You guys are betting on the first 5. Why? Because that's where the aces are.
That's not what the MVP's decided on.
Yeah.
No, but I'm saying, like, you saying he's only pitching 5 innings. It's like, that's what aces do. What are we? This is 2021. This is what 2021 is. That's why it's first 5, not first
Aces
6.
go 8.
That's why it's not first 7. That's why it's not first 8.
Aces go 8.
They're not hitting homers though.
You know what they're doing?
How are they bad with he and Trout on the same team?
Good question.
Because their pitching staff fucking
Jared
sucks.
Walsh is really good too.
Outside of him, he's actually probably the best pitcher they got as well.
Oh, so he's the best pitcher on the team, the best hitter on the team.
But they keep
He's
pushing
leading the
back
league
his
in
stars.
homers.
He is not the best
Just
hitter. on
make him the closer.
He has the most home runs in the league.
Mike Trout.
Mike Trout is a better player than he is,
I've heard
but
about
he's
Mike
very
Trout, by the
good.
way. He's like the Sidney Crosby of baseball. Nobody knows that he exists. He's
Bingo.
really good.
Well, let's not compare a guy who's never won a damn thing to Sidney Crosby, all right?
True. You're right. Bingo. Mike Trout, shut it. But this guy's the best baseball player of all time. He doesn't speak any English at all, right?
No, he's. I mean, I doubt it.
If you're saying he's the best baseball player this season, yeah,
All time.
He batted 160 last year.
He was hurt.
He was pitching as well. Can we?
He
what
was,
are we even?
he was hurt last year.
Yep.
He was hurt the year before as well, which is kind of the trend that we're
That's
talking about here.
Well, when you put the entire sport on your back, there's a chance you're going to strain your back a little
then
bit.
maybe he needs to pick one or the other.
Oh, here we go.
Either be a really good fucking hitter or a really good fucking
Or
pitcher.
just be a closer then.
If this
Pitch
guy's a
one
Yankee,
inning.
he should be a closer.
That's what he should be.
He should be a closer, but
Yeah.
he'll be tired potentially by then if he's running and hitting
home runs.
But he should be a closer. He throws mud too. I mean, that is.
This is why baseball stinks. We got this guy that we've never seen him do something,
Better
and all
ratings
these
than
baseball
basketball.
guys in the office think he stinks. It makes no sense.
Don't
Makes no
think he
sense.
stinks.
This guy's awesome.
It makes no sense.
We didn't say
This guy
stink.
is baseball.
We just said not the greatest of all time.
Don't think he stinks. He's incredibly fun to watch.
This is not, by the way, this is a
just
different
gotta stay
tone a couple
healthy.
weeks ago,
You
wasn't
just
it,
gotta
Foxy?
stay healthy,
Foxy was
that's
a much different tone from these guys a couple weeks
it
ago.
was.
Yeah,
He better
checked
Teddy ball game.
Check the receipts. Go back. I've been posting on my Instagram some of his sick breaking balls. Hey, guy's talent. The guy's talent.
Foxy
His team fucking stinks.
Foxy thought
You
the
know?
Miz was pitching for the Tigers.
By the way,
last
the Miz
night.
tore his ACL in that zombie match.
Oh, no.
Should be pitching for the
Allegedly,
Tigers.
that's what reports are saying. He was By the way, we saw him walking at the end of the night. That guy.
Non-contact, or did Zombie do it?
I don't know if a zombie ate it or not. I'm not 100% sure.
Yummy.
To finish the match though, too. Jimmy Uso, Jey Uso's brother, he 14 months he was off. He tore his ACL first minute of a 30-minute ladder match.
Oh Jesus.
Finished it.
Fuck.
Finished it.
That's crazy.
That is. Those dudes are insane over there. And ladies. The ladies are fucking absolutely insane as well. That ring hurts so bad. Like, falling on that thing hurts so bad. So if you get to that point, it's like, okay, this person has a pain tolerance that is higher than most probably, just to get to that point. Like, the ropes hurt. Like, the ropes bruise you. Like, everything about it hurts. So everybody's incredibly tough out there, but Miz finished a match with a torn ACL with zombies after him.
Jeez.
Put it in his fucking tombstone.
Thank you, Miz.
Who knows what they did to Johnny Drip Drip, and he came back, put on a show.
That was like, they dragged him down into like a nowhere place all there.
Depths of hell.
And last night he did do something for the Miz, by the way. Shout out.
Hey, Pat, can you let me in on some, like, so the zombies came up, they ate the Miz at the end of that match, and then I guess they cut the commercial or whatever they did.
And I came back on the other side. And by the way, I was on the microphone on the other side of that.
So do the zombies do they zombie out of there? Or do they walk out normal? How's it work?
Me, I kind of hit a couple with a because they were a little lazy. They had just eaten 2 humans.
Yeah.
So they were kind of full. So they were
Full
kind of slow. I
stomachs.
kind of caught them in like a bad. I hit a couple with the sternum. Dead.
See ya.
You know what I mean? Michael Cole got one with a goddamn. You know what I mean? Yeah, we had to do that. We got back on there. They were gone, but we were wondering what had happened to Johnny Drip Drip and The Miz, and we found out.
Kind of a miracle that it was just his ACL.
Yeah, what I do believe zombies. We heard this going into whenever we found out is like for them, the ACL is like a pizza.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that is, it's like a pepperoni. You know what I mean?
It's like the best part.
Yeah, it's what they're looking for.
The fillet of the body.
Yeah. So, to be 100% serious for a second, The Miz is one of the coolest dudes of all time. He's been very nice to me, always has been. He is one of the most durable superstars in the history of WWE, never ever gets hurt. I'm actually very bummed for everybody that he got hurt there. Very, very bummed. But this will be good for Miz and Mrs.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
You know, his reality
Good time
show.
at home.
But rehab sucks, and I would not wish that upon anybody. So I hate that has to happen to The Miz.
Hey, maybe it's some much deserved time off. Where it's not time off. He's going to rehab a knee, but maybe get out of the ring for a little bit.
Yeah, maybe let the body take a little bit of break. He's a stud, man. I watched a documentary on him too on the Peacock, and I tried to slip that in, by the way, WrestleMania Backlash. It came to me, I thought about, I can't believe we're getting this on the cock. Peacock.
You have to.
I know.
That is awesome that they're on there now, though.
Those docs are incredible.
Yeah.
They are absolutely incredible. The Miz one is really, really cool. He was hated in the WWE by not just the fans, but like everybody in WWE after the real world. He didn't really have anywhere else to go. A couple of years, he had to really earn it. Undertaker kind of gave him like a
stamp of approval,
a second life almost, and he has taken off. He is great at what he does.
Thank you, Take.
Thank you, Take. Love you, Take.
What?
Miss you, Take. Need you, Take. What?
All right, let's get out of here. 3:35. A little after hours here for 35 minutes.
Did we do the ticker trivia?
Did you put it out there yet?
I just put out the hashtag.
You didn't put out the question?
No. I thought we were going to bring it up. That's on me.
Sorry, we can do it now. Can you just run it?
Can I see it?
No. I don't think we can either, by the way. I legitimately thought it was probably up the entire time. We cannot see it. We have no idea what's going on down there. We have no clue. Which isn't great, but it's not me. For future reference. Maybe we should put that on the ticker. That's an everyday thing. This is not anybody's opinions but the tickers.
Yeah. That seems fair.
Well, then that kind of gives you a lot of leeway to do whatever the fuck you wanted. Done a despicable job of marketing the game to people outside the cities that have hockey in it.
Correct.
That's a great quote.
Correct.
That is part of the show.
Correct.
Indiana folks only. Indiana Pacers to beat the Charlotte Hornets, boosted from -142 to +150 thanks to FanDuel Sportsbook. That's a good one. Hey, that's a good one.
Thank you,
Good ticker
FanDuel.
today. Good ticker today.
Thank you.
And thank you, FanDuel. Yeah. My style was always trying to get players to where they couldn't get by themselves. Coach JB, thank you. That's a good quote.
There you go. Thank you, Coach.
Coach JB is all in or all out. That's good.
Hell yeah.
He did say that.
Thank you, Coach.
This is my favorite one here.
Growing up where I grew up, gangsters don't dance. We boogie. Coach
Hell
JB.
yeah.
That's good.
That is good. Thank you, Coach.
That is a good one. Coach JB. By the way, we did not describe who Coach JB was, but Coach JB says once you become a shitbird, there's no coming back. This show. We were talking about something else, let alone right now we have the mere effect.
The inception on this thing.
No, keep going.
The NFLPA has been hated by players for a very, very, very long time. See, that is something we got to watch by some players.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? By players, you're saying like all players. It's, we got to have ourselves plausible deniability. Dan Orlovsky said Matt Ryan has at least 3 more years of division-winning football left in him. Yeah, he did say that.
He did. Yeah.
He literally
Verbatim.
did. We did not explain it fully what that meant.
It's never ending.
AJ Hawk would instantly start throwing if somebody smacked his helmet after a big play. True, he did say that.
Yeah.
He also said we should eliminate that from the game completely. Maybe do a ... there.
Yeah.
that he should eliminate from game completely, because that's a pretty bold statement. Joe Burrow, who underwent knee surgery in December, is all systems go for September 12 regular season opener via Adam Schefter. I feel like our ticker's pretty good. Like,
Pat, on the Joe Burrow news, I read it straight from the doctor. He said Joe Burrow is on pace to start the opener.
No, I saw all systems go from Schefter. Anyways,
from Schefter,
how long do we have to sit for? I mean, there's a lot in there. How long do we have to
There's
sit?
the next thing coming up.
Oh, here it is. It's up.
Oh, did it not update?
There it is.
Oh.
See, I just have the hashtag.
He's going to have to go through one more.
We'll come back.
I cannot get updated.
How many screens are up?
Just
There's 7 AJs and 7 Pats.
3, 4, 5,
Just-
6.
But that's never ending, though.
Yeah, that's not running.
You could argue that
They're all doing different things.
We're
Yeah,
not
it's really cool.
We're not releasing the video till tomorrow, though, right?
Yeah.
That's to legitimize it
Yeah.
as a commercial. Did you put it up there?
No, I'm confused. Sorry, that's on me.
No, the video will go up tomorrow after we pick the winner. It's a commercial. This is how we picked the winner. This is how we did it.
So it's just how many.
Okay.
Yeah, it's how many tails were flipped in a 20 coin flip session earlier today? Question mark. Must use hashtag PMS ticker trivia Tuesday.
9.
Okay, that's your guess?
Dude, shut up.
That's my guess.
You think there's not? What's your problem?
What's his problem?
No, he was excited about it. I mean, he was excited.
No, he always does this. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. He's got like 18 more guesses.
Yeah, but he was excited.
know.
He was excited about it. He has no idea. He was not here. We filmed the entire thing,
What's
though, by
your
the way.
problem, dude?
So we will.
I hope Aristotle comes in and wins this thing.
Oh! Aristotle probably get it right, by the way. Big ass brain on old Aristotle.
Yeah.
Anyways, must use hashtag PMS ticker trivia Tuesday on Twitter to enter. First person to get the right answer wins.
Wow.
Your guess is 9?
Yep. Did I win?
Find out tomorrow, maybe.
Yeah, see you then.
We'll release a video we recorded and also us picking a winner.
Yes.
Because we gotta let because we get people that bitch at us about stuff, and it's like, yo, we're giving away shit. Like, what are you mad at me for?
Sorry, your guess stinks. You didn't win.
You know, it's the old gift horse in the mouth situation.
Bingo.
Yeah.
It is old gift horse in the mouth situation, isn't it? Right in the mouth, dude. Just looking right in the mouth. Hey, your guess really 9? You think it was that close?
That close to what?
Well, if it was 9, then that would mean that the heads would be 11.
Yes, exactly.
You think it was that close? You think the percentage did weigh how you would think it was? A coin flip, 50-50?
In this situation, yes, I think it did.
Really?
I mean, I don't know. I'll have to review the tape tomorrow and see your guys' garbage flips and what you're doing.
Whoa. See, I told you.
I know. By the way, really good flips. I don't know if we got them on camera actually with how high.
Well, first off, you guys said that whatever referee did the coin toss at the Super Bowl, which is the greatest moment of that person's life. You said that was a Mickey Mouse coin flip and that they grew the grass out and it wasn't legit.
And it was?
And it was. Everything I said was accurate. That's what I do, observe and report. And listen, don't talk about Super Bowl coin tosses. You wanted me to bring up the Bush family right there. I heard you just do it. That's why you mentioned the Super Bowl coin toss.
Yeah.
Whenever old
H.W.
and George just threw the coin on the ground.
Was it George Stubbs that threw it?
No, it was H.W.
H-Dub. He was, obviously he was in a situation where he should not have been the one flipping the fucking coin. Like, okay, maybe giving the hello, coin toss, and they set him up for failure there. But that is notoriously the worst coin toss in the history. I would say the one from this particular Super Bowl, right up there at number 2. Yep. Okay, that thing didn't flip. It just went right in there. Lost me $30,000. Okay, so I hate it, just naturally. But these flips, I think people would say actually, and the reason why I can judge, because I'm a good coin flipper.
A lot of height on them.
Almost to the roof in this place. You've been in this place.
It's impressive. You got a strong thumb.
Well, it's arm too. You got to have a little bit of rhythm with that thing. Everything. And then you catch. And by the way, I did flip. So if that changes your guess,
True.
I did catch and flip. I want to let you know that.
Oh, no, I'll stick with 9.
You sure?
Did you tweet it?
Final answer.
I did not tweet it. No.
Has it gone across the bottom yet? I don't think.
I got rid of everything else. It's the only thing on there.
Attaboy, Gump!
There you go. Hey!
Hey, Gump, great work on that ticker, by the way.
After hour special.
It's really growing into its own. You know what I mean? It's really growing into its own. It is an after hour special. Maybe you should even put hashtag after hour special in there in the ticker so people know. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You don't have to tweet that, but it is an after-hours special.
Yeah.
What are we giving them? The winner?
A coin, probably.
That coin?
25 cents.
25 cents.
Well, we can't give him that coin because the coin I was flipping, I will say, Zito had used to tighten a screw with. So it was.
Yeah.
I didn't know until I threw it up real high. It landed on my. I got stabbed in the hand, and I was like, "Oh, I must have caught the side of it." And then as I flipped it, there was a part that was just like sticking out. It was It is a wavy quarter. I've never seen anything like it before.
Does that change your guess at all, AJ?
No, I will stick with 9 still.
All right.
Did Zeke go put it on the train tracks or something?
No, he was turning a screw.
Yeah, I heard that.
Oh, you're saying if I can flatten it?
It may have been is that the toughest screw ever to bend your quarter?
Well, I was thinking Zito's hands.
Yeah.
I think,
Maybe they got a box of slapdick cigars.
Ooh. But then you would have to be at least 18 plus, or we'd be supplying.
Oh, yeah.
Slapdick,
some merch.
book.
Blue whiskey.
You'll get the book.
Yep.
You get
And a pit bull.
Cameo from JP.
Wait, was he serious saying they don't call them pit bulls anymore?
Yeah, bullies. That's what everybody says.
Where? I've never heard that.
That's like people that sell pit bulls or in the pit bull business. They call them bullies.
I have multiple buddies that breed pit bulls. And
Yeah,
I've never
but you're
heard
in Ohio.
You can't take them. So when Mark Burley pitched for the Chicago White Sox, he got traded to Toronto Blue Jays. He could not take his pit bull there.
But he could take his American bully.
There you go.
Because I believe they're also the Bulldogs are in there. English, I think, is also considered a part of the bully.
Well, they're bullies.
Yeah, the bully. Because I always thought Bulldog was a bully.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Me too.
English Bulldog was a bully. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it kind of transitioned. And it's like, oh, I got a bully or I'm in a bully. And it's like, that's a pit bull.
So it's state by state. Okay.
Yeah, it's all law stuff. Ohio, by the way, you guys played by the rules in 1970, and you always have and you always will.
Really? What name something else? Is there anything else that comes to your mind from Ohio?
Yeah, I've stopped in a couple gas stations over there. The things that were being said by people amongst like the aisles, and like in between the gum and shit, and getting their hot dog. Just oh my God, we're in a movie from way back.
Yeah.
Okay, that's Ohio though. That's just you gotta know whenever as soon as you go into the United State of Ohio, it is
Hopping in a time
There's
machine.
a chance that you're hopping in a time machine.
Yeah.
There's a chance you are doing that.
Your pal Len Wexman pretty much just operates with diplomatic immunity up there. So
Old Len Waxman. I have never met the person. I don't know what he's up to at his compound.
No, I actually saw on that Hyundai thing, you drove past his house with Uncle Dick.
Yeah. How do you know he has a compound
You
if you
can't
don't
drive
know?
by his house. You cannot see it from the road. That's what
Oh, is that right?
So
You've been there.
so they chopper you in.
Submarine in. Is that?
Did you ever see Bill Gates there, AJ?
Tunnels.
Have you seen Gates, AJ? How many times
No, I
have you
heard-
seen Will?
I think Bill likes to hang out in Indy. That's where he had some of his meetups.
That's not true.
There's no reason why he would want to come here for his pool parties.
Oh, why? What's wrong with Indy?
It's a great city, but a lot of people are in here from out of town every single weekend. This ain't like a Bill Gates stomping ground.
Yeah.
He gets slapped right in the mouth. He started pulling his shit.
Centerville, though.
Ain't no nude stripper parties happening here, AJ.
I'm still confused by that headline. Were those regular women who became strippers because they got naked in his pool, or were they hired strippers that got naked into the pool? Then, if it wasn't a nude party, that'd be weird. I don't know exactly. Yeah, are they playing strip poker? Is Bill Gates out there dealing from the bottom of the deck to get?
Probably.
I mean, that's
He's counting cards.
By the way, kind of hilarious that billionaires operate, especially the nerdiest of nerds billionaires operate in this fashion. But I didn't fully understand the headline, but I think we're going to only learn more and more about old Bill Gates.
Yeah. Love butt cheeks. That's what it said in his book.
The OG Billy Buttcheeks.
Willie.
Wow.
Willie Slick.
Oh, wow.
Should have known.
I mean, those strippers had to just be so perplexed when they showed up. Like, wait, Bill Gates? And then all of a sudden, Bill Gates in his little board shorts, like, hey, guys, yeah, here we go, right there.
Who's the turtley looking old fuck that's walking out of that? Oh, that's Bill Gates.
That's
What's
Moneybags.
Bill Gates? He's like Steve Jobs, but before Steve Jobs. Oh, this is his house? Holy shit. Well, it's actually his city. Whoa.
Excuse me?
Okay, well, I guess we're taking our clothes off, right?
Yep.
All right, let's get out of
What's
here.
it going to get like now? If he had to sneak around and do that before, now it's out there and he's getting divorced. Like, he may really go.
Pool parties every day now.
I assume his DMs are lit up right now.
Oh, yeah.
Or maybe he's just over there on the the audience, the only audience, the OnlyFans. He's probably over there, just like kind of going through.
Oh, he's probably coding it right now.
Hey, you want to make?
You think he made one?
I'll pay your yearly salary.
No, he's probably joining. Yeah,
Oh,
and then telling him in private chat.
Yeah.
Can you swim?
I don't know if he'd be a creator or not.
He probably did, didn't he? He probably created
Put out
that.
his own content on OnlyFans.
Well, he probably created the
OnlyFans itself.
Yeah.
The algorithm.
This is how we find our pool parties.
Pool party section on OnlyFans.
No,
Who was this guy?
Happens.
Who were his people that set the pool parties up? Because Bill's not setting.
Steve
Ballmer.
1,000%.
No way. Ballmer's got a team to care about. You're out of your mind.
Not back then. He didn't.
No.
Ballmer, by the way, big
Yeah.
clap.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, show us your Good job, Bill. And Bill's like, I didn't hire him, Steve. You were with me the entire time, obviously. Go say hello to somebody else. But it is pretty freaking cool, Bill.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
Kawhi Leonard also might be an easy way to recruit him to LA. Bring him on into the nude strippy parties.
By the way, just a strippy party is nude.
Yeah.
Like, what do we even like that? You just did.
Well, I
exactly.
guess-
You have to preface it because of the
Shows
article.
that he would host skinny dipping parties because when you say strippers, there's plenty of strippers that can keep their trunks on and go swimming. Right?
No, well, that's what I'm saying. But if they just came, if strippers were over there and they were just swimming around, not naked, what would that headline have read?
Well, maybe it's a rule, like, hey, you got to show up no clothes. If you wear clothes, you don't get paid. Something like that.
There was a couple
Paid?
strippers.
Who said they were paid?
Well, that's I think why they called them. I don't know. I have no idea. I just read the head. Oh,
I mean, maybe just give them. Maybe you just have open bar and food.
Zito, we're burying these two people. They started the computer business. There's no reason to even put us into that battle. I mean, he felt so good about himself too. I saw him back there pointing to Fox to cut to the clip. Jesus.
Classic Steve Ballmer.
Hey, Pat, I remember when I said like a week ago before all this came out that he may show up with Lizzo at a game somewhere. Like, I think it may be a possibility now.
Shout out Lizzo, by the way. Shout out.
Good for her.
I saw a lot of people. I saw a lot of people shooting their shot at Melinda Gates. A lot of people shooting their shot on.
She's got $850 million in stock. I saw. So
that's it. I thought she had to be a billionaire.
No, in one stock. I assume that she's got more.
I see it for his personality, if anything.
See there. Of course you do. You know her better than all the rest of us, obviously. I don't know. I know her, but I saw a lot of people shooting her shot. I assume Bill's getting the same thing.
Philanthropist.
Oh yeah.
But how do we give away our money? How do we do this? All right, let's go. Let's get the fuck out of here. Hammer Down's in 9 minutes. Congrats, boys. You're gonna have a good show.
Yeah,
boys.
Hammer Down. Feel good about today.
Hashtag PMS Ticker Trivia Tuesday. Enter your guess. Obviously, you have up to 20 entries.
It's the problem, though. Somebody already took my 9, I'm sure, and tweeted it out. So even if I tweet it out and I win, I don't win.
That's why you should have done it first.
That makes you a loser.
Oh, my bad. I was busy and engaged in the show. Sorry, guys. I didn't take it.
Oh, shut up.
Oh, yeah, you're engaged.
all right.
But real quick, it wouldn't take you 7 minutes to tweet that.
The lazy
but-
quick dog jumps over the fence.
What?
Typing class, dude.
It was a fox.
Home row. I took typing class, bro. I'm home row.
The lazy, quick fox jumped over the fence. I wonder why they did. I guess because you're
A lot of
It's all 26.
It's all what?
It's all the
26
letters.
yeah.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that is definitely not the correct sentence, but it's close.
It's something like that.
I didn't see a Z.
I think it's a lazy brown
Lazy.
fox
Lazy,
jumped
yeah.
over the log or something like that.
Something. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Something with a fox.
What were your WPMs, dude?
Like 106.
106.
Man, I was that on T9, not on the keyboard, though. I could not operate on a keyboard, boy. I was not good at it. You know, my mom had like a split one at the house. For,
Oh, really?
Probably ergonomics are insane on that thing.
Yeah, you might as well have just put me 45 keyboards in front of that thing. I mean, that was, where is it? You know, that was tough, but she could fucking float. T9, rest in peace, by the way.
Yeah.
The best.
When T9 was running, I thought it was the greatest thing of all time. Then they said they're going to have full keyboard. I don't want a fucking full keyboard.
No.
This is great. Now,
No, you can text without looking.
yeah, it was unbelievable. The keyboard has been a game changer, though. I mean, they didn't tell us that when the keyboard was coming to the phones. They were also telling us, like, yeah, actually, the whole computer's coming into this little thing.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, all right, cool. I thought we were doing T9, but got it. AJ, see you later, dude. Here's to you.
See you later, dude. Have
Thank
some fun.
you, AJ.
You going to go to bed early again tonight?
You know, I don't know. I had a diesel there. I don't
After
know
the Pens win.
Yeah, you got the Guinos.
Oh, after you hit the course, right? You got to go by one of your country clubs you belong to and hit some balls.
Nah, I got 31 years to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and it's raining here in Indiana. I think 4 straight days, so I can't do that. But
beautiful this weekend.
I'll probably go home, play some cards against the wife, turn on the Penguins Islanders game, watch that 4-0 affair. Which, if it's not 4-0 and my team still wins, I'll get $25 in site insurance or site credit at FanDuel. Only at FanDuel. Shout out to them. Also in Indiana, I will bet on the Pacers to beat the Hornets. I will not watch that game, but it is getting boosted.
Yeah.
So I will bet on that.
Unfortunately, I believe a lot of the Pacers lineup is out of that game, but
see, that's why.
Sickness.
So we may need to
injuries.
boost that thing to plus 300.
That they should be boosted a little higher.
It should be plus 3,000 because
What?
John Morant, right?
LaMelo Ball.
Brogdon, didn't know he was on the team, questionable. Holiday, don't know him, questionable. Lamb, shit, Levert, Sabonis, questionable. Sumner, questionable. Turner, Warren, don't bet the boost. I don't know how many more players are on the team. I don't know any of those guys. I don't know how many more players they got on the roster, though.
They got McConnell. Hey, they'll be okay.
McConnell's healthy.
You're right. TJ McConnell, Yinzer, he'll get it done. That's FanDuel's boost. That's on mine, by the way. So this does not go against my record.
You're in bed with FanDuel.
Yeah, Jesus. I'm going to lose, too. I already bet. I didn't know everybody was fucking hurt. They can't even play a team. What? They can't even. Can they field a roster right now? Can they field a team?
All 5 are playing 48.
LaMelo's about to go for 60.
Yeah, bet LaMelo triple-double.
All right. I'll see you guys. Good luck out there, AJ.
Good luck out there, man. Big show tomorrow. Can't wait.
Somebody tweeted me while I was going to the bathroom. I just so happened to see it. There's a big bet going on. It's in some house somewhere between 2 friends. And it's whether or not you ever pull a book out of that bookcase behind you.
Oh, forgot Coach JB book out.
It's a good bet.
So they asked me to ask you if you could do that or you want to do it later.
I'll do it later for sure.
I think they got like $20 million on it.
Holy shit.
Yeah. A lot better chance of me pulling a book out of this bookshelf than you.
All right. All right. That's the show. Thank you all. Have a great Tuesday. Hope you won the ticket trivia thing, but only one person will be able to win. So remember that. All right. See ya.